Manchester United are on fire at the moment. Before defeat to Arsenal, they were on fire, winning games for fun. This mostly does come down to the appointment of Erik Ten Haag, the new Dutch manager experienced in bringing Ajax to a Champions League semi-final, has now took the hot seat at the Red Devils as he aims to lift them up. Our aims of this save are simple. We need to break the top two mould. Manchester City, Arsenal, and I guess you can consider Liverpool have to be brushed aside. Another one is to shove it to the Glazers and spend the money that we have, 204 million on the players that we need to become a successful club. And the final one is a big one. I want to win every single competition there is. I'm not saying doing it all in one season, but we've got to win the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Champions League, and of course the Premier League. Sorry, Papa John's trophy. So strap in for a big road ahead of us because we've got to rebuild the Red Devils all the way up. Manchester United, episode number 1. I did look for some red clothing. Only the Basaspor kit, it will do. As you can see, we've changed Erik Ten Haag, the swole Ten Haag. I think he's very chunky in this game. Not shaming at all. We've put him in the tracksuit of Man United. I see him mostly in tracksuits. 204 million that we spoke about. Heavy board expectations. That's the Glazers doing. No Ronaldo, of course. We're going to disable international strict transfers. We wanted a tad realistic. And I am going to try and sculpture the transfers around Erik Ten Hag's preferable signings, I would think. Like players that he might want, some Dutch players, a mix, but we're not going to try and go too unrealistic. And the first thing we'll check is if we have a class of 2023, or it'll just be 23, which we don't at all. Not very good rated in the youth. I mean, Zach Smith, the Canadian, looks best. And they all look like they're in the right positions. Maybe no standout star. That will be tough for the long term, having a player play 50% of games. We're going to sign 3 young players. They want us to sign one of the best in the world. I would love to do. It's the Europa League this year. We'll count that as one of the trophies. They want us in the Champions League, winning the FA Cup, and a profit margin of over 250, which doable. If we sell who we need to sell. And looking at the squad, we know there's not much quality in it. Or there is, but it's not shining. Highest rated, of course, Casemiro. An absolute Rolls Royce. Bruno Fernandes, we want to keep. Of course, Marcus Rashford on flames. The defence, maybe a switch up. I'm not too sure. I, for one, in real life, I'm a fan of Wan-Bissaka. And dare to say it, Harry Maguire.
Oh my God!
He may get his opportunity as Jadon Sancho the same. We've got Scott McTominay, Garnacho, Pelistri, Elanga, some good youngsters. And there is a lot of players out on loan. Jack Butland, Dean Henderson, Grimsby Town legend. Didn't play much for us, but we love singing Dino. Alex Telles, Eric Bailly. So we do have some okay youngsters as well going through. And the issue is, I do want to kind of use the youngsters a little bit. So having not the greatest squad on paper's probably a plus. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's better than a lot of starting teams that you do have, but it's good for me. I like the team. As I've already touched on it, he's doing great in real life. I want him to keep doing great. Is Marcus Rashford. I believe this is the team I will start going with. Rashford as the striker, Sancho on the left. That's 3 very tricky and very troublesome players up forward. I mean, Weghorst, probably my bench player. And I am sorry, but Martial's probably out of favour with me. It's always worth gouging which players are out of contract soon. David De Gea, Phil Jones, Tuanzebe, Garnacho, Tom Heaton. I believe all of them players have to improve in terms of game time to try and impress me. We, of course, are taking the role as a godlike figure, looking down on Ten Hag and just telling him how to do stuff. As we do begin the season after pre-season with Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge. Not an easy fixture. Tottenham in there as well. Little bit of a juicy start. As our Europa League group, Sociedad, Zalgiris, Lubin and Kilmarnock of Scotland. A lot easier than the Prem. And Angel Di Maria popping up on the players to sign. I can't see him liking Manchester again. And Nautovic as well. Is this real life? As a crucial thing to do as well is send one of these scouts to the Netherlands. It is, of course, Ten Hag's area. He can't stay away. And so can't players for our youngsters, who I do intend on loaning quite a lot of these. And one that's really, really intriguing me is Fangulo Pelistri. Not really heard of him, but he looks quality. As the first one to leave is Robbie Savage's son, Charlie Savage. He's going to go on loan to the Switzerland side, Sion. And joining him will be Shotidire. He's going to Eibar. I hope he finds A bit of form there. Another player that really does look like he can come through these ranks. As our first game of pre-season, of course, against the old boss in Jose Mourinho, Roma will go down as a defeat due to Tammy Abraham scoring. Now with Chelsea up this month, that doesn't fill me with confidence. An ex-Chelsea player scoring? Bit superstitious. BVB straight after this. A player that I do want to sign does play for BVB. As another player going out on loan. I'm going to keep hush-hush on who it is. As Zidane Ebukwal will go to Argentinos Juniors. Decent move for some game time as Miguel Merino. Juve, good signing. Showed me on the news bit. Of course, our team not changing. No rating changes as well. And not really anybody out apart from the loan boys. Not many bids in for our players. This could be a save where we actually keep a thick amount of the first team here that starts here in the squad going into the season. Usually we sell and we move them around as BVB. We do get the better of Haller scoring, but Bruno Fernandes and Anthony. He, of course, a player who turned up very well against Arsenal, but people are starting to turn on him, wanting more in terms of contribution. So we've got to keep our eye firmly on that Brazilian. And we actually do get an offer in, finally. This one is Mateus Reis, plus a little bit for Scott McTominay, a player that I want to shine. I do. Even though Camasso's in his role. Or Camarasso. No, it's not Camarasso. It's Casemiro. Jeez, I need to look at my Man United names. Scott McTominay, he's staying. The special one chose him, but the even specialer one will make him a hero. And I don't like that I've just called myself that. The specialer one. Let's try and start off with a signing, shall we? Let's kick this into action. Before that, though, we're going to buy 3 5-star scouts. Henry Brook, Charles Armstrong, and Vladimir Lagunov. I did mention putting a player out of position up front. But Daniel Malen of BVB is 23 years old. He's a Dutch player, of course, will go straight into Ten Hag's good books. Him and Weghorst know each other very well, the likes of Malacia, Daniel van der Beek. He'll fit in. Daniel Malen, he's kind of just moved to BVB. He's pacey. He's got the build of a Man United forward, like Sancho, like Anthony. I'm not going to be paying his release clause. I'm going to be cheeky, I think, and try and get him cheaper. I'm going to start low with 20 million. Luke Shaw in the deal is a no-no. We will offer 20 again, and there's no point in arguing, he says. Okay, I'm going to hold out on him. I still feel I could come back to Donny. We'll just switch it straight to the other side of the field and getting a big centre-back in. We're going to go for Pau Torres, the Spaniard from Villarreal. Linked to Man United before, but the links have died down. We want to reignite them by getting his signature. This guy, of course, will be more expensive, and I'm not paying the huge release clause on him. Gonna bang on his evaluation, but 59 is way off mine. I went with a 44, but it looks like they're just not going to speak to me if I don't get this right. 48. It's a lot less, and they need a little time. Okay. Villarreal not saying no, so he's telling me there's a chance. As Milan for our final pre-season game, yes, I'm playing the main squad a couple of times. I want it to perform well. Going to keep the core squad the same with youngsters sprinkled in. As Shaw does score in a 1-0 win over Milan. Very nicely done, as it takes his rating up as well. Just a brilliant performance from him. As the offer for Pau Torres was accepted at 48 and he's wanting to speak quick. Sorry, Mr. Pau, we're gonna get to you. Hope the receptionist didn't lock him in overnight, as of course we'll be offering him the crucial role. This guy will definitely be a starting centre-half. Varane, Martinez and Pau too, of course, rotate because he's been playing second fiddle to Luke Shaw in centre-back. One thing that Ten Hag does offer as well, which I didn't mention in the intro, is he's going to try and implement a bit of a wage strategy. I can still put the bonuses on, but I'm going to try and keep the wages low. Try and tempt the lad with a clean sheet bonus. 67 is what we're offering. He wants 87. Settle on 80, mate, and you've got yourself a deal. He is very adamant on taking 87. Wait, we're Man United, you're not speaking back to us. As there we go, he'll finally accept it. He wasn't going to let this opportunity pass him by. As Pau Torres is welcomed as the new number, I don't know what number he's going to have on them shorts, number 3 at the back. Ford very happy with it. If only they'd sign players like that in real life. As another player goes out in Charlie McNeil to Hanover and loan for a couple of months, and I think that could be a good one. McNeil, that is, as well. Player that could feature when he comes back. Oh, and an offer for Rashford. That's tasty. Sociedad, who were in our group in the Champions League, but 52 million, not enough for Ash. With Chelsea beckoning another loanee going out don't have to care about it. And now we've got to pick a squad. We've played the same team all season, but does Pau Torres jump straight in? He won't for me. I'm going to give Martinez the chance to start ahead of him. Of course, both will be pushing each other all the way, but for the rest of the team, it really speaks for itself. We've got Rashford up front, Anthony and Sancho either side, Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka will be my fullbacks. One player I've not touched on is Christian Eriksen, still in the middle of the park. I'm going to trust him. Midfield could be an area for the future that we'll work on, but not now, because Chelsea are in town, or we're going in town to Chelsea in London for the first game of the Premier League season. Are we going to start with this huge build with a win? And here we are at the illustrious bridge. I mean, even Kante starting. I'm pretty sure I saw Aubameyang. Feels good to be back in England as Aubameyang does start with Mykhailo Mudryk and Theo Hernandez, or Lucas Hernandez, it probably is at centre-back. Man United are a team that's had the luck going here to the bridge in recent years. Martinez with a big tackle. The butcherer is Cucurella into Mykhailo Mudryk. Aubameyang took by Fernandez. Oh, he almost got there again. Couple of high-flying tackles as we can't let Mudryk score. Aubameyang, edge of the box. Aubameyang messes it up. Really needing Jadon Sancho's recovery arc or redemption arc to flourish in this save. Big part of my plans is Mendy can get caught on the ball. I'm liking the high press. Of course, I have tried to implement Erik Ten Haag's tactics. Mykhailo Mudryk catches Varane in the face. Straight onto Marcus Rashford. And here is Sancho. He lost the ball, but Casemiro now finds fellow Brazilian. And Casemiro now over the top. Gonna go out wide. That's a ball whipped in. Sancho. I would love to start the season off with a win as well. Jadon Sancho cuts inside. Sancho leaving it for Marcus Rashford. Takes a touch. Marcus Rashford scores just after half an hour. Bowing to the United fans in front of course, Chelsea's away end. Brilliant scenes. Now, I've heard rumours Man United may have the best away fans in the country. I don't know if it's true or not. Not making any judgments for myself. But it will be good to see the scenes there on opening day. Frankly, fantastic as Mason Mount gets caught out by Varane. Good touch as Reece James is released down this side. I want half-time badly. Koulibaly was up there in the box. Jadon Sancho looks for a very quiet Anthony, but what a first half. Lads, you've done nothing to disappoint. We do need to keep consistency up, though, something that Man United can lack, so that doesn't happen in this save. We aim to pile the pressure on further. Mendy passing it out to Koulibaly. He's caught out. Anthony whipping it towards, I think that's Eriksen. I think that's why Weghorst was really signed, actually. Jadon Sancho with the ball out wide here into Luke Shaw. He will try and cut that back. He went around Fernandez. Mykhailo Mudryk now into Jorginho. Mudryk finds a ball. David De Gea, first test, first big save. That was brilliant. Ball into the box. Wan-Bissaka will put it to Fred, who just air kicks it. Weghorst joins the field of play as it's a free kick. It was Fred again with the handball, and now we've got to defend a good set piece. Wan-Bissaka does it as Anthony Elanga. Rhythm is a dancer. He's got to get past Cucurella here. He's on for Anthony. It's a brilliant cut inside from Anthony Elanga. Here he is. Through on goal. Oh, what a finish against the Blues at the bridge. Silky Swede on that wing. Oh, he absolutely sends Matt Cucurella and the number 36 past Mendy. Surely we beat Chelsea on opening day away. Scott McTominay, like I did say, coming onto the field. Him and Dillo for sure. And Casemiro as Sancho. Are we sure that it's going to just be two? Strive for more as Bruno Fernandes with the free kick shot into Rafa Varane. He hooks one straight out wide. Diogo Dalot. That is a brilliant area to put a ball. No one jumping on that is absolutely criminal. As a quick 1-2. Oh, David De Gea with the save. No clean sheet, though. Of course, clinical Kai with the second shot. Maybe that makes him not so clinical. Either way, he's pegged one back for Chelsea. Need a big finish to guarantee the points. Goals from Anthony Elanga and Marcus Rashford could settle it here at Chelsea. Elanga's on a run again, looking for the back post. He's still opting for the passing around the back approach as well as Christian Pulisic into Havertz, but the whistle's gone already, and it is a 2-1 win against the Red Devils. Oh, not against them. They actually are in charge. Chelsea, I've managed so much, I've even forgot which team I am. Straight after, it looks like someone like Dalot. 7 million offered from PSG. I'm going to try and squeeze more out. Give us 49. You know you want to. Just go up to that. Even 47, as it's a deal. We have scammed them out of an extra 10 mil. That'd be fantastic if it went through. Just a bit of money injected. And it does, you know. Diego Dalot straight away out the building. He was keen to get his big move to Paris Saint-Germain. 43 into the bank gives us even more money than we started off with. That's brilliant, as Southampton will be a simulated game where we need to carry this on. And it's a weird move, but in steps Harry Maguire. We needed another right-footed centre-back. He will fit the bill. We've got Martinez in there and Fred. We won't joke ourselves. It's easily enough to beat Southampton, and it does the job. Ward-Prowse, of course, scoring, but Bruno Fernandes and Sancho late on. Redemption begins. 2 wins from 2, 6 from 6, and we are second in the league to Aston Villa. Still joint top as Tottenham are the next big game, as Leicester City want Maguire back. An offer that does include James Justin, who could be the replacement for Diego Dalot. And that could be a deal I get behind. I'm going to accept that, because he could just be the cover we're looking for. Even willing to take a wage cut to come to Man United, that shows that he may believe in Ten Hag's project. And it's all agreed if Maguire goes with it. But still Benfica want him. No, I just think the swap deal's good enough. And I believe having a quick game against Tottenham as well gives us the chance to go and get Daniel Malen. We'll offer the 22 million, not go any short this time. And they want Harry Maguire. We offered 24, they still want 32. They are going to try and get the most. 28 should be settled with, and they will take time with it. Probably the worst time to think about it, because we've got Tottenham, as James Justin we've got as well. Harry Maguire going back to Leicester. Maybe there's a rebuild there with Brendan Rodgers. It says we get an F. Still, I will take James Justin. I will take him. Don't get why that's an F. It's a young-ish English player. Malassi can now go on the bench fully, and Justin can be a backup right back when needed, because I'm trusting Wan-Bissaka. Oh, and they actually did reply. They've said yes to Daniel Malen. He could be in before this big game against Tottenham. Does he take rotational? He will. Another player that does believe in this project. He wants a wage increase, which is kind of fair enough. I'm going to try and get that down a little bit to 76. Bigger bonus. He'll take 84. I mean, we did get Pau Torres on a little wage. And he agrees on the 80k when we give him a bigger signing on bonus to sign for one of the biggest clubs in the world. He's done his fitness tests and he's meeting up with the boss. Another Dutchman through the door in Dutch Donny. Another player through the door, which unfortunately does knock Anthony Martial down in my standards a little bit further, of course, because I'm going to have Weghorst as third choice, Daniel Malen as that second behind the main man Marcus. As we do have Tottenham next as well. Any bids before the Tottenham game? I mean, Ajax want Victor Lindelöf, which I am going to turn down. I still believe we've got a big signing in the tank left. Players on international duty, there's a lot. Scott McTominay want to buy Liverpool. No. Juan Zebe wants to play. Donny van der Beek wants game time. And this is my team for Tottenham. We've got Elanga in there, Jadon Sancho, and a couple of changes, including Eriksen back in. I've gone ahead and put Donny on the bench. He asked nicely. Malen and Torres, the two new signings so far, and Malacia. Very excited for Tottenham, but we're not going to get onto it today. Thank you. Come on, lads. It's a big game, this one. Tottenham away at the new Lustria Stadium. Absolutely huge. Harry Kane on the tifo for Spurs. They'll have a strong squad. We've got to ignore the draw that they got and just focus on smashing them. Anthony dropped for this game as well. We've gone for Anthony Elanga, who's been scoring. Scored the winner at Southampton as Dejan Kuvaletsky drilling through. David De Gea with the first save. That could have been very dangerous as Anthony Elanga tries to win the header. It gets stuck at his feet. Christian Eriksen to turn away and will play this out, I think. Wan-Bissaka run down that line. Uses Marcus Rashford, as we'll just slow it down a little bit now. Back into Marcus Rashford. That's a ball on for Bruno Fernandes. He's one-on-one. Can he score? Brilliant save, Lloris. Battle of the keepers as Christian Eriksen is our set-piece man. Went to the back post. Anthony Elanga didn't manage to head that down. Oh, but we've got a good free kick position here. It's actually ours. I'm just going to opt for Eriksen against his former club. Ahead of Bruno Fernandes. Christian Eriksen. Oh, no. It's the battle of the Swedish wingers as Heung-min Son. End-to-end in terms of chances. Rashford into Eriksen. It's a good bit of exchange passing. Now Jadon Sancho. Anthony Elanga finds Marcus Rashford. It's back to Anthony Elanga. A mismatched first half as Bruno's going to try his luck. Oh, maybe the chance of the game. Unless Casemiro can better him. Casemiro with a powerful one. Very close so far, but no deadlock actually broken despite the chances. We'll try and kick off ourselves in the camouflage kit. Looks like we're in the grass. Casemiro. Has it on the edge of the box. He'll use Bruno Fernandes. Try and sneak one past Romero. Gives us 964th corner. Elanga to tap this down in the middle. Shot comes in from Martinez, the Argentinian. Didn't know he had that in his locker, but the centre-back has us beating Spurs at their own place. Still needs to keep going though, as Casemiro's got it round the corner into Mr. Rashford. He's going to try and cut inside. Marcus Rashford, MBE, he's still got it now. Gives it into Christian Eriksen. Going to try and give Malin the debut soon, as Rashford into Eriksen. That's a good ball onto Jadon Sancho, chipping it back post. It was Elanga arriving. Getting better as Rafael Varane. It's 1-0 and we're just the team on form now. Bruno Fernandes, behind Elanga. Anthony Elanga really impressed me again, as Luke Shaw is going to run like Schaberto into Sancho. I was waiting for the pass. I didn't get it, and it's a corner to Tottenham now. They've put Danny Carvajal on. Bentancur with the header. Not enough to beat us, as we need to win that header. We do not. It's going to be Wan-Bissaka to chase it. Harry Kane to stand it up into Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Maybe a last chance for the mighty Tottenham into Emerson Royale. Højbjerg. Rafael Varane meets it. Just absolutely whack that Jadon Sancho. It's 3 wins out of 3. And it is Chelsea and Tottenham out of here. Straight after Brandon Williams, a loan deal from Fulham. I've accepted that. I bit Fulham's hand off. Another Premier League team, as Rashford is a striker comfortably now. And I hope he can just get up and scoring again. Got the first goal against Tottenham, but then not back since. It is only 3 games in, though. I'll give him that benefit of the doubt. As Fred again, we've got a bid in for. I'm going to reject the Hammers bid for Fred. I want to keep the core squad together. And you can see, moving on to deadline day, we have a position for 1 player to fill the squad. As Brandon Williams' loan deal actually was agreed to Fulham, he's staying in the Premier League. I mean, we did get James Justin in. We've got Malacia, we've got Shaw. And there's rumours of David De Gea being poached by Porto, who have finally put a bid in. It's not enough. Not enough. With Dean Henderson being out, Tom Heaton, of course, getting older, we need another backup keeper. I'm going to try and approach a Premier League goalkeeper in David Raya. Dubravka did get sent back. This guy would be probably expensive, but we've got the money. I'll upgrade his wage for him to just come and sit on our bench. I mean, he don't even have to play. I want him instantly signing up. He'll know his role as a sporadic. Thomas Frank must be going mental. Especially on deadline day, this would doom Brentford, as he wants 47 and an appearance fee. We'll give him it. He comes to sit on the bench. David Raya. Hey, with a 77 rated, maybe a little bit of pressure on David De Gea. It was the position we needed to strengthen. Fully strengthened. The position we could do with is actually, I know how good Elanga's playing, but like an 83 rated, 82 rated winger to go alongside Sancho and Antony, not replace them. I know it'll down game time for Pellistri, Garnacho, Elanga. Marcos Asensio sits here untouched from Real Madrid, who have just signed Ben Yedder for the wing. Looked at their formation, and if we can get this guy for cheap, I think we could probably turn him over for profit and then replace him with a youngster. Youngsters we still will be playing as 42.5. We've got so much money, I'm not even going to negotiate. And Asensio just joins, signing on the dotted line with Erik Ten Haag and Varane, and of course Casemiro, who must have put a word in for another Real Madridster. Oh, and the Europa League does start after this deadline day, so we've got him just in time for Sociedad. And even Spurs were impressed that much over Anthony Elanga, they're wanting to sign him. They have no chance, as late bids here for Donny van der Beek, which I'll turn down, but Anthony Martial. Shake my hand on 27.7, and you've got yourselves a new French striker. But no, it's broke down, so we will have Martial going into the season. I just realised we've gone for 3 Spaniards in this window, which is a bit weird, a bit out there, as that is the team for Brighton. Just Fred coming in for Eriksen having a rest. We have the Europa League up next, and I do want to put maybe a rotator team out for that. Try and smash Brighton in a quick sim, which will be a 1-0 defeat. All done with the goal. So we've been beaten already this season, and it's come at the hands of Brighton. Nilled at Old Trafford. I knew they were a good team, but I didn't expect that. And after conceding 1 goal in a loss, David De Gea wants to talk about his contract. I'm not really going to bring that up because I don't feel like he's wanted it just yet. And it is a highly rotated team with actually Pau Torres and Asensio getting their first starts. Sociedad, I believe, to be the 6-pointer. And hey, they won't be used to the rain. That's an advantage. Europa League nights at the Theatre of Dreams, or the Theatre of Nightmares, being in this competition. Bruno Fernandes is going to give it down the line straight into Marcus Asensio. That's one round the corner into Donny van der Beek. Back post, Anthony dipping that. Come on, Malin. I think he could have got there, as that's a ball over the top from him as well. A little ball into Asensio. Oh, for his first Man United goal. I mean, you don't get any easier than that for our new number 15. Just, off the gloves of Ramiro. Hilarious as Theo threw one to Surloff. They look for a reply. The ex-man at Crystal Palace, but a bad pass. David De Gea. He's been punished. A back pass has Old Trafford silenced straight into the striker. Humiliating, so we've got to get straight back into it. Sadiq with the goal, as it's now Aaron Wan-Bissaka moving forward round the corner. Bruno Fernandes, that's into Daniel Malin with his back to goal. Casemiro into the danger area. Need someone running through in that. Hang on, that's a good pass. Asensio, good save. Very well done, Bruno Fernandes. Just escaped Anthony, and a free kick then. And Sadiq with the ball through onto Slurloth here, trying to twist and turn. We got a tackle there. Still, that is a free kick for David Silva, ex-City man, over the top. Lads, we need a second half better than this one. It's been shocking. Asensio, the only man trying at the moment. He wins a corner, and he'll actually take the corner. Bright spark is this Spaniard, as the ball is into the box, but no challenging whatsoever. Very poor. Asensio gets it down into Daniel Malin. That's into Casemiro. I'd love it when he hits one of them and it flies into the top corner, as he's on it again and again. Sadiq with the run on now. He will look for Munoz. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Completely outdone by Sociedad. Asensio's not even able to pass out this time. The flooding as Oscar Trejo cuts inside. This is not a team that's going to win every trophy. Munoz. That's into Oyarzabal off the post. Wout Weghorst on the field now, as Silva was there. He's everywhere. There's a ball through now. Sadiq again. Varane in the way. And we could actually be losing all three. Tyreek Mitchell, back post. De Gea makes up for his error. And another double save. We've been outclassed clearly by these. I mean, De Gea diving on it again. Sociedad have deserved this all day long. Can we defend again? Oyarzabal. That's near post, that's Trejo, and that is the full-time whistle. A draw in the Europa. We can only respond with a trip to the Geordies. Straight back to the main squad. I mean, David De Gea. Thin ice. This is a win, lads. Let's ruin Eddie Howe's 22 games unbeaten. Should be easy enough to do anyway, with Anthony playing a ball straight over the top into Mr. Rashford. Most obvious handball ever. Was terrible as Almiron. New house. I mean, I can't believe they've got a new house in the team. Guessing he might be the engine room as well. That could be one of the rooms in that house. As Sancho now going to go over the top into Marcus Rashford. I've wanted more from Rashford. He's had a little break. Marcus Rashford. Oh my days. He's hit one of the Roteas in the head. The ball now through onto Miggy again. Luke Shaw. Oh. That was a bit dodgy. Somehow got away with that one, as Longstaff can't get it round the big butcher at the back. Well, not so big in height, as Rashford now does find Jadon Sancho. They're going to... about to say they were going to form a partnership before they were robbed as Isaac. They're getting too many 1v1s with our defenders. Luke Shaw on an adventure, just like Bilbo Baggins, now over the top to Bruno. He went to try and reach Jadon Sancho. Rashford down into Casemiro. Out wide to Anthony. This is good movement. It's now Wan-Bissaka. He's going to find Marcus Rashford. Oh, no, no, no. He's not given that as a penalty. Referee, you've just sent Martinez off. He's just sent him off for that. It requires a defensive midfielder now on the field. We're screwed. We are screwed. Isaac against David De Gea. He's Panenka'd him. And we're 1-0 down again in the Premier League. Fred to run down the wing as well to try and get us away. We've had so much possession. Joelinton in the driver's seat, where he shouldn't be. As Marcus Rashford, let's get one chance before half-time at least. No challenging Nick Pope's now. Pau Torres even coming on, because we really need the defenders. Lost way too many as Jadon Sancho. He went for a spin. Eriksen We'll get this out to Luke Shaw. It's a terrible ball. Kieran Trippier, get at him. Ex-City and Burnley player won't be liked around our parts. Can't wait to play them again as don't tell me that's Varane or Casemiro down. As Almiron still going through. Look at the pass. It's too easy into Sean Longstaff. Pau Torres comes across. Need to be so much better defensively as Fred chasing it down. A terrible tackle on Matty Target. Do without another suspension, but also not conceding another to Isaac. Newhouse with the ball through now onto Isaac. And oh, he's got it at the second time of asking. That one's just a clean shot. And now the two surprise packages in Newcastle and Brighton. Both are going to beat us. And even worse than that, we're going to be clean sheeted. Asensio, he's going to try and stop dead a little bit. Oh, he's lost it. And last couple of minutes as Daniel Malen gets his only touch of the game when the whistle is blown for an embarrassment of a performance. Really need to step it up. Harrogate threaded through in the League Cup. We do want to win that competition, and I think I want to get closer to November. That may not happen now. Harrogate may be a team worse than Grimsby, even though they did beat us, so I'm putting out that squad. It should not be getting beaten by Harrogate. Okay, so Armstrong and Grant have just knocked us out of the cup. Justin with the late goal. What? Well, lads in this team, I think most of you will not play for a very long time now. In the Fulham game afterwards, it's another defeat! Tom Kearney! A person I've even met in real life. He seemed like a nice person. In game, is a prat. Prat is what I said. Our last quick sim of today is Kilmarnock, who won the first game. We can't be losing to Kilmarnock in the Europa League. There we go. That's a 4-1 win. Wan-Bissaka, Sancho, Asensio and Bruno Fernandes do get the goals, but I'm still very much down in the dumps. And somehow Everton are still below us, even though we're 11th. Time to step it up with a trip to Goodison. What a historic ground. Let's pick up a historic win when it changes fate. And of course, it's Dominic Calvert-Lewin running straight through on goal against us. He didn't manage to do anything, as now Bruno Fernandes will go through that gap into Asensio. That's one on to Marcus Rashford. He's got a chance to run through. Marcus Rashford! That's more like the Rashford we know and love. I'm still not satisfied. Of course, Ten Hag had the rough spot in real life at the start, losing 4-0 to Brentford. This may be our rough patch, especially when Everton are getting penalties. I can't do this, man. I really can't. Come on, David De Gea. Get in there, De Gea. Penalty saved, which gives us a little bit more time. Christian Eriksen into Jadon Sancho, now on to Casemiro, and a dramatic late corner. I'd take a 1-0 win with the form we're on. Asensio does head it out, only as far as Tom Davies. Not keen, not the ex-Man United player. He tried to be smart, passing it round the corner, and finally we get another 3 points. A confidence booster that only does bring us to 8th. Let's do it with the same team back-to-back with Aston Villa. There we go, Bruno and Marcos. Triple it, triple it, triple it. Triple it. Come on, let's get some form together. There we go. 4 would be sensational. The City ground, you know, I think we get another one. Sets up, of course, Liverpool at the start of the next episode. The rivals come into Old Trafford, and we've got to make this the theatre of dreams for the fans and a terror and hell for Liverpool. Darwin Núñez, Diaz and Salah will be the front three. Very strong. We don't want that 5-1 again. Toughest game we will get to date, as we just need the team to click. Bruno into Asensio, looking for Rashford. An early goal would do us really, really well. 4 minutes on the clock and Mr. Rashford MBE. That is a goal and a half. Brilliant ball from Marcos Asensio to Marcus Rashford to pass it past Alisson, and we go ahead against the league leaders. Poor start from Liverpool as now. Oh, we needed to get that. Wan-Bissaka could be instantly level. Rafael Varane, Darwin Núñez, Thiago. Alcantara has his shot saved, and Luis Diaz. That is one of the worst balls I've ever seen. Christian Eriksen got a counter. They are starting to get on top as Diaz with a dipped ball in. Varane putting it back in the danger zone. Casemiro on the ball now. He gives it out to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Back into Casemiro. Bruno Fernandes. Before half-time would be a terrible time to concede. A 1-2 off the post. David De Gea didn't watch his near post. Even Wan-Bissaka's lost it again. David De Gea. Header from Varane. Lads, it seems we're holding on a little bit now. Fabinho Into Diaz, that's a ball wide. And half-time is a bit meh. We've got the lead against Liverpool, which is perfect, but they will score next. Is there anything we can do about it? I don't know. Don't think we'll force changes. And Darwin Núñez will run through in the second half at the beginning. We need to clear that. Oh, Varane! He's tapped it in his own goal. I understand it was backpedaling, but he came out, did David De Gea. Didn't get a true touch on it. And it's gone in. I did call the score next. They've been pushing. We've just not been able to get his foot on the ball for longer than 3 passes. And that's what Liverpool are doing ahead of us, as here is Jordan Henderson slipping past us. Varane has to clear. Rashford gets a pass off now into Christian Eriksen, who's able to spin on the ball. Now into Casemiro. That's a turn from Bruno Fernandes. Oh, at least we're waking up a bit. Feel like changes now are essential, though. We're going to stick on Anthony for Asensio just at the pace. And I'm going to stick Donny in the middle. No idea why I've got such a good feeling for him as Anthony. That is a terrible corner. Still falls back to Bruno. Now into Jadon Sancho. Oh, Rashford wasn't able to spin on the ball as... Oh, touch is terrible from Luke Shaw. And it is another goal for Liverpool. It's been a second half of horror. It's going to hug Jurgen Klopp to try and just G him up a little bit. Jordan Henderson. A touch from Luke Shaw. That is horrific. 2 defensive errors leading to goals. That's what we're in as we need to get it through. Anthony. Anthony tries to step away. Fabinho to clear. And Mohamed Salah. We need to try and get a tackle in here to get to the other side of the field. Luke Shaw pressing. It's been absolutely outdone. Thiago Alcantara. He's even cupping to the home fans with his ears. Disgusting. A game that's really not been good enough for us. Jadon Sancho could find another goal, maybe a late attack. Can't even get the shot off. Second half dominance from Liverpool give them the win, and they will stay top of the league as we're in a big rut. Don't know what to say to you, lads. That performance was not acceptable. Safe to say Ten Hag will have them running about. Safe to say we need some new big players, and I mean big. Coming in January. I turn to the academy as well to try and look for a potential future star. We still do sit top of the Europa League group, and we play Zaldebe Bulubin next. However you say that. Apologies to the team, as we're going to go with this team that was really dodgy last time out. We're even going to take David De Gea out for Raya, because I want to see if these can impress. The team is completely open to getting some new players from the reserves push through, as it's a 3-2 win. We cut it close with Valvekhorst, McTominay, and James Justin. The man scored now in 2 cup games. He could probably have an impact. So he's going to make it onto the bench. Luke Shaw dropped altogether, and Malacia gets a start. We've now got a 90 rated Casemiro. Is this going to change into the season where we're fighting to keep him? I really don't hope so, as we've got a trip to the Molineux to try and regain form. Bruno Fernandes to take the first corner, and he's going to whip it dangerously to the back post. Pau Torres has lost. And Wolves have a penalty. It's going to be Mateus Cunha against David De Gea. He goes to the left a little bit. He'll dive to the right and he'll save his second pen of the season. We've got quite lucky with it, as Eriksen's going to chip that into Marcus Rashford on a turn. Rashford has to try and find a little area to dig into. A late free kick in what could be a draw now with Wolves for Scott McTominay to whip in towards the back post. It will find Christian Eriksen. Adama bullies him. Just absolutely way too strong as Scott McTominay is going to run. He's got Rashford alongside him. McTominay pulls that back. He'll give it on the wing to Jadon Sancho. Sancho to cut inside and just shoot. One shot we've had so far, as now Ruben Neves just speeds past us. It's a run on. Adama Traore is not catchable for Pau Torres. Chip over the top. We're going to lose to Wolves in the simulation. We can't get this right. The window cannot come soon enough. And I can just see Ivan Toney against Brentford bullying us. Difficult run now. It's Sociedad, then Leicester, then Arsenal. Before going into Brentford, to get my head off the game, I just realised I'm wearing the same t-shirt 3 days in a row. Probably need a clean, as we've got a good clean out there of Brentford. Charlie Good, ex-Gunny man, boo, scoring the goal as Sancho, Eriksen, and Bruno with a brace. That's a lot better, but still not great. Doesn't change the fact that we're still scrapping down in 7th with Leicester, who are 8th up next. And finally a game for Granjko and Martial getting on that bench, begging for some youngsters to come through. Sociedad Do we get the win to try and top the group? We do. Bruno and Elanga. Bruno is carrying us. Seems a good performance from Victor Lindelof, which I like to hear. He won't be in the team for Leicester, though, resorting back to Malacia and the usual suspects who just need to get it right. Here we are in the Europa Conference League race. This will be fun. We're already into the second half, and Jadon Sancho has to mark this near post. It's going towards Wout Fires, the own goal maestro. Could have done with him against Liverpool. Of course, not scoring own goals, but him playing for the Red Men as now Asensio gets that ball through onto Marcus Rashford. Now onto Sergio Asensio. Is it Sergio or Marcos? I don't know. And probably the last tack for Asensio. He needs to try and get this into the middle somehow. Absolutely horrific pass. A draw with Leicester. And we play an Arsenal that are just off the back of a fresh 3-0 win against Brentford. Great. And you know what? Screw it. We're going with Anthony Elanga back in the team for Arsenal because he did it against Tottenham. Arsenal grudge that we need to say, come on, away at the Emirates, we get ourselves into the top 4. I mean, it's impossible. We get ourselves still 7th, but a couple of points. Big old stadium, the Emirates as well. Very nice one to travel to. Need to be getting the win. Bruno Fernandes. Rashford just bullied. Got to be better than the 3-2 that happened IRL this week as Tomiyasu. Big fan of Tomiyasu as well. Doesn't get enough game time as Gabriel Jesus into Bukayo Saka. Stand them up. Round the corner. Saka's just managed to run inside. David De Gea falls to Jesus. It's 1-0 again. Don't you dare be ringing that telephone. There's no one on the other end. Probably the worst person to score as well. Now we have to attack them. Martin Odegaard, he should have stayed at Real Madrid. Don't like him playing in the Prem. Into Zinchenko on a turn. Odegaard. Good tackle, Varane. The fact they actually wanted a penalty for that is laughable as Rafael Varane across the middle now into Christian Eriksen to just run with this ball. Goes over the top into Rashford. It's a good first touch. We need a leveler. Marcus Rashford. One touch too many. Come on, 10 minutes till half-time. Bruno Fernandes. This should be a lot better. Bruno. He's the man of the moment so far. We've got to make sure he keeps on form as that's headed towards goal. It'll fall to Anthony Elanga into Casemiro. Oh, he didn't manage to hit it. I'd love the leveler before half-time. Anthony Elanga now in the middle to Christian Eriksen. Chip that over the top. Marcus Rashford, here it comes. Pass inside. Bruno Fernandes. Never missing that. All square. Big second half now thanks to Bruno Fernandes. We'll make no changes for it. We'll show no mercy. Let's get going. Christian Eriksen. We'll put it around that corner into Marcus Rashford. Oh, dodgy clip. Is that inside the box? I beg you, give it, referee. Was it? Was it? Turns out it was. Bruno from the spot kick. Come on, Bruno. Don't do that hip Scott jump, whatever it is called, malarkey. Down the middle. Solves the riddle. Bruno with the brace. We lead Arsenal. Get in there. Just you amazing little man. And a ball through now onto Odegaard. Don't give that. Don't give that. What a place to give it away, man. I mean, David De Gea. Got to be on your best of form here. It's going to be Odegaard. It's off the post. What a player Martin Odegaard is, by the way, as this is Anthony. It's the same position that Elanga scored against Chelsea with. He's run round the side. He'll sweat it across to Elanga. Seals the deal. Talk of him and he will score. Does a little gritty on the Arsenal fans. Anthony still looking for more. It was a brilliant assist, that last one, wasn't it? Now into Daniel Malin off the bench. Come on, we'll have 4. Scott McTominay. And with this corner, people, that should and will be game over against the Gunners. We have firmly shot them aside. Straight into Crystal Palace. We surely back it up. Just Sancho and Pau Torres. Changing it up. And we do. Easy. Bruno and Elanga, the same scorers, but one less goal for the opposition. And backed up with a brilliant win against Kilmarnock. It's Gdansko with his first goal, and Daniel van der Beek. 2 solid performances, and I am going to keep with Sancho, you know. Sorry, fidget spinner. He's going to sit on the bench for Bournemouth. We do play Manchester City and Leeds today still. Oh, Siriki Dembele scoring against us. That's a low blow. Bruno Fernandes is carrying. Look at that. 12 goals. I mean, Elanga's second and Asensio third, but 12 goals from Bruno already. Turning into the main player. Manchester City next, though. With the fatigue in the squad, however, it's going to be difficult. And I'm opting for the 2 wingers on the bench approach because I honestly can't pick between Anthony and Asensio. Wout Weghorst gets his position back, they'll feel like a strong presence against Laporte, and Stones will put up a little bit of a fight, and Diaz, of course. We are above Tottenham now as Manchester City sit in third, the position we would love to be right now. But we play City in the Theatre of Dreams on a night time. Do they lose this? I don't think we do, you know. I mean, they've got Silva, De Bruyne, Rodri, Haaland. The main team is out as Riyad Mahrez has eaten his pasta today, getting at us. We prevented the tap, though, and just made it a corner as Wan-Bissaka just to pass that forward. It was a dodgy tackle from Philium Foden, as now that's over the top, looking for Rashford. Laporte with a bad header. Marcus Rashford puts it wide. Manchester City really panicking at the back, though, because we've got a corner from really nothing. Another corner. If only we had Harry Maguire for these. Eriksen to put an in-swinger towards Varane. Oh! Mahrez on the line. Mr. Odriozola now into Kevin De Bruyne. Now into Erling Haaland. That's the man we've got to watch out for. No. No, 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 no. A penalty is somehow being given. Pau Torres will receive the booking. And what was it for? Who was it on? It was on De Bruyne. Went straight past Haaland. Okay. Manchester City with the penalty. Kevin De Bruyne's going left. No, he's not. He's going right. And Manchester City leading the derby. Can't believe the glow-up that Kevin had from Home Alone. They've been so much better than us. As here is Anthony Elanga. Can we make rhythm be the dancer? It's a ball towards Rashford. He's really good at running at players, is Elanga. There's now a ball whipped in from Luke Shaw to no one. Casemiro wins the header. We need to, of course, overcome the 1-0 lead that did last time. And Wan-Bissaka to run forward. He's going to give it into Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho to roll inside. There was Rashford there, but Sancho will go alone against his former club. Off the bar, and Elanga just heads that home before half-time. Rhythm is a dancer. Anthony Elanga. I don't appreciate the gritty at this moment in time in the game, but still, what a goal. Crossbar, and then just oof. And we'll take this into half-time. Just the penalty. Looking at that again. Pau Torres. Mate, you're looking at the ball as you slide into him. He was watching the ball fly away as Bruno. That's the ball around the corner into Jadon Sancho. Sancho finds Bruno again. Casemiro bullying his way in front of Erling Haaland as well. I love to see that. Straight into Marcus Rashford, who let it run. Bruno, come on, win your headers. This is a Manchester derby, man. As now it's into Sancho again. Come on. Against the former club. Couple of step-overs. Oh, my days, Laporte. Move. Get out the way as Erling Haaland. Oh, he's just got limbs like jelly to get on the end of that ball. Mr. Pasta. We've tried to put a tackle in on him, but he's still got round the corner. Bernardo Silva. Still believe we've got the better Portuguese, but that's a harsh goal to concede. Still feel we've got the better Portuguese, but that is a harsh goal to concede. He just snuck round the corner. And by the way, De Gea has to watch his first post a lot better than that. Can't make them errors in a Manchester derby as Bruno, come on, show why you're the better Portuguese. Oh, the instant reply from Bruno. A run inside, celebrates with Anthony on the boardings. We are level again. Very interesting derby day. Pau Torres. Oh, I thought that was a foul. He's got to watch himself. We don't lose this game now. Come on, Anthony. Get that over the top. Wout Weghorst, not the paciest, but he does have a gap. The Dutchman, he scored his first goal today. Oh, he's put it wide. Listen, I understand he's a heading merchant, but that was the derby win wrapped up. We don't get it, though, and Bernardo Silva stopped in his tracks. Bruno round that corner, and it will end all square. A 2-2 draw with Manchester City. Not the worst, but definitely not the best. And I know we have Leeds today as well, which is there. I mean, West Ham before that, Southampton. Chelsea and Arsenal being stuck in the January transfer window is difficult as well, because now, if we lose them games, it will, of course, change players who want to join us as perspective on us. But I do want to make it up to that Chelsea game. So West Ham, you get simmed. Just gets boring at this point, though. And we've got to go ahead and look at the contracts again. David De Gea, I'll probably sign him up because it is horrific to let him go on a free. Come into the office, Mr. De Gea. Let's get you signed up. And I guess we are doing it off the back of a clean sheet, so that's positive. I'm going to try and get him to take a wage cut, and he sees it as reasonable. Erik Ten Haag's magic. Still Casemiro being the highest paid player now, but that is a big wage reduction. Something we've still got to work on with the rest of the squad. We'll do it in due time. And he finally sees how much we value him. Time to keep me some more clean sheets then, De Gea. Leeds United, definitely not an easy game here. Big grudge. huge grudge. Kind of like a derby game. We'll play them at Ellen Road next time out, but for now we'll just highlight it to boost us up. Does anyone remember the game that Leeds had against United when Leeds returned to the Prem? We want that to happen again. Minus the Luke Ayling goal, of course. 2 minutes in, and we are shooting at the net that Leeds United did shoot at last time. It will be Christian Eriksen to try and swing a ball in. We'll hopefully reach the back post with that one. Running in his Varane. Getting close, as you can't get closer than a spot kick. Get in there. Gribic in goal for Leeds. No Ilham Meslier. Bruno. I'm not going to go down the middle this time. Into the top right. Or right to the goalkeeper. A magical Bruno goal to up that tally for the captain. Get in there, lads. Straight onto Jadon Sancho as well. That's a ball into Marcus Rashford, hitting his man. Robin Koch with the deflection as he's on the ball again. Maximilian Vobas found! Firpo, and that was a close chance. That concede goes to Junior Firpo as Bruno goes over the top straight into Anthony Elanga, who will cut inside here. The Swede, come on, make that 2. As it should be 2 here in front of the Stretford end. Bruno has another penalty. This time, I'm going to be very cheeky to make it 2. Oh dear. I wasn't expecting that to be red, but we still grudge on. Whoa, Forshaw had that header. And after cutting it close, it's now time for Leeds United fans to just cut off their dreams of beating us. A 1-0 win at Old Trafford will do us nicely. Back to 3 points before we replay all the fixtures, as now it's 7th. We're only 6 points off top of the league, you know, which is Arsenal. We've already beaten. It's a close one this season. Southampton next, away at St Mary's. As a youth player fighting about being into the first team, it's Kai Bradley. You know what? We'll promote him. It's about time we did. Oh, and I do like the look of Scott Taylor in this academy. I think his position will be centre mid. Or would he be a striker with the physicality? He, of course, is nowhere near the first team squad, but he's got more chance than Martial and Phil Jones. And Tom Heaton and Butland, and probably Tuanzebe. That is the team for Southampton. Let's smash Liverpool's reserve squad, we'll say. I mean, it's a 3-2 win. We've squeezed it. And even when Orsic thought they'd got them back level. But Bruno, Rashford, and Asensio getting our kid, as it should be now us near top 4. There we go. I mean, we've got to knock Villa out. Chelsea next. Wow, very, very tasty game. But hey, a couple of players recalled, including Jack Butland. Wout Weghorst goes back to Burnley. To be fair, his shots weren't coming off, and I'm a fan in real life, but not in this save. And we have Chelsea in this grudge match before anything gets begun today, so Old Trafford awaits. Ooh, and look at that view. Ooh, FIFA pulling it out this year. Look at this. Been there a few times. The theatre of dreams. Let's get going. Bruno Fernandes round the corner into Rashford straight away. Anthony. Could this be an early start for the Brazilian? Here is Anthony on the angle. Thought I'd just give it an early try as Mykhailo Mudryk. He did the business against Liverpool a little bit. João Felix straight to David De Gea. There's a ball forward now onto João Felix. Kai Havertz. He goes for a Travella. He's good at them. Still, don't like this pressure from Chelsea. Very, very close as Wan-Bissaka tried to get on the ball. Kai Havertz into Rafael Varane. We'll take that away from him. Zakaria now on the ball again. Kai Havertz. Mykhailo Mudryk. That's into João Felix. Half an hour in. All Chelsea boys. Come on. Pull your fingers out. Come on, lads. Now Zakaria into Kai Havertz. João Felix finds that little gap. David De Gea came a long way. Got at the feet of the attacker. Shalberto now finds Christian Eriksen. Christian Eriksen just to keep hold of this ball. That's around the corner. That's a dinked ball towards Bruno, who gets there ahead of Edouard Mendy. For all the pressure we have soaked in ourselves, it is our main man of this season, Bruno Fernandes. Excellent header against Khalid Koulibaly. The old man not doing it for him. Brilliant first half. Very pleased with it. And another goal and it should be settled. Moussa Diaby signed for them. Is he even playing? I hadn't noticed the Frenchman as now it's into Wan-Bissaka. Casemiro round the corner. Good football. Casemiro finds Mr. Rashford MBE. Now into Anthony. As Diaby. Oh, he is on the field. Into Reece James. That was almost a leveller. Cesar Azpilicueta goes now out wide into Reece James. That is a good ball into Kai Havertz. Across the net. Wan-Bissaka is there. Just need to consistently bug them. Head that away, Elanga. He does. Straight onto Bruno Fernandes. Marcus Rashford looking for Elanga. We get the ball back anyway. Rashford. That's a ball dropped into Anthony Elanga. Anthony Elanga is allowed to run. Here he goes, the Swede. Tries to cut back. This could be decent. No. The clock is running out and it may be a win against Chelsea now. This race for the top 4 heating up. A yellow card for Rafa Varane. Don't think it's a bad tackle as that's a decent ball. Wan-Bissaka, man of the match. Give him man of the match. He's been excellent. As Kai Havertz, though. Oh, dear. I mean, Edouard Mendy's up. They know how vital of a game this is. If they're sending the goalkeeper up, we need to clear this. Scott McTominay, only to David De Gea. And the game's to be over momentarily. Here is Wan-Bissaka running in behind. Wan-Bissaka, he finds Elanga. That's a good ball towards Pellistri. Doesn't score, but the final whistle goes. It would have been good for our youngster, but I don't care. Win against Chelsea in the big 6-pointer. The big win just sees us move straight onto the FA Cup. Still need to strive for that league position. As transfer offers Anthony Elanga, a short-term loan from Milan. You know, we could get his game time up there and possibly progress. I'm going to accept that. As for Bruno Fernandes from Barcelona, they won't even be able to pay the wages of him, so absolutely not. And looking at our loan players out, I've got to say none really stand out apart from Shola Shotire. Carabao Mejbri maybe, but I don't know if it's his time to shine when he comes back. All will be decided. And looking statistically at our team, Marcus Rashford, our striker, only has 4 goals. Anthony Elanga even has more. We could be getting out on loan, so maybe we try Rashford on the wing again, get another striker, because Brunes is scoring goals on his own. And yes, I did just put Bruno Fernandes together. Brunes. A lot of players on 1 goal or 2 goals as well, which is decent. James Justin up there, 1 behind Sancho. Ooh, and Real Madrid taking a liking to Wan-Bissaka's performance, but still, he is a Manchester United man who's just on fire at the moment. We can't possibly be letting him go. As looking at the team, don't know if I change it for the FA Cup. Changed it around. Definitely think this team is still strong enough to go to West Ham and get some results. The only position I'm looking at now in the team is midfield. Casemiro's 30-year-old. Donny's not really hit the heights. And Bruno Fernandes, 28. He's in his prime. And we'll be going ahead with the highlight package to try and beat the Hammers. Brush them aside. Firmly believe we can do this. Scamacca straight on the ball. Gianluca gets the ball out wide as well into Kynes. That's into Lucas Paqueta. He looks for Scamacca again. All right, West Ham has Pellistri back on the ball. He should have had a goal against Chelsea, but he might set Daniel Malin up for his first Manchester United goal. Sliding it underneath Alphonse Areola to grab it for himself. And not only that, but a penalty kick to go with it. Bruno, come on. This is where you can hop, skip, jump. It should be given. It is given. Bruno Fernandes with the cartwheels. Never missing that shot. Seeing this game straight out the way as Pellistri. Here he is jogging with the ball. He's going to try and get that goal. But he doesn't. Anyway, it's a 2-0 win against David Moyes' men. Get back to London, boys. Bye-bye. Get in there. But Arsenal next. I'm looking at a signing as Anthony Elanga leaves. Could we pull the trigger on it? And with Spurs in 8th. Now 6 points behind us. And Harry Kane has had his links to, of course, a move to Manchester United. English pundit Paul Merson just doesn't let go of it. He's a leader. He's a goal scorer. And I'm going croaky. He's talking about his loyalty at Tottenham, but when you are that far off the Champions League and Conte's in a bit of limbo with his contract, I feel like he might want to jump ship. We did leave it half a season as we're going to offer some outrageous money for him. 76 million we'll start off with, and Conte sees it as reasonable straight away. Contract playing up. Come and sit down with old Erik Ten Haag. Come on, sign that contract. He has to come in as the crucial striker as we'll offer him. We'll offer him a 5-year contract. I've got nothing against that. 3 years. Okay. 165k a week. He's taking a wage decrease to join Manchester United. A goal bonus he may get as Harry Kane. He's done it. He's made the move. He meets the fans at the front gate, of course, of the training facilities. Get in. What a move. The English striker joins the English and Dutch spine of this team to make for hopefully a league push. With this man, I've got full faith. I mean, he's not even holding the shirt. That is actually Erik Ten Haag passing him it. Number 20. I don't really think so. Brilliant transfer, though, and one we needed to try and pull off. Getting the main man, but only a B deal. Kane will be starting on the bench, though, because I'm going to trust Rashford to maybe get a goal here against Arsenal. He knows how to do it, as proven in real life. Still will be a close one as all. Phil Jones approached on the free transfer. Good luck to Phil Jones. I don't think he'll be staying. So Arsenal coming to Old Trafford. We're having a lot of home games today. Hopefully we put on a display for the fans to be proud of. These are second. We are 5th. This is a Champions League push game. And Bruno Fernandes will try and get us off the mark straight away. Into Antony. Early goal, please. That's a flying header from Casemiro. Aaron Ramsdale had to do very well against the Brazilians, as now we're going to whip this ball straight into the box. Bruno, that was close towards Little Butcher. Still shooting the cannon out at the Gunners, as that's a ball around the corner, though, isn't it? Gabby. No Nketiah in this room as Zinchenko. Oh, dear. Rafael Varane has to get it right. He doesn't. But Gabriel Jesus doesn't as well. This is close, this. As Arsenal look the better team. David De Gea, no one supporting. Oh, but he's offside, he's Saka. Christian Eriksen as well. I've not thought about him. He'll love playing with Harry Kane again as Rashford. Can he try and prove he should stay as the striker? He couldn't really get past. Antony again on this wing. The tricky fidget spinner now into Bruno. He went for the ball through, but it only falls to the feet of Casemiro. That's good into Antony, you know. Now, Rashford. Half-time and absolutely nothing happening. This is actually an important game as well that we have to win, lads. So show a bit of oomph. And do we go for it? Yeah, we do. I'm going to put Rashford on that side. I'm going to go with Harry Kane. It is the England front three that are up top now. So hopefully they play not like England against France, especially Harry Kane. Look forward to Rashford on the wing, as Harry Kane still has got the number 20 shirt. He might have to wait till next season. Or maybe we just give him it straight after this game. But Christian Eriksen tries to break the Arsenal line down. And Sambi Lokonga over the top in towards Rafael Varane. David De Gea goes out wide into Rashford. Slick turn Eriksen. They continue to run. I'm going to give it out wide into Luke Shaw. Shawberto back into Eriksen. This is a move. Casemiro steps away. Oh. No way has that gone in. No way has that goal gone in. I didn't expect that in a million years. I just thought it was an easy little move. David De Gea is near post. Gabriel Jesus has scored at the Theatre of Dreams on a turn. Varane doesn't mark. De Gea lets it slip past him. What is that? I am disgusted and appalled. Luke Shaw has to get us better a little bit now. The Englishman stepping inside. Luke Shaw, instant equaliser. No chance. Asensio, look for Harry Kane. Asensio's come on for Rashford now. Harry Kane! Oh, it's an instant reply, and it is a very much lucky goal. Harry Kane will claim it. A debut goal at Manchester United, but I mean, can he really claim that one? Very, very lucky off Stefan de Vrij. It's just the winner that we need now to go alongside it. Eriksen now into Asensio. Harry Kane. Oh, I thought it was slipped through. Oh, but he can't get the ball in time. Still a 1-1 draw with Arsenal. At home, at Old Trafford. I take that all day long. Oh, but if Jesus wouldn't have scored that goal, we'd be in the Champions League place. Cannot dwell on it. Just cannot dwell on it. On to Leicester City. We beat Leicester City. We just do. No problem. No problem at all. 4-1. Harry Kane with a double. Was actually Sancho with the other double as well. And Wagman did you da for them. Danny Aarons will have something to say about that. With a trip to Ivy Lane next as well. That's actually decent. It's a decent bid for Anthony Martial. This time from Benfica. I just want the player out. He won't play. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. He just won't play. Ipswich away as well should be a buy. Saying that, we've lost to Harrogate Town at Old Trafford. A little bit of a switch up for a 2-2 draw, though. Ugh. Wolfenden, Doniel Mallon, Anthony, and Connor Chaplin. Oh, and that's just a bit stupid, isn't it? Liverpool, what are you doing? Martial, what are you doing breaking down talks with Benfica? Talk to yourself out of first team football. And it's the same with Brighton, a 2-2 draw. Undav, Sancho, Kane missing a penalty, and how is Trossard still there? And I'm not going to take any chances with the second leg against Ipswich. Just go and annihilate them. That'll do, lads. That'll do. Takes us on to deadline day. Do we make any signings at the end? Maybe we do just fill in another side in just to be fully certain with the squad. And that position I'm thinking about is right back with Hans Hatteboer, of course, Dutch. Of course he is. I'm going to offer 15 million and they see it as reasonable. And Hans Hatteboer is straight into the squad. He can play on the wing. He can play at right back. He offers that cover that Delo didn't get filled. 15 million, not bad, of course. James Justin will get his chances. Hatteboer's perfect, though. And they're putting a bid in for Anthony Martial after the bell. Sporting, do you know what a transfer window is? And Tottenham is next, but then Aston Villa and Everton really scare me. We're going to try and get up to the Liverpool game as Luton Town is threaded through in the FA Cup. Despite Aston Villa's position above us in the league by 3 points, it has to be Spurs that we play. Has to be. Going to be fun for that man right there, who's going to bang in a hat-trick. What intrigues me is who they've got in his position. Richarlison. I guess that was the go-to swap. As Anthony gives the ball straight into Bruno Fernandes, who's going to get to run with it. The Portugueser into Anthony. Hello. Hello, Anthony. What a goal that is to start the game off. He's a player that hasn't been really up to the standards in real life and in this save. Off the post and in. One of the goals of the season. And Bruno Fernandes into Harry Kane. Harry Kane over the top. That's a good ball into Anthony again. This could be two, you know. Took off the head of Eriksen. And Eriksen now to slip through Harry Kane. It could be the ex-Tottenham link-up to try and sink them further, but Lloris knows him. He knew him in the final against France as well as Bruno's ball. Headed away by Davies. We'll try and win that. Bruno does. Into Anthony. That's a ball onto Christian Eriksen. All over Spurs as that's a decent one. Casemiro! Oh my lord. Will the chances stop coming? We just need to score with another actually. Probably to stop them. Eriksen. Don't let the chance be over. Pau Torres. Richarlison getting a run on Rafa Varane to just watch it. That's a ball through. Oh, David De Gea. David De Gea. This game is getting me rather excited. Header as far as Romero. Block from Pau Torres and a ball away from him. A free kick for Richarlison though in a dangerous position. He's allowed to pass it, but he's offside. What was he doing? Son to just dribble this ball into Richarlison. How is he squeezed past Dejan Kovalevsky? Kulu shouldn't be scoring. That is a ball through the middle and just got shrugged off, did Luke Shaw. That is terrible defending. Game we've been dominant in. Now is in the balance. Anthony on the ball now into Wan-Bissaka. Anthony does get this ball back again. Aaron Wan-Bissaka dropping it towards the near post. Fred on the ball with a little bit of a run here. The Brazilian. Fred with a shot. That might fall to Harry Kane, but he's offside. But Fred's actually getting into some decent areas. He's just been brought on for Eriksen. That's into Casemiro. Bruno! It just fell so nicely to him. The Portugueser at Old Trafford. We fully deserve that, and we've got what we deserve. Absolutely brilliant as Bentancur. Oh no, we've got to watch out. Richarlison, it'll fall to De Gea. And Anthony now has to put a ball through onto Harry Kane. He's coming off in a moment. He might get a standing ovation from the Tottenham fans. Not if he scores. And Harry Kane is on the ball again. He's looking for one forward. Onto Bruno. Lloris let it dribble. Still, we've got a game on his hands as Sony's pressing Raphael Varane. That's into Rashford. This is a chance late on. Marcus Rashford. He's got the run of Bruno through the middle. Bruno looks wide into Anthony. Take a touch. Bang that for the brace. Lloris with the save. But when I take this corner, the game should be all but done. Varane with the header. Straight to Lloris. It's a big win against a struggling Tottenham. Harry Kane-less should be close to the Champions League. Still, the journey doesn't end. We're level now with Aston Villa. The one goal keeps us above them in the table. It makes it a very big game. Champions League football is a requirement and necessity, if you must, as this is a must in terms of highlights. Seeing the likes of Thuram in their team. They've still got Danny Ings. They've kept a spine together. It's good going from them as here is Thuram. Just at the start, De Gea doesn't save it clearly. It's in the second time from the Frenchman. Shows you how Villa have been doing so well. A tapping really. And a very frustrating one as now Casemiro has been spun all over the place. He'll keep the ball though. We'll go into Bruno. As Anthony will put a ball over the top straight in towards Jadon Sancho. Sancho keeps it. No, he doesn't. Still trailing as Harry Kane with a run on Casemiro. Two world-class players playing the ball from one to the other. Harry Kane for his second goal. There we go. He don't miss. Silences Villa Park and leaps to the air like a salmon. Eden Hazard as now Jadon Sancho though. We want to win this game, not draw it. Over the top to Anthony. Pass that into Harry Kane. Flick that on. Jadon Sancho! No. Close, though, was Philippe Coutinho. Now into Marcus Thuram. He goes wide. And Thuram goes into Coutinho. Coutinho, that's not one. Thuram flashes it over. Over to the side of the net, of course. Not over the bar. It's a terrible corner from Bruno. And it ends the game all square. Fiery competition. Won't let that bring us down though. As Kai Bradley leaves, he's going on loan to Paris FC at the start of next season. Don't know why he's going now. I mean, maybe it is a chance to settle in Paris. No idea, as we've got the Europa League game started through as well. Frankfurt over 2 legs. That is interesting, as I feel like we're going to sim the next 2 and then Frankfurt. Highlights. As we get past Everton, it was a tight game as well. Even Emi Martinez on the score sheet. Shapchenko and Calvert-Lewin doing all they could. And I don't even care. I'm taking a very strong team to Luton. Even a debut for Hattermore. Wouldn't mind winning a cheeky FA Cup. They've got a debut. Of course, we drew with them 2-2. United get the job done. A Rashford double sees us into the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. We are wanting to tick off every trophy, as Reading have beaten Liverpool, Spurs beat Arsenal in the derby, Wolves, Bristol City, Watford, Chelsea, Norwich. Good going in the cup competitions, but the league was still outside of the top 4, which is just a no-no, and we play Bournemouth, who are 19th. Might have just seen Leeds United at bottom, as the result is going to be a 2-1 win. It was very late on when Stevens equalised, but Emi Martinez, the butcherer, and who got the first? Harold Keineth. Very happy with that. More than you believe, as I'm pretty sure I just said it was Norwich City. Yep, they're the team we play next in the cup. I think we might get more episodes out of this season just due to the cup competitions. Frankfurt in this round of 16 for the Europa League though, and I'm very excited to see how this gets done. As Barca are in this competition, you can see Arsenal, Benfica, Monaco, Ajax. These are a decent team at home. They've got the, of course, big wall that helps them. Not quite the yellow wall. I remember their games against West Ham United fondly as Anthony. Ball into now Harold Kane. Not a breakthrough though. Bruno Fernandes whipping a ball in. That's just no danger. It's even 50 minutes on the clock now as Anthony. That is one of the worst headers. But why did the ref not let it go on? Still a late highlight. Harry Kane with the ball. He's going to try and lay that off. Get there, Anthony. No. It's going to be a 0-0 draw in the first leg in the Europa. And I tell you what, we're not convincing at all in this competition. I really want a cup. Not of tea, not of coffee. A big shiny one to lift and put in a cabinet. So let's go, lads. Don't let Ernel Hernandez slip through. I mean, was a dodgy tackle from Lisandro Martinez. A very dodgy one as Anthony. He's run through his man. He's actually got the ball. I thought Anthony handballed it. Anthony through. Good save. I'm guessing it's Angus Gunn, not Tim Crueling net. If it was Krul, would have been cruel of him to save it. That is a terrible joke, and it was a link with the Dutch players, of course, saving from his own nationality. As here we go with Anthony again. He's causing all the problems into Bruno still in the team. The main man, Daniel Malen. Closer, getting closer as Fred. That's a good ball around the corner. Malacia dinked in, header at the near post. And I haven't really mentioned it, but big old Harold is on the bench with his big headers. Now a shot coming in from Norwich City. They will attack as well. A fun but irrelevant fact to this video is when I went to Manchester United to watch them in the Champions League against Young Boys. David Wagner was the coach. He's now the coach of Norwich City. And that fact means nothing. Still, it's interesting to me as Fred. He will bring this ball away. Fred, he might have a ball through to Daniel Malen. He's overran it. Somehow he did win a free kick. And there's Scott McTominay into Anthony. Back post. I think that's Malacia. It's a goal anyway. No, it's Daniel Malen. I mean, he's got a big head for Daniel Malen. Back stick, trying to get his way back into this Man United squad. A brilliant first-time ball from Anthony as well. Just got to respect that cross. Finding his striker. Still going to strive for a second. And of course, we get to Wembley if we win this, because it is a semi-final at the capital. Still need to earn that, as now it's a ball around the corner from Anthony. Daniel Malen again. Getting closer, as that's a good tackle though. Norwich City take a chance just before half-time. Shows this game ain't a given. It's Kenny McLean as the corner was took short. It's into Placheta. Good tackle. Still not took away though. And now it's back to Placheta. Josh Sargent fires it through David Raya to make it an interesting end. Scrap that even. It's not an end. Norwich City have a way through. Sorry lads. We've got to be smashing these. And Josh Sargent round the corner now. He's got the ball back to him again. Norwich City bringing this game to us. They might have a chance at the start of the second half as well. It's a good one too. Onel Hernandez. The Cuban. I've just got onto you lads in the dressing room and we're losing to Norwich City. Are you joking me? Straight back into this, lads, as Malacia's got a run on us here. We've tried to get back. It's a very quick 1-2, bottom bin. Comfortable save in the end, though, as I have done that. You can see at the top corner, Harry Kane does come onto the field. Still there, winning headers in our box. Not acceptable in the slightest, as all Hernandez again. What's going on? I swear if they win this header, which they do, lads, we're Man United. As Harry Kane, come on, push. There's a ball over there to Anthony. We don't want Harry Kane to be just the bottle job all the time. He deserves the trophy. That's why we brought him here. He's back in midfield winning headers as Anthony gets this ball onto Fred. There may be a chance. Bruno with the turnout. together free kick. I'm going to do a Roy Hodgson as well, and I'm going to put Harry Kane on the kick. I do feel like that's maybe good enough. I mean, just more power. We're pushing forward as Harry Kane. That's a good one into Donny van de Beek. Keeps the ball away from everyone. Donny. That's a shocking shot as now Pellistri, though. Pellistri, the youngster off the bench. He's tried to pass it. He's hit the back post and stayed out. Can't get any closer as Bruno. Come on. We're into the added time now. That's a chip from Anthony. That's towards Fred. He's missed. McTominay. He can't get the header into the box. He needs to win the second one. He does. Into Anthony. That's Pellistri. Oh, the youngster does it. The Uruguayan. Facundo Pellistri. I've trusted him. I thought he was good enough. Yes, he's 20, 21, but he comes off the bench. Angus Gunn should be shooting that away from goal, but he doesn't, and we will get the replay. And yes, it's only one against Norwich City, but we fought a hammer and tongue for that. Never mind the replay. It continues. To be fair, a lot better. I'll take extra time at Old Trafford as that's a chip straight over to Harry Kane against one of his former clubs. Harry Kane gets it saved. We brought on James Justin as well as a flying header. No danger for us. Maybe a chance right here. Anthony with the ball whipped in. This will fall to Scott McTominay. Now Pellistri. Now into Fred. Fred the Red. Can't do it though. Extra time second half. And Casemiro goes over the top here into Donny van de Beek. Appearing on the wing. Because I've put Casemiro on. If it goes to penalties, I trust the serial winner. Really do, as that's a ball now into Casemiro. Here he is. Donny van de Beek. That's looking for Harry Kane. Oh, what a save. Angus Gunn take a bow. Still Kane lurking in the box. That's just spun off his head for nothing. A close one as it does look like it's going to go to penalties. Yes, here we are, and I'm not messing about. Best penalty taker on the first penalty. I hope he is anyway. Turns out he's not. It's going to be Adam Ider, but we are all square. David Raya. That is brilliant work getting us level straight away. Donny van de Beek. I'm going to go same side. It's saved again. It's saved again. Now falling down. So he's going to go to the left, isn't he? All square. This is one weird penalty shootout. Fred the Red down the middle. Solves that riddle. Still got... No, I think Bruno came off the field, so he won't take. Jordan Huhill will score. Here's my serial winner, though. Casemiro. I'm going to stick this to the left. Bang. 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 Save that if you can. Sarah. We need to save this ourselves. And David Raya does. That leaves, you've guessed it, Facundo Pellistri. What a fan favourite he is at the moment. I'm going to go down that middle. Oh, but he's ruining it. He's ruining it. He's been such a star in this game. Djallo, though. Oh, and Raya. Sudden death we go. Scott McTominay. Oh, no. It's down to Sam McCallan against David Raya. Get in there, David Raya. Whew. Oh, we live again. It's going to be Lisandro Martinez to put that in. Can Ryan now make himself the hero? It is Isaac Hayden. We still go on. Lindelof. Oh. Ho, ho, ho. What a penalty shootout this is. One for the ages. Sam Byram. He scores as well. This is going to go all the way to the keepers. I can just tell as Tyrell Malacia. He puts it to the left-hand side. Left back going left. That should have been red. It's now the other left back, Gianluigi. He's Connor Panenka. I'm pretty sure James Justin is one of the last ones. So Justin has it saved. He's had it saved. Grant Hanley, the Norwich City captain, will not do it. Lads, it's goalkeepers. It's goalkeepers. David Raya. David Raya scores. David Raya now to save Gunn, his fellow goalkeeper. Come on. Oh my days. Oh my days. Right, Harry Kane. Second time round. Harry Kane's penalty is unsavable. Adam Eder, he had it saved first time round. He'll have it saved the second. We go for a full round of penalties before David Raya sends United to Wembley. 7-6 on penalties. Spurs, Wolves, Bristol City, the team's going through. No other real transfers of the team. It's slightly tired. We did okay with resting players. Rashford will be on the bench despite Kane fitness struggles. We need Harold. We need to beat Frankfurt. We're fighting on both fronts now. To be fair, could I actually get the highlights done against Frankfurt? Because, of course, we've got a cup game now coming up. We've got Manchester City derby, Liverpool. I'm going to gamble on highlights. I'm going to gamble on them. Round of 16 of the Europa League. And if we judge it on that run, we'll have Arsenal next. I don't think that table does stick. Very interesting, but of course we've still got to get through. Anthony, that'll do. Harry Kane, fit or not, he will put the ball in the back of the net with that much space. Last year's winners losing to the Red Devils. Still we go on. It's now Jadon Sancho. Look for Kane. He's not got much pace and he's against... oh, Evan and Dika. Tricky player as a pass from Bruno. Straight through the middle. Casemiro from range. Never anything wrong with that as Christian Eriksen. It's a heavy touch, but we'll keep the ball. And I'm pretty sure we'll get this over the line. Anthony, will he run himself or will he use Eriksen? He does use Eriksen, who should have it secure. But it doesn't need to be. A 1-0 Harry Kane first half goal will seal us through to the quarterfinals of another cup competition in the Europa League. Wasn't convincing like other teams, but of course that doesn't matter. We're through to the next round. Games rearranged, but who for? It will be Erik Ten Hag's ex-team in Ajax. Oh, that is interesting. Very, very interesting. But Liverpool first. Liverpool before it all. They lead the way at the top of the league, and we can still put a title challenge on 58 points. If we win this game in hand and we beat these, it would take us within 2 points. So Liverpool actually quite a vital game, even though we're in the Europa League as it stands in the table. Of course, in the season, we can easily win the league still. It's crazy. Focus on Darwin Núñez as well, getting off the bus, and there's the Man United one. Our trickiest fidget spinner, Anthony's been playing very well. Anfield, never an easy place. Never will be for any club. Oh, Liverpool, very, very decent. It's not like they are in real life in this game. They're top of the league. So we've got the white kit out. Don't really like it. I like that bogey green one, but we won't be playing in it. Many teams have took it to Anfield and put the pressure on. Harry Kane's just done that. What a save, Alisson. Kane with an early chance. He's up for just any game. He really wants a trophy in his locker. So we want all of them. Anthony at the edge of the box, hitting VVD. As a run on from, oh, Salah now! Mohamed Salah, shot save from De Gea. He gets the rebound. Good work from our Spaniard, who of course is being chased by David Raya now. And Harry Kane's being chased by their defenders. It's through. VVD can't keep up and Harry Kane scores at the cup end. The big man with the big celebration. Man United's forward getting the business done. It's a great counter-attack. They should have scored. They don't. We end up putting ourselves in front. Very good, but we know Salah got into a dangerous position and I don't want that happening again. So Sancho's going to do very well with his footwork. Him and Kane keeping Rashford out. Anthony as well. Kane steps inside, goes for the header and it flattens VVD. Shows you the strength in our man. Sancho around the corner. Calm as you like. And that's funny because that's Van Dijk's song. Eriksen, he'll drill it low into Kane again. He should have to. Despite the pegging back from Norwich, I think we've been pretty good today. Darwin Núñez. Maybe I spoke too soon. Ultimately saved by David De Gea as Casemiro only puts it as far as Jordan Henderson. That is passed out of play. And that is the end of a very good first half for the True Reds. And Harry Kane's going to look out wide for Wan-Bissaka. Finding the fellow Englishman, that's a decent ball towards Christian Eriksen. Why is it always him jumping for headers as Bruno gets the ball down? Anthony Robertson. Cody Gakpo slipped through from it. What a sublime tackle. I mean, Pau Torres, I think that was it? Yes, take a bow. Came in as a refresher as now Fernandes. He's going to go back into Pau Torres. That's round the corner into Anthony. That's into Bruno again. Harry Kane's miles off. Oh, and a run through from Thiago. Has to be stopped from Lisandro Martinez. I've swapped him for Varane. Fitness at the back, of course. We've got a tight schedule. Alexander-Arnold with a throw down into Mohamed Salah as well. They're going to throw it down Brandt. We signed him in our Everton career. That's an easy tackle on him, though. And now Harry Kane lays it off into Jadon Sancho just to run. Sancho should seal the deal. He scored against Liverpool IRL. Cuts inside. Little dink towards Harry Kane is not good enough. Still, the timer should go. And it's not there. It's not there. They've got to run through. David De Gea with a save. A karate kick away and Wan-Bissaka to get us the win against Liverpool. We will go for this title. We will push for it. United on top. Even jumped above the true rivals with that one. Very nice. And can we back it up with a game against Nottingham Forest? We do. Harry Kane and Bruno Fernandes cancel out ferry, sending back to Nottingham on the ferry. As Erik Ten Haag will face his former club next in the quarterfinals. It's Ajax. It's Alejandro Garnacho talking about the contract. I've done him bad with game time, you know. But does he get another one? The reason I say that is because of Reece Lewis in the academy. The Welsh striker looks phenomenal. Still, not in a promotion just yet. There's Hammerleinen who looks good. Yeah, but Garnacho's just not gone well under us. We'll delegate this. I think around, 11. We'll accept an 11. In the meantime, we could do with signing up Axel Tuanzebe because I don't want him to go on a free. 25-year-old could get money at the minimum. And we're going to offer him 50k, which is reasonable. An academy player stays through. And I'm going to take a very strong squad. You can see more Dutch players and more ex-Ajax like Daniel Malen, Anthony Eriksson, and even Donny is on the bench, ex-Ajax. First game, always a highlighted one. We're at home. Coming out the Stretford end. Ooh, Barcelona and Arsenal's a good one. PSV Monaco, Feyenoord Braga. Some good runs from the Dutch teams. We've got Erik Ten Haag in charge as well, as his ex-team will start with a penalty. Lucas Ocampos against David De Gea. To be fair, I've had enough of penalties today. He will dive right. And Ocampos gives Ajax the lead 2 minutes in. That is a shame, really, isn't it? We should not be losing at home. Get back on it. Here he is again, Christian Eriksen. Can we try and find someone? Or do we just go with a shot? Christian Eriksen! That's why you shoot when you're in doubt. The big man, get in there. Now I know why he's the set piece taker with dead ball scenarios like that. I want him in a dead ball situation. Just bounce for him. Hopefully it doesn't bounce for them. Here, though, as Anthony's not done himself justice. David De Gea just diving it. I can't get my words right. I can't believe they're attacking again. Ex-Tottenham man Steven Bergwijn, who's got a man in the middle, who slid to try and block it. He still finds its way to Brian Bobby to make it 2-1. This is very close as Scott McTominay. He waits for the run of Bruno Fernandes. That's a chip over to Daniel Malen. Not able to pull the trigger as all. Brian Bobby's turned us again. And again from Lucas Ocampos. They're really toying with us. Ocampos should have 2. He does have 2. And that ends a very humiliating game at Old Trafford and us having to go on the road. We might have to sacrifice the City game to try and get through. Back to the Premier League with West Ham now in 11th. I feel confident. As I also feel confident about this FA Cup semi-final. Wolves are in 12th. And that confidence comes with assurance. We just breeze past the Hammers. Nicely done, but it's this next game and the game after. And the game after that I worry about. It's a solid 2 weeks with 4 games, or a week and a half, you could even call it 4 games. Ajax away in a cup knockout round. We've got Manchester City in a league title fight, and then we have an FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. After that, we do have a break for Newcastle, which does excite me. The Leeds derby, and hopefully 2 finals tomorrow. We've had to go back to the main squad, of course. We have to try and get a win here. We are trusting Pau Torres now ahead of Lisandro Martinez. I love him. I love him in real life. I actually do. I think he was brilliant in the World Cup, but of course, I'm going to trust Pau due to the height and the physicality. Pellistri is just out of the team due to Asensio and the strength in depth that we have. As come on, we should be winning this. Let's go and cause a turnaround. History is written. Time to write the future. That future will have us written right underneath that little semi-final. I mean, even Arsenal were doing better if you did catch a glimpse there, actually losing 2-1 to Barcelona. Still in the tie. We have to believe we can do this as Brian Bobby through again. David De Gea just decided to take his legs. I mean, goalkeepers don't really give away penalties in this, which we're lucky with. Casemiro's overtouched that, though. Ajax struggle in real life, but definitely putting it in here. Gonna try and cause that upset as a ball over the top. Wan-Bissaka takes a clattering in his way to head that. Fernandes is going to be able to run it, though, here. Here he goes. Flying, finds Sancho. Here is Jadon. He's going to cut inside. Jadon Sancho on this angle. Good save from Rulli. He's got history with bottling it. Of course, flashbacks to Villarreal against Liverpool in the Champions League semi-finals. That was as Rafael Varane. Terrible touch. Got to do better. Brian Bobby onto Jorge Sanchez. He's got inside of us. We go across to try and make a tackle with Luke Shaw. Back into Ocampos. That's edge of the box stuff. They're playing around us. I've now simply had enough. Come on. Casemiro to speed away. Back in the team. Gives it into Anthony. Here he goes against the former club. Anthony, find Harry Kane with a little dink. Keeper saving it. Able to take it off the head of Harold Kane as now we've got the ball back out wide. Now it's into Bruno. Decent little dink. Christian Eriksen. Back post looking for Sancho. Bruno it falls to, who just flops at it. Ball out wide as we've still not got any goals on the board. Approaching the second half. I thought we'd have one. We maybe do have one. Harry Kane with the turn. Harry Kane with the finish. It's not done here. He knows how to overcome these, or he doesn't. He was injured for the Tottenham Ajax games in previous years. Still a big goal from Harold. Still only as far as Jadon Sancho. Another screamer would do nicely. That should be a free kick given, but not! Bruno! Bruno Fernandes. He always ends up in them positions to just slam it past the keeper with no defenders near him in the box. More like it going into second half. Let's win it, though. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka chasing now. Dusan Tadic. Got to be careful. Wan-Bissaka comes back. I also must make sure that we don't lose this because, of course, one goal still wins it for them. They started off the better team. It's now Harry Kane again. He flies around the corner. That's a ball into the near post into Jadon Sancho. Come on, I just want this win. Wan-Bissaka now. Here he goes. Beautiful opportunity to cross it. Doesn't do it. Still Casemiro. There's an offside in there. Bruno into Asensio. This is where we win it late on this. That's a ball slipped into Harry Kane. Back post is Marcus Rashford. Oh, no. I can't take any more extra time as it's going to be as well. 5 added minutes for Ant having to defend. Conceded a corner as that bounced up funny. And Fred pounces into Bruno Fernandes. That's going to be a free kick. Nothing given. Hang on. Whoa. Wan-Bissaka's been very alert in this game. Very, very good. As now Bruno. That's a terrible pass from the Portuguese man. Not good. And another penalty shootout. Can you be bothered? Or it's not penalties because it's another blasted extra time. Harry Kane cutting inside. Not Harry Kane. That's Rashford. I saw Kane making a run. He's absolutely shattered as Luke Shaw tried to pull it across. Fred. That's Rashford. That's a chance. The second half is just here straight away. Can we please avoid penalties again? Bruno waiting for the run of Harry. It's way too late. It's way too slow and sluggish. To be fair, his job is to put it in the back of the net with simple chances gifted to him. As now Pau Torres will cut inside. Pau just drop that off. Wan-Bissaka has done everything this game. Right-hand side, left-hand side, centrally. But it's not enough to prevent the spot kicks again in the cup. Let's get going. It's going to be Tavernier. He's made a transfer, a weird one. To be fair, I'd rather have him here at this club as Harry Kane. He's going down the middle. It's in. Somehow. It went in. Steven Berghaus, I think it is. He gets his penalty save. That's brilliant as I'm going to just try and dink this bottom left with Bruno. Not bottom, but it has gone into the left and it's in the back of the net. Brobby. Brian Brobby. Middle. Rashford. Marcus. MBE into the top corner. It flees. Now, Luca. He's the really tall striker, isn't he? He's going right. We're reading it straight away. It's going to be David De Gea's day. Casemiro, I wanted him to smash one, but it won't be done just yet. Can it be done with a save of Steven Bergwijn's penalty? It will. We don't get to score it, but it's another keeper saving his own penalties again to send us through to the semis. All over, it's been a very successful month. A draw in the derby. We could have probably won, to be fair. And, of course, we lost to Ajax first time round. Didn't mean anything after beating them in the second leg. There is spoilers right there. So if we can keep this form up for the month, it would be very, very good. Even Newcastle as well. We've got to win that one. The other semi-final is Spurs versus Bristol City. I'm hoping Bristol can do them. Might as well check the Europa League. You can see Braga, Barca, us Monaco. I think if we get past the French team, we know who we've got in the final. Congratulations, Braga. Can't wait to play Braga, as yes, we are top of the league. Get in there, still joint. We can get that point. Oh, and I don't even know it, as Asensio does come in. He scored instead of Sancho. Kane's got to come in for Rashford. Anthony's a little bit tired. Pau Torres I'll chuck in for this, and we'll go with David Raya and Malacia. It's the cup. A few more players step onto the bench, but that team is definitely strong enough to do it at Wembley Stadium. Can we get ourselves a trophy this season? I really, really hope so. Wembley Stadium. It's been way too long since we've been here. Good to be back. Come on, the FA Cup finals on screen. I could almost reach out and grab it. Wolves' team is good. It's kind of like real life. So, I mean, Adrio Rabiot, that's a decent signing. Saw that Endo was in there as well, as they do get the first run on, but Pau Torres will always easily deal with that. Straight into Christian Eriksen. Harold Kane. Go on, Harold, into Asensio. We'll get the passing going really quickly. Bruno. Ooh, good challenge. Casemiro straight into Bruno Fernandes now. Onto Wan-Bissaka. Terrible touch, but he manages to recover a little bit. We'll go through the middle. No, we won't. It's on to Guedes instead. Rafael Varane. Absolutely love you. Love you. As now Wan-Bissaka. He's got another chance. Can he make a better pass with this one? Floated it towards the back post. He'll win the header into Harry Kane. Forced to Wan-Bissaka. Now Anthony! Woo! Pedro Neto's going to run at us. Rafael Varane dealing with it again. But still, we need to try and get this ball. Cunha's round us. It's into Guedes! It's a goal for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Incredible passing. Incredible. Curled it away from David Raya. Trouble in London. Now we've got to try and recover to try and get back here very soon for the finale. As Asensio. Oh, I can't even get the ball through to Anthony. As Guedes is through again. Rafael Varane's going to get on his back. It's not hit. Oh, just confusion all around this Man United team. It's shocking. Bruno's just going to try and switch this. Asensio's going to head on to himself, but I don't reckon we get anything before that whistle. Cross is just blocked. It's out to Malacia. Harry Kane can't keep the ball. And that will be half-time. No changes. The team that got us in this mess can try and get us out. We're just not showing enough attacking prowess, and they're just snapping us. Mateus Cunha, as we've just bottled the free kick. Endo can't pass that forward, though. It's into Anthony. He loves a shot from that range. Ooh, and it's hit an arm for a free kick. Has to be Christian Eriksen as well to take this. I'm going to go for the back of the wall, and it's just hit the wall. Free kicks are terrible. Pedro Neto now on the ball, and Casemiro's had it passed into him. Still, when Casemiro's not clearing the ball, you know you're in trouble with Neto weaving and turning into Mateus Cunha, and it's kept us in the game, that save from Raya. We love our Davids in the goal as Truffier's got to run on, though. That's into Guedes, another catch. Up to us to catch them out again, however, Casemiro. He's got to avoid the tackle. Referee, bring the card out. That's one of the worst challenges of the game so far. Endo. Only a yellow. He's already made plenty before, though, and Guedes, it's just Pau Torres straight across. Eriksen's going to put a ball out wide now into Daniel Malen. That's back into Christian Eriksen, edge of the box. Casemiro, he's hit Rashford! Lads, it's been terrible. Wolves are going to beat us here and progress to the final if nothing changes, which I'm still hoping can. Daniel Malen. He's took a heavy touch, and it's going to be Cunha. It's going to be Varane to intercept, and it's going to be Bruno to head it on. Malen doesn't get there again. And the final whistle goes, as it will be Wolves to face Tottenham or Bristol City. We've done it. We have bottled the world's, oh, not the world's, but England's best domestic competition. And it's going to be Wolves who just escaped on penalties. That hurts us, that one. Still, recovery back in the Europa League. Yay. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I absolutely hate the Europa League, as Rashford will come in. He's going to go on the wing, Kane and Anthony, them three up top. Or do we put Sancho back in? I think I will go for Sancho and Anthony just over Mr. Rashford MBE. Ooh, Malassi is actually higher rated than Shawberto now. Still, I do trust Shaw. Maybe a bit of English biased in there, but it's been here longer as well. First leg, always the highlights. Barca and Braga not playing yet. No insight to the elsewhere games. But a crossing opportunity for ourselves. Eriksen won't cross it. Instead, he'll give it into Jadon Sancho, still looking for the first goal of today. But it might go against us, as it's a penalty for Kevin Volland. Come on, David De Gea, I trust you against the German, but he's sent the wrong way. And the French team have the result so far. Early days, but we didn't recover against Wolves. A little bit longer in this competition, granted, as it's going to be Eriksen to backheel that into Jadon Sancho. Kane peel off. There it is. Harry Kane with a finesse. Nubel with the stop, as he's got to be offside. He has to be offside. Briel and Bolo, one-on-one. David De Gea with the save. And Martinez didn't even clear it. Still a chance for us. It's going to be Jadon Sancho. Just take this down. Oh, good one-touch football there. Keeping it off the ground into Anthony, who ruins it. And Bruno Fernandes now to whip in a free kick. Come on, Harry Kane's lurking. Harry Kane was there. Still, it doesn't land to him. Casemiro instead. That's onto Sancho. Surely an arm! And I've embarrassed myself there, because I've just remembered that handballs aren't on. Still a highlight for ourselves. Casemiro into Fred. Around the corner, McTominay, chip that over the top. Harry Kane gets there. I beg Harry. There we go. Off the post and in. Mr. Harold. A 1-1 draw in the first leg. We play the second. Hey, at least it's not the same as the Ajax first leg. Newcastle next, and I think they're high on points this season. Yeah, they're 7th. They're 7th. There's a big gap between them and Everton as well. You can see maybe Anthony Gordon's had an impact. As us taking Harry Kane definitely had an impact on Spurs down in 10th. The league completely open as well. Arsenal on the top. We've got 2 games on hand in them, and we've got a game on hand of Liverpool, who we're joint with. This game quite important in the title race now. Oh, and it's a 1-1 draw. Harry Kane missed a penalty. Joe Linton not at the driver's seat. Rafael Varane and Martinez was suspended. And that draw has done us a favour, but not too many. Still level with Arsenal, the game in hand, and Liverpool 1 point behind us. Pretty sure Aston Villa were up there as well, but still, this is a very important game to get a final. Then we got Leeds. We've got them all today. And Old Trafford, it's getting towards the night time. It's noonish. Hopefully it's winnable. Oh, well, it's definitely winnable. It's not just winnable, it must be won. All I'm trying to say is this game's very important. You can see the other leg. It's 4-1 Barcelona. And there's an A next to Monaco. Well, there was an A next to them. Does that mean they're winning on the away record? Or if they do win here, they'll win overall? I don't know. All I care about is that it's Barcelona in the final if we get there. Which we've got to try our best to make. It's into Harry Kane. Harry Kane will slip it behind into Anthony. He's just got an easy run there looking for Sancho. Not a bad move, as that's a good flick now into Bruno. We've got Harry Kane up front. We've got Sancho on the other side. But Bruno might take this alone, you know. Bruno Fernandes! Just what we needed early days here at Old Trafford. Get in there. Ooh, but lads, be careful. You're on the concrete. I don't want any bad injuries. Class finish, my Stu. I mean, he could have used Harry Kane or Sancho. Didn't even risk it. Left the keeper no chances here is Minamino. He's a good player, of course. Played for the rivals in Liverpool. Now into Briel Mbolo. Got to stop that cross coming in. It does come in. And Kevin Volland scores at the Stretford end for an instant reply. This is poor, you know, but it could turn into a classic. It's now 2-2 on aggregate. Bruno Fernandes could look for Sancho here. Lively start half an hour in. Jadon Sancho slows down. Will he accelerate? No, he'll just pass it into Bruno. Very far out, but he'll go for it. Sometimes you've just got to gamble it, as now Anthony. That's a ball into Sancho. That's a sweet turn. Harry Kane first time. A very good save as now Harry Kane again. Harry Kane stepping inside of players left, right and centre. Wan-Bissaka though, man. Got to pass the ball better. Bruno took out. He could be injured here, Bruno. It was a very bad tackle. Will it be a red? I'm hoping and praying it's only a yellow, though, for Kamara. Come on, send him off, referee, just for the laugh, as Varane scored previously, and he wasn't far off. No decider. No decider for me. No decider in terms of momentum. It is completely down to chance, which isn't good with the teams on paper. Really should be beating Monaco. I don't get why we're in our own half. Casemiro's managed to get the ball into Eriksen to go down the line into Sancho. Come on. One of our first attacks in a while. And it might fall to Kane, who passes it back to Nubel. And Bruno's got a gap there, you know. That's into Christian Eriksen. And we're going to take Eriksen off in a minute. He's just overstepped it a little bit. Finds Anthony. Falls back to Eriksen. Okay, this is our best chance. But it goes. That was close, and they're pushing players forward. They want the win, Monaco. They almost had it with a pass past Martinez. He's going to have to put everything into this game because he can't play the next League One. As Fred, we're out without his main man in the derby, but Harry Kane's his main man here, hopefully. Missed! Tap in for Harry! It's an easy goal! Harold, I should even say, may send us to the Europa League final. A big goal scored, you know, number 20, Nubel. Been so good in, but he makes a mistake. And I'm going to gamble on this game not being over. They're trying to get past us with Diatta. It's an easy block, not long left. Scott McTominay's now a player that's come on as well for Bruno, trying to sharpen the defence up. May all be for nothing. Diatta round the corner, and Mbolo and Kevin Volland. De Gea came out for it. And that's the full-time whistle to follow as well. We will be going to the Europa League final. It's not one of the trophies that I wanted to win, but a trophy is a trophy. And yes, I'd rather win the Prem or the Champions League than the Papa John's trophy. That's not what I mean. It shows Europe how good we are, as we've got to beat Barcelona to regain the trophy. And adds money to our collection. Leeds is the start of a tricky run. 4 games to win the Premier League. I'm going to be highlighting these. Definitely started with Leeds United. Ellen Road awaits these men on screen right now. Rashford, Asensio, even Fred the Red's back in, hoping to make not only Manchester red, but the entirety of English football. A skinhead Tyler Adams leading Leeds United out. I mean, Klassen in goal. That already puts confidence in me. I'm hoping the confidence isn't fake because Wahi has a big chance here and Pau Torres shuffled in good time. Now a free kick to us. Does Bruno score this? Does Bruno score this? I'm going to try and hit this around the wall. Catch Klassen out. It doesn't. Fred will get another run on the Yorkshire chance. Blistering out. Asensio aim to Fred. Here he goes. Chip that over for Marcus Rashford. MB. Oh! Oh my Rabona! What a goal it was! Just the Rabona shot. Flick with the heels. Brilliant! Worthy of his knighthood. Look at that for skill. Brilliante as now Fernandez again with a free kick. It's getting there. Still not going in though. And Casemiro, he's going to be able to pass the ball over to Wan-Bissaka. Back in the middle. Asensio. This is brilliant football. The Real Madrid ex-players getting involved. Fred goes out wide into Rashford. Rashford to keep this. He's trying to beat Christiansen, the brute. He's got round him. Malacia, edge of the box. Bruno with a touch of the shot. Oh my days. Leeds United are terrible. Oh, the goalkeeper is. I don't think Leeds United are terrible. Just to put it out there. The goalkeeper Klassen is. A solid 2-0 win in our Derby-esque game. The atmosphere not really living up to expectations at Ellen Road. I'll just take the points and move on. It's not been enough to win the league just yet. 3 games remaining. It's gonna be tasty. And I'm safe to simulate this, I think. Oh, no, I'm not. No, I am not. Fulham have beaten us 2-0. Pau Torres. Harry Kane missing yet again. Another spot kick. João Paulinho and Otavio. Liga NOS proving our downfall. Of course, both of them players coming through that league. Now, Arsenal will be clear at the top. Liverpool jump above us on points. Game has done us in, but risking it for a biscuit. The Europa League final priority. We beat Brentford 2-0 through Kane and Sancho. And guess what? That does put us top of the league. Arsenal still to play. 3 goals better on goal difference. Insanity. Liverpool dropping points when you don't expect them to. Us to Fulham. And of course it's Wolves to end us out. Going to be playable highlights because of course we could be lifting the trophy. I'm hoping so. And 2 players to come through the academy because they're wanting out. Zach Smith, the Canadian promoted, and Aitu Hammerleinen probably gets a loan next year. Just to keep them happy. Keep the squad happy overall. Arsenal did not win. That means if we can put a team together now to beat Wolverhampton Wanderers, Manchester United are Premier League champions. And of course, it's the team that beat us in the FA Cup semi-final. Don't do it again, Wolves. To sold out Old Trafford, they know what's coming. Hopefully we make it arrive. It's Anthony Taylor in charge as the referee as well. Fraud. I don't know why I just shouted fraud. I don't really know what he's like. I don't really rate referees. I wouldn't have actually gone in to play the game, which I don't mind. But I do mind that. We've conceded straight away to Raul Jimenez. No, it's Guedes. It's Guedes. Again. Quality strike, you know. Kept it up on the volley, but David De Gea, fingertips should do better. Wake up and smell the coffee, lads. I mean, if the 2 other teams do lose, it would do us favours. Sancho, if he's onside, he put his head where it hurts. All for nothing as well, which is funny as Bruno. That's a brilliant ball into Anthony. Oh, what a save, Jose Sarr. Absolutely phenomenal. Now Bruno to go to the back post, though. Pau Torres into the danger zone. Lisandro Martinez hasn't got back into the squad after the suspension, and he's going to have to fight for that spot. And Pedro Neto finds Sarabia. Now that's fallen to Neto again. We can't go 2 goals down in the game as big as this. That'd be soul-destroying as Sarabia finds Rabiot. Hey, big fan of that as the header won, though, from Goncalo. Someone mark Goncalo Guedes. Seriously, I'm sick of it. I've had enough, Robbie. It's now into Wan-Bissaka. On to Anthony. Can't chip it. He didn't even get the chance as Truffier. That's over the top of us. What did I just say? Someone mark Goncalo Guedes. Nobody does. Title slipping away from us. Can't really go all out attack as well because we've got Barcelona next. Maybe a formation change. That's a lucky bounce for Harry Kane. He gets one back. Very, very lucky. Now we go into the second half fully motivated behind Harold and the team. Coming out in the second half to a few boos as well. They've not expected this to come, but we don't know. But we've got to believe. Casemiro. He's going to get the pass into Bruno Fernandes. Harry Kane's the man to do anything if it happens. A different team since he joined us. We've panicked Sarr into a bad kick. Still, it's a shame against such a class keeper. Casemiro now through into Eriksen as well. Harry Kane uses Jadon Sancho. Sancho to cut inside. Finds Kane again. Harry to keep hold of it. He's got some good dribbling, you know, Anthony. And Sarabia with a chance here for Wolverhampton. That's an open net. Drilled across the net. De Gea jumps on it. See at the end of the game as Harry Kane. He's going to slip a ball through to Sancho. If we win the game, they don't have enough to care about it as Bruno's shot is saved. Still Sancho can't dribble through. Oh dear, Sarabia. He's straight round the corner. Mario Lemina. Just me who thinks that's a weird transfer. Guedes! Good save, David. Needed him to deliver that, Sarabia. Just make sure it doesn't go to Guedes. It's going to be a draw if we get anything from this game. Harry Kane passing it straight into the man in front of him. We're actually going to lose maybe though. And we've got to hope the other two do. Still a draw could be enough. And Anthony's through here. Anthony, that's a ball through onto Marcus Rashford. I'm not celebrating too much. Oh, Rashford is. Rashford's full on celebrating and pointing. Does Rashford know something we don't? Piles on from all the players. Only time will tell. Only time will tell if them scenes are for something. We don't even get a chance to attack again. Cheers. But nothing really happening. I don't think it's confirmed. Or is it? Because the players are clapping. They don't seem disheartened. Have we won the Premier League? Players are in the huddle. Marcus Rashford's late goal's done it. We're gonna win the league with a draw to Wolves. Premier League title is ours. Oh, I really didn't see it coming. It's going to be Bruno to lift it. Get in there. All the work that we've put through. I were expecting to just get to the Champions League places, but Bruno Fernandes lifts that trophy. Manchester United, champions of England. That'll give us some money for next season. Zach Smith, you'll be joining us. That's trophy number 1 of 5. Ticked off. Not saying I still don't want to win it again, as that's the table confirmed. We won the league with 76 points, which is kind of disgusting to me. That is very lucky. 10 draws, 6 defeats. Look at Arsenal, look at City, where they are winning the league. They've had to put it in. Liverpool's done it as well as the players that we really pushed are now tired for the Europa League final. I'll still make some changes. I'll go with this. I'm going to still play David Raya. I'm going to play Lisandro Martinez and Luke Shaw. Fred comes in and I'm dropping altogether Eriksen. I mean, Scott McTominay on the bench is doing very well, but he's more defensive. Anthony, Sancho and Rashford over Harry Kane, but McTominay's really calling to me at the moment. I'm going to stick Scott McTominay. No, he's out of position. I really don't want to go with anyone out of position, and Casemiro is not budging from the role. Pau Torres and Asensio have experience against Man United playing last season, but at the Allianz Stadium, they will not start the game. We will go with that squad I just showed you. The home of Juventus we're at now for this Europa League final. Of course, was here with one of the rebuilds that we just did. Speaking of them, I'm trying to cook up a big one, so if there's not another rebuild for a while, I do apologise. Barcelona winning 7-2. They tried to do the 8-2, but of course they're the ones that lose by that score. I don't even want to see the team. I know Robert Lewandowski will be playing, and I know it will be difficult. Mason Mount in there. I mean, them playing Mason Mount does actually put some faith in me for some reason, because I'm like, if the Englishman can get into that team, who wouldn't really get into ours, I don't mind it. Or maybe he could, as Robert Lewandowski finds a ball into Ferran Torres, ex-Manchester City man, scores the first goal. That is horrendous. Ball straight through. Just blasts into the bottom bin. And our job a lot harder now with the players we've especially put out as Rashford. He's just won us the league. Could he get us back level in the Europa League? He should have. A great save as we've avoided injuries this season. I haven't spoke out about that, as we should have scored with a header. Yeah, it's interesting to think about. What's happened there then? Mason Mount. Money Mason, number 40 at Barcelona. It came off Martinez. Brazilian Anthony to get going as well now. We need 2 goals, so If we could get one straight back, that'd be good. It's Rashford. Not falling to anyone. Bruno Fernandes stings to Stegen's gloves with a pop shot. I say I didn't really expect it to go anywhere near. It was decent. Now Fred uses Rashford, goes for it. And a ball now onto Kyle Walker. They've signed him as well. He's taking all the England folk, and that's us 2-0 down at the break. And we call on the cavalry. We're going to put Harry Kane up front with Sancho and Rashford either side of him. Also, Scott McTominay in there. Frankie de Jong goes in the book. And I've just seen in the background Nicolas Otamendi. What is all that about, McTominay? But to me, it just seems like everything we do to Stegen's in the way. The world's best keeper in this game. He's honestly unstoppable. However, Harry Kane's tackled Jules Koundé. Again, Marc-Andre. Give over Sancho now to give that into Harry Kane. It's over the top now into Luke Shaw. This is good football. McTominay doesn't drag it on. Otamendi doing the business. Deffo watched the World Cup once, Barcelona, and thought, I'll have them players, even though we can't do it with financial fair play. As Harry Kane has the ball again. That's into Bruno. He's skying it. Just chucking players forward. Sancho into Harry Kane. That's a ball into James Sancho. Otamendi in the way. Still, this is a lot closer. We sneak in there, but we can't do anything. And Ousmane Dembele's going to kill it off. Nope, saved by Raya, but nope. Robert Lewandowski. He's unstoppable. The Pole scores a goal. He's even got another ball onto him, and he's even chipping David right. This is getting embarrassing. I mean, it's embarrassing enough as it is. So we need to start signing some of these players to get ready for this season. £322 million. That's a big bank. Seems the Glazers are out as we've got to build this team back up. It won one trophy last season. As we've got players back from loans, none really too good apart from Dean Henderson that I really like. That's harsh on David Raya. We've got the likes of Diallo back, Shotire, Hannibal Mejbri, Charlie Savage, Anthony Elanga, Brandon Williams, Alex Tellers, and Bailly probably moving on. But yeah, huge squad, huge players. I think the position we have to strengthen, maybe right back or full back altogether, and central midfield 100%. I do feel it's strong, but Casemiro's now 31-year-old. Donny van der Beek I don't know about. Eriksen 31. Bruno's 28. He's the main man. I think we just need a well-balanced round midfielder. And I don't mean round as in a circle. That might be classed as offensive, as we're going to get one player going out on loan, Kai Bradley. A few more have to depart. And so many players out of contract this window. I've got to sign them up immediately. Look at that. 47 players on the whole. That is way too much. So I'm not going to show you them all, but I'll show you the most important one. He'll be walking into the office right about now. That's Marcus Rashford. Want him signing quickly as he does agree to an important role, never mind a crucial. Of course, we want to keep the wages under 200k altogether. We want to have that balance. The balance Erik Ten Haag has brought in, I'm going to try and take him with a wage decrease. He takes it with the big bonus. 3 years of Marcus Rashford as David De Gea has gone to 120. Don't like that he's on that much. And as you'll see on screen now, they are the players that haven't signed contracts. There's Wan-Bissaka in there. There's Martial, Telles, Hateboer. I'm not going to sign them all up. I'm just really glad with Rashford. As straight away, a loan deal for Alejandro Garnacho from Vallecano. I'll accept that, you know. It's definitely a midfielder we're looking for this year, as we've got an offer straight in for Eric Bailly. This one's from Fulham, and there will be no problems in accepting it. There's Manchester City flying in with a bid for Scott McTominay. He's come through the Manchester Academy. There is no chance. Not doing a Sancho. I wouldn't mind one of their players coming to us if we really wanted one, as there's Eric Bailly going to the cottage. Jose Mourinho brought you, and Ten Hag will dispose of you. Kind of sounds like he's murdered him when I said that. Alex Tellers, Real Madrid. That's non-negotiable. And Alejandro Garnacho's gone out, as we've got one of the weirdest loan offers ever in. I will show you if it comes through. It's blown my mind. Here it is, James Justin. We're going to loan him out for 1 year, just because I want to get another right back in, I think. And plus his squad depth's gone down big time. He leaves to Paris Saint-Germain for a year. Now that is unbelievable. Give him game time, playing with Delo. Job's a good one. That's just crazy stuff. Absolutely outrageous. I think it's time we actually started as business, don't you? It's a bit of a generic one. Marcel Sabitzer has joined, of course, Man United on loan. We can't get him on loan in this save, so I might just go for an actual purchase. should be relatively cheap. Only issue is him, Donny, and Fred are all going to be the same rating as they want Donny in a straight swap. Right then, we'll have a discount, please. No, 22.8. I'll accept it. We'll go with it. Contract demands aren't too bad from the Austrian. He will accept with Erik Ten Haag. He'll be our new number. I can't see the number. Number 7? Maybe get rid of that because I think I might have another number 7. Watch this space. And I think he might go into the first team because Eriksson, he's got really good passing, but it's not for me. And pre-season going pretty well. 3-1 win against Villarreal. Oh, but Casemiro is out for 3 months. He's torn his hip flexor in the first game of pre-season. Right. Without the Brazilian for the start of the Premier League season. This is a big deal. And despite us already signing a midfielder, it gives us a real dilemma in the centre of the park. With Casemiro out, we need a cruncher. We need a leader. We need a bit of flavour. And without a doubt, the man who fits the bill is Declan Rice. I could just eat a bag of rice now to celebrate. I haven't even signed him yet. He can play centre mid and he's got the balance of a DM, just like Eriksson did have. I don't know why Eriksson had the DM trait, but he just did. And same with Scott McTominay. But Declan, good replacement for Casemiro, and will stay in the team moving further forward when he's back. So let's get into him. And unwilling to sell to a rival club. Arsenal, we just won the league. We should have the pulling power. This is how you do it. Like, we've got a bid for Martial in from Todd Bowley's spending team, Chelsea. I'm accepting it because I don't want him. And life without Casemiro starts off with a bump. We draw to Sevilla, who we should be beating. And Juve in for Rafael Varane. Good bid, you know. But unfortunately for Juventus, I will not be accepting it. As Brandon Williams goes out on loan, he's gone to Sporting. I was tempted on a loan to buy, but I just went normal loan. Giving us room to get a fullback in with Denzel Dumfries is my go-to man. He's Dutch, of course, linking up with Erik Ten Haag, Malen, Van der Beek, Malacia, the lot. I want to strike a deal with Inter. Please work well with me. They've accepted 35 million straight up as well. Thank you very much. I think it's Inzaghi. I'll probably be incredibly wrong. I don't know my Serie A football as much as I probably should do for a career mode YouTuber. Let's just focus on getting him in. There we go. 76k. Brilliant signing. Welcome Dumfries. Coming to the complex, meeting Casemiro, who should be in the physio room. Go get your treatment, mate. Should be fixing that broken hip of his. 35 million. There it is. The very strong wing back who will train to be a fullback. In at right back. Luke Shaw on the left now. Martinez and Varane are central. Still feel like the midfield needs some strengthening. That's not gonna miss. We're staying on the search for that CDM, but in the meantime, Anthony Martial leaves to go to the Blues. I've never viewed Anthony Martial as a Man United player, hence why he has left. I'd probably have him in a different career, as McTominay we will reject. And Anthony, Ferran Torres in the swap deal. He's been at Man City before. You know what? I don't want to speak to them directly, but I'm going to be cheeky and ask for 89 million, because of course, Barcelona have the dragging power, beating us beforehand. As I haven't checked the calendar for the first game of the season, we have the Community Shield against Tottenham. How can I even forget that? We've got Everton after it as well, then Fulham, then West Ham. Guessing the Champions League will be underway with the qualifying rounds as we win our final game of pre-season. And as expected, it breaks down with us and Barcelona for Anthony as Daniel Malen. He wants to play in the Community Shield with no CDM in. Could we get one from the academy? I mean, the players don't look like they could really step up. I'm looking at Reece Lewis still. Patrick McKay. Patrick Nicholson. Some good names here. Michael Hughes, Lance Williams, Gordon Date. That sounds more Manchester-like. And the team for the Community Shield. Just a glorified friendly, but I would like to win it. So we've made some changes, not too weak. Henderson. Luke Shaw's back in, Sancho, Kane and Rashford, the English boys, McTominay, and I'm going with Daniel Van der Beek. He gets in ahead of Sabitzer, who's still on the bench, and Eriksson. Don't really want to phase him out, but really don't want to play him. It's interesting as Fernandes does stay as captain. We've got a lot of leaders in this team. Harry Kane, that actually might be it. I think Casemiro is one as Tottenham. Come on. Wembley Stadium again, our second trip. The first time wasn't that successful. We made this one a lot better. Win the glorified 50 pence. And they've still got a team together of Tottenham, despite their really poor season. They won the FA Cup. They've got Richarlison. Jed Spence actually starts a game. Maybe it's not realistic. Now playing for Stade de Reims over with Will Still. We all know that story by now. If you don't, just look Will still up as McTominay round the corner into Bruno Fernandes. Come on, Harry Kane. We want you scoring against the former club. A lot for Sancho, who does pop that into Kane. I didn't include the Community Shield in one of the necessity trophies that I want to win. As Dino with a big save. I apologise to David Raya. He must be fuming that it's, of course, been dropped for Big Dean Henderson. Dino as Jed Spence. He's going to come down the wing now into Bissouma. That's Jed Spence again. You know, Tottenham started very strong. 3 saves now made. Horrific display as that's down the line now into Marcus Rashford. Mr. MBE, whoa, sent by Bissouma. And it wouldn't be nice to let Lucas Moura score, just knowing like our Brazilian players out. And Antony, we didn't put in the squad. Speculation elsewhere, of course, with Barcelona. Don't think he's got the right mindset. Hopefully he does soon, as that's Kane over the top. Gets that ball from Marcus Rashford. Donny van de Beek. Rashford again. That's just popped behind now into Bruno Fernandes. He finds Harry Kane. Harry Kane. Scott McTominay. Oh, Lloris. That's more like Man United, though. It's a ball in from Bruno Fernandes. McTominay puts that wide. Very rash, very reckless, as that's into Harry Kane. Round the corner into Donny van de Beek. Donny van de Beek waits for the run of Bruno Fernandes. 1-0 up in the cup. This is what we love to see at Wembley. We didn't even get this last year. We didn't score a goal against Wolverhampton. Now it's slotted under Hugo Lloris. He's getting older, and Bruno's just getting better. Just before half-time as well. Love it. Let's stay strong. Speaking of strong, Denzel Dumfries. He's had a decent debut. Let Son run, and times his tackle to perfection. Love it from Dumfries now. Oh, Son finds the ball into Richarlison. Still need to be steady when we're watching the play. Dean Henderson again. Dumfries clears that ball as Donyell Malen has come on for Harry Kane. It's the Community Shield. Need to give players chances. And we've got Sabitzer making his first in-game debut. Son gives it into Ricky. We could be conceding straight away. Oh, Dean Henderson. I may just slightly be a fan of the player. And, of course, it's completely biased to him playing at Grimsby Town, as that's another save. I know Man United fans, including Mr. Goldbridge, if you know who he is, do not really like the goalkeeper. He's a bit wild and doesn't focus on his football, as Sancho needs to get running here. He's focusing on his football since we've come in as manager. Oh, we're helping Ten Hag out. That should have been a goal as well. Joe Rodon. Get the press on, lads. 2-0 is a comfort zone. As a ball now through to Son. They're still pushing at Tottenham. Dean Henderson. Sabitzer with the ball over the top as well. Let's get moving, lads. Let's get another. Bruno Fernandes. Everyone just stepping off of him. That's the ball into Donyell Malen. Donyell Malen. Chip that. It may reach Bruno, but it may not. We've earned another week's rest as well before the Premier League starts, because it looks like we may be winning the Community Shield here. Son has jumped away from tackles. Shouldn't speak too soon. But Scott McTominay, great challenge. And Manchester United, trophy number 1 of season number 2. That's a great win, you know. Of course, it's not as big as the other ones, but Bruno will lift it. No one even jumping around. We know how serious this competition's taken. Not very. It's a glorified friendly, but it gets us a very big shiny 50 pence. I honestly care more about the start of the Premier League than that last game, as we've got a loan offer for Zach Smith. I'll accept that from Auger. We did that without a midfielder, showing do we really need to panic to bring one in? And I am desperately scrapping to get rid of quite a few of these players for the start of the year. And it's back to the full-strength side for the first game of the season. We will play the highlights of Everton, Sancho, Kane and Antony now. Rashford drops to the bench. Brexit. 4-4-2 football from gravel voice Sean Dyche. Not a great impressionist, but you can see Pickford right there. We've rebuilt Everton. Now we need to knock them down with the Red Devils. We will start off with this first attack. Bruno Fernandes into Antony. Thank you for that gap, Mr. Harold Kane. Antony, let's fly. We get this second one. It's already the second half, and Sabitzer, can he get an assist? James Tarkowski takes it off the field. Harold Kane. That didn't make sense what I just said. An attack for Everton. Let's get at them. Sabitzer again, flicking it up just for his own entertainment. Into Scott McTominay. Donny van de Beek's now being subbed on. Harry Kane. Good first touch, Harry Kane. That beat his England teammate. We are really going to struggle to regain the title if we don't score soon. That is a terrible ball, Sabitzer. And an Everton attack for Fofana. Into Dwight McNeil. He goes across the field straight into Dele Alli. They're actually playing Dele Alli. That is sensational. Sean Dyche has pulled off a masterclass in keeping Dele Alli playing and getting a draw with United. Definitely not at the best in the sim. Oh, well, we move on to Fulham, see Eric Bailly again, as we get Zach Smith out the club. That's only one of many who just refuse to budge. Lads, I'm not asking you to leave United, I'm just asking you to play football. If not, I'll actually think of permanence, as we've got some here. Ethan Galbraith, I'll accept it, or Galbraith, I think that is, and Ethan Laird. He looks pretty decent, but I think his time is up. We've got too many right backs. We do get McNeil out on loan again. The Welsh striker's going to go for 2 years to Anderlecht. No doubt Charlie will end up at Burnley somehow, with Company just loving the Belgian side. In real life reference, he just doesn't stop signing. Kane now 90 rated. But the rest of the team, do we go with it? No, Donny van der Beek. And I'm going to go for Malacia over Luke Shaw, just to spruce it up a little bit. We should be beating Fulham. I'm actually feeling quite confident in simming this, as it's a 2-2 draw. My days. Sancho, Otavio, Kane. And when Patrick Bamford scores a last-minute winner, or not last minute, but close enough, you know you're in danger. Very poor from us. A transfer offering for Christian Eriksen, though. I could get more money, but I'm not going to try and squeeze it out of Manchester City. I don't know why. It's just a feeling. I want another midfielder, and Eriksen's not in the plans. It happens. Managers rethink the teams and think of who's worthy. And it's the Irons. Up next, as there it goes. Christian Eriksen, Manchester City's calling your name, mate. Good luck at the other side, and good luck coming into Manchester again. You traitor. Got his ankle injury in real life, but he wasn't part of the plans. He wanted out. He's gone to the rivals. Weird move. And get this. Jose Mourinho wants Marcus Rashford back, but that's not happening. Scott McTominay want to buy another rival in Liverpool. We need him now, mate. On to West Ham next, who have 6 points from 6, top of the league with Liverpool. We're in 13th. Manchester City and Arsenal worse off, though. Makes me feel better. I'm going to go for Rashford, Kane and Sancho. It worked in the Community Shield. I'm going to go for Van der Beek in the midfield. That signing hasn't been made yet. That central midfielder. Maybe we'll leave a little bit of transfer time for the next episode. But for now, we will highlight the Irons. There he is, David Moyes. He'll be out for some revenge on the team that sacked him. Being a firm believer in giving managers extra time, I don't think he should go. As Skamaka takes the shot from range. Bloody hell, man. Get rid of all these balloons. Not balloons, bubbles. Because I can't see a thing. They're on the attack again, and David De Gea bails us out. And it looks like he's lumped a ball straight up to Daniel van der Beek. He's going to try and cut inside. Donny van der Beek even cut it off. Even the game knew it was shocking. Shameful. Shows how much we need the midfielder, as that's into Rashford. Marcus Rashford, Mr. MBE, slows it down. Finds Daniel van der Beek across the field into Jadon Sancho. Sancho with a turn. Sancho with a nutmeg. Sancho being tackled. But a solo run for Harold Kane. Here he is. He's going to have to backheel that into Jadon Sancho. Good first touch. I'm going to lay it off for Bruno, because that's sat on a plate and he's hit it at the keeper. Leading to yet another penalty kick for the opposition. It's going to be Lucas Paqueta. Lucas Paqueta against David De Gea. He saved it, though. 70 minutes on the clock. Even we haven't got a goal. Never mind them scoring against us. We need to learn how to score ourselves. Fred the Red into Dumfries. A bit, this is good passing. Fred in the box towards Kane. That is shocking. Still, we have the ball. Fred the Red into Sancho. Come on, late winner. Late winner. We need a win in the Premier League. Kane with a turn, and Kane hits the roof of the goal. Harry Kane against the ex-rivals. He'll enjoy that in front of the travelling Man United supporters, who should be gifted with the first win of the season, but still another chance. Yeah, I definitely think it's done, as we're going to keep that in to Kane again. Kurt Zouma kicks him like he does a certain feline, as that is the game over, though. 1-0. Get in there, United. So we kick off today with a brilliant transfer window, hopefully with that centre midfielder coming in. I left the last episode with someone in the transfer list, which I'm not going to show you, and I think whoever it is, we can sign him. £371 million. Sandro Tonali from Milan. Not many Italians come to the Premier League. Of course, we've had Arsenal sign in Jorginho from Chelsea, and the Italian looks like a very good player. 23-year-old, 86 rated. And he is getting the shirt off, of course, Erik Ten Haag, because I might give him the number 7. That's what I'm thinking. It did go to someone else. He's got the number 14 at the moment. I'll have to think it up. He should get an A rating. Yes, he did. Just flicked past it rather quickly. And will be predominantly a centre mid, but I think at the moment, whilst Casemiro's out, I'm going to play him in CDM. Oh, no, actually. No. I want him to get used to that role that I'm going to give him. Scott McTominay is more physical as well. So Sandro Tonali, welcome to Manchester United. And looking at the interwebs, he usually gets the number 8, which is Bruno for some reason. Oh, I didn't even notice he is number 8 in real life as well. So Tonali, I might go with 88. Just so he gets the 8 in there. Is that one of the best deadline day transfers of all time? We could still lose players like Hannibal Mejbri. I won't mind a loan to Toulouse. Might even Toulouse him at the end of that loan because it was a loan to buy. As Donny van der Beek, a loan offer from Manchester City. Now, get in the bin. Already took Christian Eriksen as a player going out there. Who is that? It's Iqbal, who's been sold to Tigre. Hannibal's got his loan moving. Oh, ho, ho. Marcus Rashford plus Goncalo Ramos. That could be a deal, you know. Ramos, the like-for-like replacement for Ronaldo, but I am going to turn that down. Manchester born and bred, Marcus Rashford. Won't be leaving the club. There's nothing in the final hour, and that will seal deadline day, which has been pretty eventful. More eventful than usual once we have to shift the focus straight onto Tottenham. Ajax want Daniel Mallen back. Have signed Harry Kane, and we do have Marcus Rashford, so I'm going to accept it. I'm going to accept it. And I don't mind getting rid of him because we do have this list right here. We've got Reece Lewis, who's coming through that academy. He's almost at first team level. And Victor Lindelof wanted by Tottenham. No, that's a no. Donny van der Beek from Napoli. That's also a no at this moment in time. Mallen's broken down his talks with Ajax as Tottenham. Oh. And Sandro Tonali will make his debut against Tottenham in this first game up today. Anthony left out on the bench as Rashford and Sancho start in the England front three. We'll be highlighting this first one because we've played Tottenham, of course, already in the Community Shield. And plus, we've got Champions League group games today. So let's get in as now Lucas Moura. Tackled by Luke Shaw straight away. We get a highlight. Bruno with the chance to run. Is that going to reach Sancho? It does. It's not even Sancho. It's Rashford on this side. Rashford to just do a little skill inside. Now into Bruno. Play that 1-2. Or don't. Miss him out. But Bruno gets the ball back again. Handball surely. Falls to Fernandes. No, he's not. He's Sancho. I don't know my own players. But one thing I do know is it's in the back of the goal. Big chance took by the forgotten man in real life who is coming back. Sandro Tonali with a pass straight into Marcus Rashford. Tonali could be that missing piece. Scott McTominay into Bruno. Now, Bruno. Lloris should be doing better, but Bruno Fernandes with a screamer. That was so neat as now Sandro Tonali is going to put a ball over the top towards Rashford. Tonali making this team really tick. He looks a very good player. As Bentancur with a pass into Richarlison. Don't like really marking him. Into Son. Richarlison gets this ball from round the corner. We're sliding in. Not really getting anywhere near it. Now Bentancur. Richarlison. Lads, come on. Reguilon. Why is Reguilon playing for them again? It's back into Richarlison. What is going on at the back? Richarlison has them back in it. The bloody chicken. Still, it's not enough because the whistle goes straight away. Late scare. But we've beaten Tottenham to try and regain this Premier League. Long way to go, and you can see Champions League colours amongst us. Finally, the Man United saved. Sevilla at home. We'll be playing that one. We'll be simulating Brighton fully. Do the highlights against Millwall. I don't want to drop out. Play Liverpool. Celtic probably simmed. Crystal Palace. Yada, yada, yada. It seems Sandro Tonali got sent off at the end of that last game. Shock for me as I change it up a little bit. We changed the wingers up. Kane still stays up top. Really do want to kick off the Champions League campaign in good form. So we'll play this hoping to beat the Spaniards. Didn't do it against Sociedad in the Europa League. So a fresh start, of course. Promised land, I keep mentioning it. Look at Old Trafford. It is packed outside. It's empty. It's calm before the storm. Let's cook up a storm as well for them fans. Sabitzer with the ball there into Marcos Asensio. Tries to use Harry Kane. Sabitzer gets a really good pass off straight away. Of course, we did get him for Champions League experience. Jadon Sancho drilling that into Martial. The old Brazilian player getting in the way. Lucas Ocampos. He did danger against us with Ajax, as that's a good cut in from... Don't tell me that's Gelhardt. It is, as it's a free kick on the edge of the box for them as well. Jordan. Pretty sure he's like first name's Jordan as well. I don't know. Jordan. As it goes over the wall and... Oh! De Gea with a big save. How close was that? As that's a slip into Harry Kane. He sees the space that Marcos Asensio's in. He might just steady himself to whip it back towards Harold. Denzel Dumfries to go down the line here. That's straight into Anthony. Anthony cuts inside. That's a ball into Bruno. Looks for the gap. Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes. That's the first goal. Bruno on the angle. The captain just with a contribution. What a finish on the angle. The Brazilian defender didn't get across. And he fires it in. Good to see as well, Sevilla in the Champions League. Got a comment on that? Where they are in real life is very worrying. Relegation looming as Lopetegui went to Wolves. That's a header though. They're still trying their hardest to get into us. That's brilliant, is that? Scott McTominay does find Denzel Dumfries, who gets his pass wrong, but Bruno leaves that into Harold Kane. Kane shouldn't be missing on this angle against Sevilla. Oh, it's a P-roller. An absolute given. Harold joining in with the magic that he provides. Love it. Absolutely love it. As a Campos playing 1-2s. That's found Acuna. That's in the middle for Tecatino. I think that's said. Again, like Tottenham, they've got themselves in it. Oh, it's actually just Corona. He's got a different name on the back of his shirt. Corona tried to play another ball through the middle there. Straight into Denzel Dumfries. Bruno looking for a brilliant ball through to Harry Kane. He should have a double in this game. Regain our 2-goal lead. Get in there, Harold. Straight back to the semicircle as well. We're going to hopefully get 3 points now. Hopefully keep on going. Varane! What a game this is turning out to be. Corona again. Instant goal back, as that's a ball for into Sabitzer. Do we get an instant one back ourselves for 4-2? Marcel Sabitzer. And Bruno has the ball far forward here. Harry Kane on a hat-trick. Don't think he's got one in a Man United shirt yet. He might not get it. Raspadori. That's going to go over the top. Pau Torres puts his head where it hurts. Rashford is on the field for Kane. I need to save him for that league. Love going back to back as that's a ball flashed in. Big save from Suso's header. What a threat they've been as Dimitrovic with a quick pass past Marcus Rashford. That is gambling, but it may not pay off because the final whistle goes. We've beaten the Spaniards at Old Trafford. Theatre of Dreams is correct. Straight back into Brighton, but I love it. Off the back of the win, but big changes for Brighton. The biggest one is Victor Lindelof dropping into the lineup because I feel like we've got a very tired team that needs to work tirelessly. I do want to use squad depth. Brighton could be tricky. They've got a fully fit team, no Champions League, but we get the win. Bruno and Anthony straight into the Carabao, and do we even go weaker than we've got now? Will Fish even wanting to leave? And a very changed team for Millwall as well. Still strong enough to beat off Champions opposition. Let's see what we can do against the Championship side. We lost to Harrogate last year, and we beat Millwall on penalties. And breathe. Was Ilanga who got the goal for us and the winning penalty, so impressive from the Swede. Like it with Liverpool next as well. What a difficult challenge. We beat them to the Prem last year as their joint top with the goal difference advantage again. This is where they dropped it. This is where we pounce. Only 6 games in and it's the strongest team. I'm going with Donny in the middle of the park because Scott McTominay is very tired. Playing a lot in that CDM role, so come on. Liverpool, Derby Day some may call it, which we have to win before Celtic. And all focus on Raphael Varane. No, that's not Varane, that's Bruno, but it was Varane before. I think that's because they're on yellow cards. I don't want any more suspensions. I wonder if Casemiro's almost back because his ex-teammate Tony Kroos is warming up for Liverpool. I don't want to see their team, Liverpool's. I just know that we're better. They're top of the league, but we can put it in. Come on, lads. Ball straight through onto Darwin Núñez, Mo Salah. Oh, okay. Scrap what I just said. Mo Salah scored an absolute screamer, putting the ball into the top corner and us behind. Not a fan as Sandro Tonali finds Harry Kane. Harry Kane's going to burst through the middle. That's a brilliant run from Harry Kane. Instantly level. The big man arrested him against Millwall after he has to play. This is why I arrested you. What a fun game today could be. Just slotted past Alisson. Must keep on fighting as Dumfries with a big tackle straight into Anthony. This game just got livelier. He's got the ball in the middle as well onto Harry Kane, who goes for the shot. Get upfield, Sancho. Should be on Alexander-Arnold. Can't defend. The ball over the top for Luis Diaz. Oh, no. Diaz, the Colombian, cuts inside. They've got the team fully fit again now. Dow whistle. Shot saved. Bruno again. Look at Harry Kane. He's not got pace, but he can make a run behind Virgil van Dijk. Harry Kane. Got to do better. Simply have to, as Bruno near post was looking for Luke Shawberto. Falls to Sandro Tonali. No pressure on him at all. Out to Jadon Sancho. Sancho looks for Harry Kane. He could get another one. He's gone underneath the keeper for 2-1 United. Harold with a flick on, and that is what you call an exceptional goal in a Manchester United shirt. The skill to take it on the chest under pressure and slot it under a keeper. Absolutely phenomenal. Ahmed Salah again on the ball as well, and Tony Kroos. Oh, man. defending is poop. And the corner headed away from Sancho. Falls straight back to them off the crossbar. This defending's shocking. Half time, but I do not feel comfortable in this out-of-body experience. It's not like us. Not like us at all. I'm terrified. Make sure they don't attack first in this second half, and we should be all good. Bruno Fernandes drops it off into Donny. That's a ball to Anthony, ex-Ajax teammates! And what a start to this second half. Anthony with getting the ball over the top, just doing the Gareth Bale celebration. He loves it. What a ball and what a first time hit. And flicking all around here, Roberto Firmino. He's the man who's gonna cause us danger coming off the bench. Ball into the box and Van Dijk. Oh, absolutely shit. What is he doing? He's celebrating with a little beard celebration, mate. Just get your chin up because you're still losing. And Anthony's running through all of the defence here. That is brilliant. Anthony, get us back in front again by 2 goals. What a save. Marcel Sabitzer. Go around the houses, mate. He still hasn't got his first Man United goal. He'll go for it. Ball was to be whipped in by Bruno. Falls here. Sandro Tonali. That struck an arm, but it don't count in the box. Game's more exciting than Sevilla. That's a ball through onto Anthony as well. Dragged it away from the defence. Rashford alongside. Oh, Rashi as Darwin's got the ball down to Trent. Look how far forward he is. The butcherer coming across to butcher Trent Alexander-Arnold, and it will be a free kick. Maybe didn't need to do it as Toni Kroos don't shoot. It's going to shoot near post. Oh, my Lord. Toni Kroos has just done a mad one. He's put it over the wall. To be fair, Rashford didn't jump. Rashford, you've got to jump. You can see, well, none of the wall really did. And David De Gea's got no chance. And Jadon Sancho, oh, twirl, brilliant twirl. 10 minutes to go. We need to try and get back in front now. Sancho, go on. Rashford. Against them. Bruno instead. Bruno Fernandes. An intense ending to the game. Sabitzer. Rashford. Bruno's through. Rashford takes it away. He's hit Bruno. What a last minute chance, but we'll still keep on going. Anthony. Play that 1-2. It's brilliant running from Anthony. Here he has the ball. Whipping it in towards, I think that was Sabitzer. Trent finds a good ball over to Cody Gakpo. Gakpo at the near post or the back post. Header 1. Hey. That could have been it. That could have been us losing against Liverpool as the header is away. Fabinho keeps this alive for the Red Men, but no. No. It's a 3-3 draw. A game we should have won, but Toni Kroos's free kick just proving a mad one. Oh, well. Straight on to Celtic, who never win, as I think that is Diallo. Yes, it is. We're loaning him for 6 months to Inter. And Casemiro is almost back as well. He's not going to be anywhere near the team for Celtic, though, who we sweep away. 3-2 was close with Jota and Deme. Got to add Victor Lindelof back in the team and scoring. He's even worked his way into the team over Rafael Varane, who's always shattered at the moment. Scott McTominay the same. Maybe I do throw Scott McTominay into the team because I do have faith he could play well. Then again, it's Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace. I'll go with Donny. The Don as Crystal Palace will be a 3-1 win. Bruno is just that player. Man, the myth, the legend won as manager of the month as the academy's doing brilliant, but still no one to promote. And Sandro Tonali now an actual centre midfielder, which is good to see. Will Fisher's left the club, which is kind of sad. Still working on this academy. We've got Buchanan moving to a striker. Increases that rating. Not any chances for them players just as of late, as we've got Mainu out as well to Casapia right before Norwich City. We'll try and reach the Manchester derby. We've got Fenerbahce in the meantime. We've got Brum. We've got Fenerbahce again. Maybe we go to Arsenal, as Norwich City is a win. But Harry Kane sent off after scoring a goal, and Tonali got his first. We get Fenerbahce over the line as well. João Pedro scoring and Kane with a brace before he can't play in the Premier League. So we're joint top with Aston Villa in. Now that's just a bewilderment to me. And look who's back. It's Casemiro who's got to move in straight for Scott McTominay. Sorry, Scott. We need Casemiro for Leicester City, which we will do the highlights against because these are flying in the league. Marcus Rashford leads the line with Harry Kane out. And Harry Maguire in their lineup. Please, nothing from him. Let him be terrible at defending as well because we've got to run on. It's straight into Jadon Sancho. Sancho finds, I think that was Casemiro straight away. That would have been brilliant as Victor Osimhen. What a signing he is. He must be worth loads in real life. If you've seen his, like, top scorer in Italy, loads for Napoli or something like that. Like I said, I'm not clued up on my Italian football. Ball into the box for him to head on. Let's not be having a draw. Pau Torres. What a ball! What a ball onto Jadon Sancho. He's got Rashford with him instead of Harry Kane and Marcus Rashford. So it's Daniel Malen off the bench. Malen scoring. As we've got another chance and it slipped into Daniel. He's not great at passing, though. He can't even find Sancho. It was right at the side of him as Bruno. Come on, curl a free kicking. Go on. Curl this in. Do a Toni Kroos. Bruno Fernandes. No danger, but the game is won thanks to Daniel Malen. Is this a renaissance? Is this a Dutch player coming back into form to fight for Ten Haag? Straight into Birmingham in the cup. Let's do what we should do, lads. It's Birmingham City. Go out and smash them. Again, a terrible impersonation, but we still get the win. Rashford with a hat-trick. And Scott McTominay, all from the academy. Into round 5 we go. And 2 points clear at the top of the league. You love to see it. And Manchester City, who we play next in the derby. 11th in the league. Worrying times for them. But do we play Arsenal, who we have later today? You know what? I'm thinking so. It's another one under the floodlights, though, at Old Trafford. For the highlights against City, because I am going to play the Gunners. And with the form and the team we have, I've got faith against anyone apart from Erling Haaland, who's run through us. Dumfries comes across to press him, but Erling Haaland has the rivals on top. We've got a knack for conceding early, which we've got to get rid of. And the man that passed it through to him, I think, was Christian Eriksen. He is starting for City, he's the traitor. Julian Alvarez and Haaland playing together in this one as well. Kevin De Bruyne. Now back into Rodri, Ezekiel Kimpembe. Now into João Cancelo. He's took the loan to Bayern after a falling out as Rodri. We're losing 2-0 to City. Thought City was supposed to be struggling as Harry Kane has a way back. Harry Kane has to score it still though, and he does. Put in, get the ball, Harry. Good finish as Bruno's whipping a ball towards Harry Kane as well. Header not won, but it still falls back into Denzel Dumfries. Problem is, it's his first team that's playing as well, which is even more pathetic when you think about it. Phil Foden, he's going to pass that in the middle onto Ruben Dish, who's tackled. I don't think we win the game now. We've got to get off to a little bit of an attack. Anthony, if we get a goal here, maybe a way back in. Harry Kane has this ball. He cuts inside, but Kimpembe's there to welcome him. And it's a 3-1 loss. I've got no words. I don't want to over-exaggerate it, but is the Man United flame put out? We've been spectacular at the start of this season, but when you suffer a defeat as bad as that, it can have a spiral effect. See what I mean? Fenerbahce disposing of us. That's in the Champions League as well. Wolverhampton Wanderers. Can we respond? And Wolves has to be a response. Come on, they've got a decent team. I'm not enjoying this. Even Rashford saying he's not playing enough in a Man United shirt. How much more game time can we give him? Brentford are in the relegation zone, so we get back to winning ways when Tonali's back in. Back into Sevilla with Arsenal after it. Arsenal's the priority. Going away to Sevilla won't be an easy game, though, and we've got to try and make sure that we do win this group. Bruno Fernandes gets the ball dropping into him. That's straight on to Harold Kane. Can we get an early goal here? Harry Kane. We don't, as Tecatito with a ball into Lucas Ocampos. He's 1-on-1 with David De Gea. It is 1-0 to Sevilla. We are actually shocking at the moment. Really are, as Bruno puts in the ball towards, I think that was Malacia. Not sure. Maybe Dumfries. Sandro Tonali putting it round the corner into Casemiro as well. Casemiro, he can't even kick the ball. What dangerous territory we're into now. Campos with the ball again. That's a back heel. Sent all of our players out the way. Delaney, Ocampos, across. Bruh. It's nutmeg David De Gea, and an ex-Leeds United player in Gelhard has scored. We're going to look for the consolation if it is one. Bruno Fernandes steps away. He can't even score it. The final whistle goes over in Seville for a 2-0 win to the Spaniard side. We are in trouble of not progressing. It's Celtic that are actually causing us the most danger as well, leaving us to play them in the next game. Or the game after, Arsenal, who were there, well, they were near the top. Now they've dropped off. Newcastle are actually next as well after this one. But Arsenal we will play in the dressing room of the Emirates. What a game. It's got a lot riding on this. Walking out in the bugger green kit. Come on. big, glorified... No, I won't call it a toilet bowl. That's West Ham and Tottenham. Let's just call it a toilet seat. Only joking. Do like the Emirates Stadium, even though I don't really have any desire to go at the moment. That is, I don't want to start stadium hopping. I've been to Old Trafford. I've been to Blundell Park a couple of times. Anyway, enough of me. Need to focus on this. Harry Kane almost scoring against Matt Turner in goal. The American is the shot stopper as Gabriel Jesus. Jesus will just go out wide into Rodrigo. What a signing. Him and Martinelli as Odegaard has to have his shot saved. How was Varane not getting to that, by the way? Corner ball. We need to defend. Brazilian taking it. It's flashed across our own box. Of course, Declan Rice plays for these who they wouldn't release to come to us, even though he's shown his desire to play at Old Trafford. He says it's his favourite stadium, I'm pretty sure. As Harry Kane finding a ball into Casemiro. Even he's not on form. When Casemiro's not playing well, you know you're in danger. Sancho gets the ball over the top. He passes it back into Sandro Tonali. Sandro Tonali finds the ball into Casemiro, trying to kick it at Rekic. Are Arsenal changing the team up as they're coming forward anyway? That's into Fabio Vieira. And Odegaard has to have it cleared. Anthony, the fidget spinner. Can he get back to his fidget spinner tendencies? He won't. He'll actually try and play the ball normally, which isn't like him. Into Denzel Dumfries. Now onto Harry Kane again. Give the foul. No, we'll play on instead then. Anthony, that's a really good cross. Still no one in the way. And do we take a draw against Arsenal with the form that we're on at the moment? I'll never take a draw, but you know what I mean. If we draw, won't be the end of the world. Definitely not, as Anthony putting a ball towards Harold. Harold Kane keeping it alive. Anthony can't get his pass off, but he does find Bruno. Bruno Fernandes will go around the corner. That's into Dumfries. That's a ball into Tonali. That's a header across to Sancho. What a lucky goal. But Jadon Sancho has us beating Arsenal. Extremely lucky. What a bounce, and just cracked it on the volley. Oh, but an Arsenal free kick just before half-time. We should see the whistle blown. Odegaard, it will dink it in. Harry Kane to head that away. Referee will have that whistle, please. Rekic manages to get it back into Declan Rice, who has to shoot. Instead passes it into Pau Torres. Referee, where's this whistle? Fabio Vieira, Jesus, where is this whistle? Blows it when we get rid of the ball, and that's really the story so far. Arsenal come at us, then we go at them, and Jadon Sancho gets a lucky bounce. Zinchenko does manage to get a chest on this ball. Zinchenko cutting inside. He will get a tackle in on Pau Torres, and Pau Torres to come away. Good work, but still Declan Rice into Gabriel Jesus. Jesus! Good shot. Need to head that away. Sancho doesn't clearly. It falls straight into Sandro Tonali, who is comfortable at dribbling away. And Sandro Tonali gets it round the corner straight into Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes sticking a ball out wide. Here is Anthony. He'll dribble it a little bit. Oh, almost turned in. Gabriel Jesus to try and dribble with this ball. He tries to put one over the top into Bruno. And Bruno will just flash that straight out wide into Sancho. What a ball. Jadon Sancho to dribble. Here he goes. Sancho again. At least we're still always on top as it's found him again. Jadon Sancho. That's the chance. He's got another one and he curls it for a brace. Yeah, it's in there, Sancho. He is back. What a finish as Rashford. We've got 13 minutes on the clock. Marcus Rashford wants to join in the fun. And Anthony, the Brazilian fidget spinner, can go back to his roots. He's trying it again because it is fun. We're cruising against Arsenal. We are really, really comfortable. Just like Grimsby Town, hopefully in their playoff game in the 4th round of the FA Cup against Luton Town, we win against Arsenal. They're all queuing up outside of the stadium. The megaphone is out. I think they'll have to remove that from the premises. No megaphones. I mean, you can't really take a camera into a stadium no more, which I know there's rules against that, but I just find that weird. Allow people to take photos in high definition, man, as of course with big tifo of Casemiro. He's well and truly undeserved that. Every player would deserve it, to be fair. If we won back-to-back Premier League titles, Fred will get the ball out wide now into Marcus Rashford. Rashford will get a chance to run and dink one in. Why not try it as Casemiro looks to Kane. That's a brilliant ball around the corner into Anthony. This is where I trusted him. Oh, Nick Pope. That's it. That's the tweet. Nick Pope, as that's towards Fred. No, this is Fred. Fred with a chance to whack it. He didn't half try it as Luke Shaw's been rounded. And Rafael Varane is on the cover. He's a man who always gets tired, so got to watch his fitness. Casemiro to drill that down the line as well, straight into Fred. Fred gets that in the middle. Harry Kane with a bit of a gap. He's got Bruno at the side. Harry Kane tried to pass it in. Steadily just giving this a go as Bruno towards the head of Rafael. Now back into Casemiro. Fred! We're on top as Rashford with a short one. Come on. Come on. Varane in the box. Surely hit an arm. Just a shame they don't get given in that box because they get given too much. As Bruno Fernandes into Denzel Dumfries. Tried to pass it in. Falls to Bruno with a Trivela into... Oh, painful one for Harry Kane. It's all about the Swedes. Him, Alanga and Lindelof in the teams as Weston McKennie, the new Leeds man, tests David De Gea. To be fair, it's took over half an hour for them to even get a shot off, but still we've got to do better. Anthony with a dribble across right here. He will square it, and it will reach Marcus Rashford to score against the Magpies. Sliding on his knees. He's not a flash in the pan, but he's brilliant in the box. And I'm not taking it for granted. Rafael Varane still getting stuck in. Whoa, that's a proper Sean Dyche tackle. Never mind Ten Hag. We should see half-time winning as, hang on, Weston McKennie's got rounders, but the whistle does go. This will put us top of the Premier League. Newcastle good, but we're better. Still going to make sure they do not get past us here as Dominic Berardi into Weston McKennie. Don't give a penalty away, Fred. That's something I'm scared about him with. He's pointed to the spot. Tell me what went on there, referee. He's not given that, has he? He's blatant match fixing. As now we've got to save Dominic Berardi's penalty, and justice is served through David De Gea. David De Gea. I get told to say them both, but I do prefer Hey. I don't know why I always have gone for that. He went for the penalty as well and made the most of it as Kane into Bruno. We make the most of it even more by just putting all the misery on them. Go on, fidget spinner. Get to work. Oh, he's been tackled by Mr. Target. I guess you can say he hit his target with the tacklers. Where is Nick Pope going? Where is Nick Pope going? What is up with the game today? Oh! Matty Target's in goal now. What is going on? They've just decided to change formation up. Shot from range. What is this? I refuse to believe Nick Pope's going to score against us. Nick Pope! David De Gea! Slide for that, Dumfries. He's got it. If Nick Pope scored, that could have decided the title as Dominic Berardi into McKennie. They're still attacking. Isak can't control that feet. And Casemiro now to put that ball over the top. That's a good one, you know. Into Fred to seal the deal. Matty Target is not tall enough. I trusted Fred the Red back in the United squad. It's paid off. We will go 3 points clear of anyone else. As Correa's now on the field and Nick Pope's got his kit on. It's still saved by De Gea. Last chances for Newcastle United to try and get back in it, but a tackle from Daniel Mallon sees the game over and done with. Love that. Back into Premier League action again with Nottingham Forest having 3 points. Guessing the 30 signings only earns them 3 points, so I think it's like a point per 10 signings. Well, I know it is. I don't know why I doubted my maths that much. Considerably weaker team, some may say, for the next game, like Harry Kane fully out of the squad because Celtic decides the Champions League. Yeah, if they actually beat us, they go through in it. And of course, Fenerbahce have only won 1 game against us. Sevilla most likely to top the group, which is a shame. And the risk against Nottingham Forest didn't pay off. It didn't pay off. Sam Surridge and Brennan Johnson, Rashford and Rafael Varane withdrawn to the team with 3 points after winning top of the league. This is so much more of an important game, but then I'm thinking highlights, because we can play Chelsea in the cup, hopefully maybe play Liverpool, and I don't know if we get onto the derby. Scrap that, derby day victory is essential against Manchester City, so we'll do the highlights against the Scotsman. Here's the team that's going to try and knock us out of the Champions League and back into the Europa. If Celtic do it, I'll hate them forever. This gamble may have been a little bit weird because Celtic actually start off with the chance. We're at the near post with Jadon Sancho getting the header away. It's in! It's in from Abada, the winger! The youngster actually scores. We may be crashing out. Hopefully it's one of them Costa Rica, Japan moments where they think they're through for a while. But we reply straight away. Sandro Tonali does find a ball out to Jadon Sancho. Sancho to try and cut inside. That's a good ball into Harry Kane. Now into Anthony. Normal business resumed. Bruno with the next corner. We're hoping to win this game to give us all a chance of finishing top of the group. All the highlights now are ours as Sandro Tonali put that ball through. That is a brilliant one. Sancho into Harry Kane. First touch football. Was brilliant entertainment as it lasted, but this should be 2-1. Not first touch, but Anthony across to Kane. There we go. There is us getting, hopefully, 3 large points. And Sandro Tonali to head this ball is maybe going to go for a shot here. Sandro Tonali. Not a bad chance. I might shoot with Fred just for the entertainment. Fred the Red. I think that hit the post, but it was always hitting the post. A 2-1 win. Manchester United are in the Champions League still. As for where, I don't know. We finished second because Sevilla did win 1-0 against Fenerbahce. it's now going to be difficult. But when Man United would beat anyone put in front of us, Burnley included, and switching it up for the boys from Turf Moor. With Kane still up front, it's a 3-1 win. He scores. Rashford and Bruno join in. Wout Weghorst, our ex-player, scoring for them. And we don't back the result against Aston Villa, however. Harry Kane and Danny Ings, the game of English strikers. Stocky English strikers as well. I was hoping for the win. Spurs top the league, Newcastle second. Still very much within touching distance. And a big gap over West Ham. And Sheffield United are another weak team in this league. Only 9 points. And we draw with them as well. Sabitzer has to rescue us. That's how you know it's poor. And it's Chelsea in the quarterfinals of the Carabao next. Already reached the quarters. After a win against these, it takes us to the dreaded second legs. As we've got a risk of losing 5 players. Some big names in these. Wan-Bissaka, Lindelöf, Hatta, Bauer, David Raya, Tuanzebe and Shotire. We did fail with Wan-Bissaka's contract last time out. He still wants an important role, which he won't be playing, so I don't want to lose him on a free, obviously, but we'll give him it. Disregard the release clause. His wage needs to be simple. I'm going to offer 80k. Don't want to grow them wages. That's him for 2 years. David Raya and Hattabor are 2 I'm going to leave. Tuanzebe, Shotire and Lindelöf. All players I want to keep, as that's Tuanzebe, but Victor Lindelöf we actually can't go in for. Recently negotiated. Other 2 left for now. What a strong team we're taking here. I'm going to make the one change, which is Dino. And that is our Carabao Cup team. Maybe some more changes. Malassi is now 84 rated. I was thinking Asensio over Anthony. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Asensio and Rashford was supposed to play, but he's a bit tired. He'll probably play the next one. That is the team we're going for. And it's Snowfall again with the megaphone. Put it away. Snowy field as well, which the groundsmen have done the best to try and get rid of. A little bit better, though. Come on, it's Old Trafford. Should be spotless. Like a carpet, as we even had to change the line colours. That's when you know it's bad. And when you've got puddles coming from the players' feet in the snow, it'll be slushy. Why didn't they call the game off and get a replay a different time? Not elsewhere. I'd rather keep it at Old Trafford. But you know what I mean. Asensio to drill forward. That's into Harold Kane. Harry Kane going back over the top, trying to feed Asensio. I think this will be a tough game where we have to dig deep. Looks like Chelsea have their strongest team as well. Sandro Tonali. Can't find Sancho. Still Casemiro is in the way. Sancho, can he find a ball through there? Harry Kane sticks his leg out. Harry Kane! Straight at Kepa. Or Bono it actually is. That's why he didn't play for Sevilla as Marcos Asensio. That is poor. Got to be shooting a lot better than that, but Tonali's picked up on the ball. That's into Harry Kane. Harry Kane on an angle. He's got it saved again. This is shocking. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, Harry Kane. Absolutely bundled over by Fofana, but Sancho has a crack. Still looking for it. Still looking for the breakthrough. Sancho with a bit of dribbling in. And Shaw. Are you sure that's a shot? We'll just have to learn to pass it around a bit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Kovacic was tucked by the snow, I hope, with that challenge. As Harry Kane manages to keep hold of this. Straight into Sancho. I see Bruno in the middle. I'm not going to cross it towards Bruno. It probably won't reach him. Sancho instead finds Casemiro trying to curl one in. It's a close game as Asensio. That's a good one. Oh, Sancho, please fight again for it. He does try to. I mean, we can't get there with Asensio. Even Casemiro struggling against this Blues team. Harry Kane, he's overstepped it. This weather's a nuisance. I'm really not enjoying it, but that is the half over. It is 0-0. Personally, I think it's safe to say there's only been one team in this game all along. That being us, of course, as Kai Havertz. Test Dean Henderson, though. He hasn't been called into much action as Casemiro. No. That's across your own box into Reece James. Wrong player. Plus, Denzel Dumfries a lot better in this save, I hope, as there's Luke Shaw. Berto shrugging off Reece James. There's proof. Luke Shaw goes all the way, pulls it back towards a sliding Bruno. Asensio as well will use the man round the corner in Denzel Dumfries. Harry Kane is in there. That's towards the back post. Still win that header, Tonali, or the pass. Into Asensio. That's a better ball into Sancho. Oh, that's the biggest of the chances. Reece James puts it out wide now for them. Diaby, we're not really comfortable so far. That's a ball into Hudson-Odoi. Tackle in there. Martinez as well. Tight game this as James gets tackled by Luke Shaw. Shaw's lost it to Diaby. Don't let me say it's a tight game and then Chelsea score. He's gone down. You can't give that. It's like every penalty that's against us just... It's too soft. I understand the game has changed as Romelu Lukaku in a Chelsea shirt scores against his ex-club. And he will definitely be celebrating. Even cartwheels from the big Belgium. I don't like them moves for him. Now requires us to push the boat out. Jadon Sancho straight into danger with N'Golo Kante. This game's been too tight. We've been the better with chances, but we might be going out unless Scott McTominay, who can't do anything about it. I wanted the Carabao winning as Rashford. We might have to put focus in the FA Cup because Anthony's offside and can't even shoot. Over in a matter of time. We've got to get to the other side field really, really quick, but Martinez has overstepped it. Shaw just whacks it, but not whacking it enough for Chelsea to win with an undeserved penalty. We're even 3 points off top of the league now, which is more for my liking. Straight into Chelsea now in the league, and even though we're in a position when we still can go for it, I'm going to take a risk. That is finally the promotion of Reece Lewis, who we've talked about for quite a while. I'm going to leave John Logan for a bit. We've got keepers. Patrick McKay can join the squad. And I'll go for a central midfielder in Patrick Nicholson. They're part of the squad, the huge squad now, which we have to get right. Back to the main squad, the strongest squad, the league squad. Over the line before the simulated highlights against Liverpool, no. Callum Hudson-Odoi. Once the form goes, it goes! Oh, what a task Liverpool's gonna be. Just a few changes for it. Let's pull off a miracle, shall we? It is pivotal. Not only Liverpool don't win the league, but Tottenham don't win it. I'd rather Newcastle, but then again, I don't want to pick any other team apart from ourselves. Liverpool is a team that gets beat. Come on. They're down there in the league this year. We're going to start off with the first chance. Sandro Tonali, Marcus Rashford MBE. And Harry Kane now with a pass into Marcus Rashford. This is an easier chance for him. Marcus Rashford! NBE. Scores at the away end as well, so we'll celebrate in front of all the travelling fans. Give them what they came for. And damn my controller battery, as that's Martinez with a brilliant ball. Straight into Rashford. Near post. Anthony's not tall enough. They've had as much in front of goal as we scored against Chelsea. Robertson now with a chance dribbling inside. Julian Brandt. Dehe. What a save it was, and it was actually the last of the game. We've won away at Anfield. Brilliantly done and executed in fine speed. 2 points off the top again now, which is Spurs. We're chasing them down. They can't recover like they did from last season that quick. Axel Tuanzebe as well was one of these to sign a new contract, and he's been approached by Real Betis for a loan. I'll let that happen. And before Derby Day, it's a little tester against Brighton. They're not doing too well in this career. When Anthony the fidget spinner scores 2 against you, that is showing it. As the window opens, a lot of youngsters going out already, including Diallo, like I mentioned. Ooh, and actually Coventry in the cup. They're an interesting team, you know. Gustavo Hamer, Victor Gyökeres, Mark Robbins' men will be tasty. If we can beat them, that is, as Fred has a transfer offer. Mats Riss, plus a little bit of money, but that's not enough for the red. He is 30-year-old though, and maybe we look for... I'm looking for 2 positions. You guessed it, maybe another midfielder if we get Fred and Donny, or one or the other, out. And I want another right-footed defender because I'm going to get Tuanzebe out, and Rafael Varane is just always tired. Mostly due to him being 30-year-old, maybe, and his stamina levels not being that high. Ahead of the Derby Day as well, I've put out a very strong team that should smash Coventry. Fun fact, that team I've actually put out is stronger than the team we actually got once we came here, as this is the FA Cup, the biggest competition domestically, and we win 2-1. Rashford had to send us through as the old man Matt Godden scored. Forgot he was even there. Sean Maguire and Matt Godden at Coventry. That is an old spine. As Tuanzebe, of course, departs for Betis. And Inter Milan are even going to try and worsen our problems. A bid in for Casemiro, which is just rejected without shadow of a doubt. He has to stay at the club, as I think I just saw Newcastle in the cup. That's going to be difficult. Still, we don't look ahead. We look to the derby that we play. Joint top of the league, behind by 3 goals, and Manchester City are behind by 4 points. Calling upon the strongest and main squad to get us over the line against the citizens. And Eriksen can't even get in the midfield now for Manchester City. Have that. He wasn't even showing up on the bench as well. Manchester City ruining his career. Guess that's what you get for being a snake, as now Riyad Mahrez. He's going to get the ball around the corner into Ilkay Gundogan in his position. Erling Haaland. Why has David De Gea given him so much space in the near post? There's so much space. I mean, he could set up a table and chairs, a camping tent, anything in between him and his near. Am I right? It's poor as now that's into Bruno Fernandes. Can this be better, Harry Kane? Turns inside. We need some runners in front of us, lads. Come on. Get going. Anthony tried to use Denzel Dumfries, and Powter is on the overlap. That's into Bruno. Let's get moving. Moments later, Rafael Varane gets a touch on the ball, but it's not enough. Ilkay Gundogan can't make it two. David De Gea with a big save. Malacia out. I still aren't overly convinced with the way we're playing, as that's into Erling Haaland now. Kylian Mbappe. Rodri gets it blocked. Manuel Akanji gets it blocked and all. We're in the way of everything. Anthony to turn inside with a little pirouette. Our fidget spinner returns. Even him being the fidget spinner's not enough in Anthony as Harry Kane. Oh! Near post of Ortega to get us level at the Etihad. Now let me tell you a little story about the derby game in Manchester, where both goalkeepers could not save at near posts. Brilliant work as Rafael Varane even gets a tackle on Kevin De Bruyne. Varane uses Anthony inside. Anthony has a ball to the other side, but he's going to run himself ragged. Survive being in the book as maybe a chance before half-time. A bad tackle on Bruno puts a Kanji in the book and a free kick for us. Bruno scores this, I riot. If Bruno scores this, I fully riot. It was decent, but not enough to beat Ortega all square on derby day. Consistency is key, however, as Mahrez, I don't think that was ever really threatening. David De Gea, oh, what a poor pass, Malacia. Get your act together, mate. I know you're Dutch, but that doesn't get you into this squad automatic. Ten Hag is cutthroat. Anthony is skillful. He's good inside. He's found Bruno Fernandes for two. What a move by the bogey squad. The colour of the kit just shows where their bogey team gets in there. 2-0 last time out. To 2-1 this time. Away from home, I must add, as Phil Foden. Take him out, Varane. Take him out. Stockport born and bred as Kevin De Bruyne, though. Offside. It won't count, mate. Don't be getting that ball. The fact he even ran to pick the ball up straight away shows that he thinks they're underperforming by even drawing to us. Lack of class. It's not class that we lack, it's ruthlessness. And they do the same. Not to mention how brilliant that save from De Bruyne's shot was. Kimpembe, David De Gea again. Casemiro again, finding Bruno Fernandes. Come on, Luke Shaw. Why not go for a spectacular? Miss 100% of the chances you don't take. Inspirational quotes, as we should be inspiring Man United fans all the way round. That we can win back-to-back titles when Luke Shaw hangs it to the back post. Still not gone in. Marcus Rashford will put pressure on the defender and win that header. Unlike Ortega, David De Gea's built himself up throughout the game. Ortega's had two clangers, which have let goals go in at his near posters. That's Casemiro winning the header. Can we seal it with one more goal? Anthony turning inside like he usually does. He doesn't manage to do it, and the forbidden man in Manchester, João Cancelo, has the ball. It doesn't matter what he does with it, though. Manchester United win the derby. Cup team we go. It's still a lot stronger than you'd probably expect. I said I wanted another right-hand-sided centre-back, but the player I've got in mind, he's a winger. And the reason why is because he can play numerous positions and he's kind of like a new Ronaldo. It's Pedro Goncalves. He's got the in-game face. We've had him before at West Ham in a save. And he's just brilliant. He's very well-rounded. He's got the statistics. He can play anywhere and he's young. Have the finances to pull this off as they want Scott McTominay in the deal. I won't agree to that, but they can agree to 50 million. I'm thinking, could we get him in for the cup game? Maybe thread him on the bench? He only wants a sporadic role at Manchester United. Now that to me is absolutely crazy because he's good enough to be a starter. I mean, we've got Anthony Asensio, Marcus Rashford, Ilanga Pelistri, and McKay the youngster. But still, I'm greedy for wingers. And we have, hopefully, a new Ronaldo. He's putting the Manchester United kit on next to Erik Ten Haag, who has his man. Sorry, Anthony Ilanga. Goncalves jumps on the bench for this one. Here is the big slabby stadium, St. James's Park. The round 4. Not to make this about my club all the time, but we're off the back of a 3-0 win against Crew, the mighty Mariners. And we're in the 4th round replay. Go into it on Tuesday. If we ever did play Grimsby in a save, like with a big team or with anybody in the FA Cup, I don't think I could draw myself to play them. All through onto Isak here, and Isak gets his shot saved from Henderson. The names are very small now. I don't like that. I ain't squinting to see my players as Marcus Rashford Mr. MBE, it's an easy ball over to Miguel Sabitzer. Oh, Nick Pope, it's still fallen to Sandro Tonali. We're up against the Geordies in the Premier League as well, trying to beat them there. There's a ball down the wing here, slipped back into Murphy. And Miggy Almiron into Kieran Trippier. It's a good job Nick Pope's not playing forward this time. Wasn't too good up front, Isaac is. What a save it was, as here is Marcos Asensio. He uses Miguel Sabitzer again. Lads, Asensio, no. Iron Hayden now into Dean Henderson again, trying their luck. Playing well so far. Anthony uses Luke Shaw. This could be a goal, you know. Marcus Rashford, Tonali, come on, Nick Pope's down. Oh, Asensio, mate. And half time in this big game. It's the Geordies and us really just sharing it. Scott McTominay's got the ball in the middle as well again, and he's just going to loop that. At least the ball's out of play to get the debutant on. Come on. Ronaldo regen. That's here's Pedro Gonçalves and Nick Pope. He's going to play outfield again. He's going to go after Rashford. I don't like this glitch. It just puts fear in me that there's a massive tall man running after me. And it's still 0-0 so far without Nick Pope in goal. Could we have one for ourselves? Pedro Gonçalves waits for the run. He gets it from Shawberto. Shawberto putting a ball. Fabian Schär. Jeff Hendrick. He sticks the ball down the line as well into Murphy. Isaac. Oh, Pau Torres. A machine. Some player is Asensio now. Go on, Marcos. A late goal here would prevent extra time or even a replay against the Geordies, which I really don't want. Backed out by Almiron, but only as far as Marcus Rashford. He keeps it at his feet. Marcus Rashford! That's the chance gone. As now Pedro Gonçalves. He gets it into Sabitzer. Maybe there's another one, though. Sergio Asensio. Use Gonçalves for the debut goal. Can you hear him? You should hear him all the way in Manchester. All the Manchester United fans celebrating. What a goal, by the way. Asensio just slipped through and he was so unselfish. A win's a win. A win's a win. A win is a win and a win is a win. And straight after, an offer 100 million from Wolves for Jadon Sancho. Absolutely not. But Hateboer does leave. He signed a pre-contract with Frankfurt to go to in the Bundesliga. There's even Sporting want Anthony in return. Now we've just took Gonçalves off of them. If it wasn't the swap deal, would I have done it? No. No, and I'm not going to accept that. And Victor Lindelof being approached by Ajax. Now, I know they put a transfer offer in for him. Can't speak. They might actually get him now. The other player that I do have in mind is a centre-back. As we play Spurs, they're up there. 1 defeat. What a recovery from last season. I want to play these, and then I think I want to play, of course, Leipzig. And maybe get onto Leipzig again to simulate it. The Tottenham Stadium looking very nice. Højbjerg, the tifo. Player I've always rated, actually. He's like a BTEC Kieran Green. Just a nitty-gritty player in the midfield. And I've mentioned Grimsby again. I need to stop, but it's hard. We've just won 3-0 10 minutes before recording this. There's Romero with the ball through the middle of the park onto Richarlison. Richarlison onto Son. Easy for Rafa Varane. He still needs help for my liking, though. We need more players in at his position as Harry Kane against his former club. Harry Kane, Lloris. He don't score here because Lloris knows how to read him. Or can he now? He got the ball through the middle. Certain scenarios we've got to be better in. Bentancur into Richarlison. No, no, no. There's Dumfries just to jog this. Go on, Denzel. He's got pace. Just as much as he has strength. Go on, Denzel. Go on. Crossing the box. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, tried a bicycle. Little motion in that kick. Højbjerg finds Jed Spence. Jed Spence is around Tyrell Malacia. Mora. Richarlison. Oh, I dislike him. Look at it. I call him a chicken. He makes himself look like one. Literally. We'll be clowning him at the end of this game. He'll be known as the clown, not the chicken. That's how confident I am in our abilities. Yes, we go on rocky patches, but now we're not. We've spent 50 million on a player. We shouldn't be, even though he's on the bench as Harry Kane. Close to the instant reply. They had a chance. We just pass it away. Sandro Tonali. Oh, Hazard. A lot of Brazilian players on this field at the moment as well. Casemiro, Anthony, Lucas Moura, and Richarlison as human Son. Got to watch him. No penalties, please. No corruption. Good tackle. It's given us a free kick. For me, it calls upon Gonçalves again. The saviour. And a ball round from Son. Son on a bit of a jog, and Richarlison actually won that. That's not the start I wanted. Anthony. Bruno. Anthony again. This is where we get some play together. Come on, Denzel Dumfries. Put a cross into that box. It's towards the back. No threat, and we're still 1-0 down in this top of the league decider, really. It's only a fight for second place as it stands, but it can mean more as Son, Heung-min Son, buries it. Now I grow less confident. It's like Harry Kane against his former club, just doesn't want his Tottenham legacy tarnished. He's not trying. As here's Anthony, he's trying. The Brazilian uses the ball in the middle into Sandro Tonali. Throw some extra players on. It's not been good enough. Another right-hand-sided move. That's becoming a pattern here. Varane, for me, not watching his men as Diogo Jota's even made it 3 to Tottenham. Scrap the game. Scrap the game. I do not want to play anymore. And I did mention in game, right-hand side is a issue as I'm not letting Wan-Bissaka go because of that. Not his fault, didn't play. It's Rafael Varane I've got my eye on. But still, I don't want to get rid of him. Just want to give him help. As Pau Torres has a bid in from Roma. Jose Mourinho likes the look. I do too, and I want to use him. I'm turning them all down. No one's unhappy at the club. I don't know why I have to sell them, as I think I have my replacement centre-back right here. Dutchman, Matthijs de Ligt. Now, a lot of you guys told me to sign Frankie de Jong. I was going to go for it. I thought it was too Man United. Also, he had just moved to Juventus, so I couldn't do anything about it. I was unable to, but I am able to go for Matthijs de Ligt, and this guy sharing game time with Varane probably gets more. Would be a huge coup. So, we'll put in for his evaluation, see what they have to say. The walking away. I mean, it was his evaluation. I should be able to go for that. Deadline day as well, so I might not even get another offer in for Matthijs de Ligt. That's worrying. Victor Lindelof does leave as well to Bayer Leverkusen. He's got his move, and it wasn't Ajax. And Chelsea, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, plus 140 million. Good money for a 30-year-old Harry Kane. But he's settled in Manchester. Paul McKay, on the other hand, should get his loan deal over to Turkey. Oh, and losing Fred could be a one, you know. I think he has knocked on a bit. He's 30-year-old. Goncalves can play centre mid. But I tried to swap it for a different player, because they put Malinovsky in the deal and they won't swap. And the window slammed shut. So we didn't get the centre-back in. Then again, we didn't lose any first-teamers to a Barca or a Real Madrid. Happy with that, but not happy with the league form. We sit, of course, third now. Ooh, dearie me. West Ham next as well, who were in fifth, so tough game. We'll get them simulated. Oh, Eduardo Camavinga in a deal for Rashford. That's appealing, but not with Rashford, the main man in that deal. I'd take Camavinga. Swap me Camavinga for, I don't know, go get Harry Maguire back and swap him in it. West Ham actually pushing towards our Champions League places. We need to try and bat them away by playing them. Given these are highlights as Casemiro gets a good in-swinger straight into Jadon Sancho. Sancho finds a ball into Hazard. Harold didn't register the shot as Harry Kane does find Anthony. He's back in the team over Asensio and Sancho. Anthony on that angle. And Scamacca gets one chance for them. Don't let him take it. That is a terrible slide from Malacia. Playing poorly. De Gea has to bail him out. Oh, an 88th minute penalty. Bruno Fernandes steps over this. We've gone from winning the league to taking a penalty, deciding our Champions League fate. As it's saved as well by Areola. And we get a draw with West Ham. Oh, no. Let's please get back onto normal business with a win against Brentford. We do. We can calm down. Looks like Tonali doesn't calm down in a tackle, though. Sent off dangerously close this game against Leipzig. Does it count for it? As David Raya, after playing Brentford, leaves the ex-Brentford man. Strong but fatigued team. Even Casemiro's out. I didn't realise how old he's getting. He needs a bit of a rest, or does he? Maybe we squeeze him in. Squeeze him for a fully simulated one. I want to focus on the league a little bit. A 3-2 win with another leg to go. That's okay. Still in the competition, and Wolverhampton, then Aston Villa, then Wolves. Oh no, we're Aston Villa. I don't know what order it was. Wolves swept aside. Goncalo Guedes always gets a goal, though. That brings memories back of winning the league at their place last season. On to Aston Villa in the cup. Has got a man going out. Yeah, it's Patrick Nicholson. He will go out on loan to Burnley. Slightly changed team. We're going to change it even more for the league, and then we're going to change it back for the Champs game. After a humiliating draw against West Ham, I'm going to try the highlights again for the knockout game. Come on, lads. Round of 16. Villa, Unai Emery. I never know what you're going to get. Terrible pun. Philippe Coutinho. He slides the ball straight through, and it's onto Vitinha. Vitinha finds Marcus Thuram. Coutinho took out. Oh, Casemiro. I love it. I do love to see it. Vitinha as well. We're definitely getting a couple of yellow cards in that move. Or not. Casemiro might have survived without one when we touch this ball. No, he's not got one above his name. We're very lucky as Jadon Sancho chip over to Harry Kane. Chip that one more on. Marcus Rashford, Scorpion Kick. He tried it as, yes, a penalty. Oh, no, it's not to us. It's Marcus Thuram. We've got to save the Frenchman spot kick. Dummy that way. Dive that way. De Gea. David. What a man. What a man. What a mighty good man. I had to say the lyrics to the song because I didn't want copywriting. As Sandro Tonali has the ball to run forward with. He finds Casemiro. We need to score, please, in open play. No replay. No penalties. As a ball whipped in towards Bruno Fernandes. Oh, a header from the captain, Bruno. He never scores those. Points to the camera. Is he going to kiss the camera? No, he's not. He's just going to turn it round. Look at them fans. It's all about them. As a free kick. Edge of the box. We'll give this Bruno again. I do have faith that Bruno could do some magic. I thought the play was running to the line then. He doesn't. And Bruno to curl and curl wide. Still looking for his first free kick goal as Sandro Tonali. Let it fall to him. Yes, he does. Sandro Tonali uses Jadon Sancho at the side. Back in. Tonali. That's into Casemiro. That's onto Bruno. Oh, I was ready to smash that. He doesn't need to. Not a Champions League. An FA Cup quarter-final is on the horizon again. One game to go towards Wembley, which I dream we can win at this time. I'm trying not to jinx anything. I think it was Chelsea. I think I've already got the cup up next. Patrick McKay leaves on a loan, but I want to see this calendar. Yeah, the cup game threaded through after Sheffield United. We're going to get the cup game done and then move to the Champions League away. Sheffield United, in the meantime, is only a draw. Antiste? Who's Antiste? I know my players, but I've never heard of Antiste. It sounds like maybe a French name. And we've never actually had us luck playing Chelsea, so guess what? We're going to sim the quarter-final. The Champions League's more important. Also, if this team doesn't win the simulation, I'll just sell it all. Go on then, I might keep Rashford. Chelsea had a tired side by the looks of things, and they win on penalties. Casemiro missed the spot kick. We're at the FA Cup again. Hudson-Odoi scored in game. Twice! Twice, Hudson-Odoi! FA Cup, we can look past West Ham, Leeds United. Oh, what a chance that was to win it. This team better turn around for Leipzig. I even played the full team for the cup game, so now the Champions League may be in doubt. Stick Rashford on the wing, but that's about it. These players that have just put the heart and soul into a penalty shootout that was lost against a weaker team and a tired team have to win against German Leipzig. Their team very strong as well. Sergio Immobile, Dani Olmo, Josko Vradiol. Timo Werner made his return and James Maddison is amongst their substitutes. Tell you what, it's good we're winning going into this game because I'd feel really underconfident if we didn't have the goal advantage because their strikers and attacking midfielders look very strong. Not stronger than ours given, but when the other team has a strong team, it's a good one. I always put faith in ours as Harry Kane. Oh, went near post. He shouldn't have done. Got to say as that's a ball towards the back stick. Pau Torres was running towards it. Sandro Tonali into Sancho. Good start. And it's Sancho again. Winding up. Oh, Alex Ramiro. Stop that, goddammit. As that's Bruno Fernandes picking up a ball, going for a Travella. That one's headed away from Disassi. Disaster at the back. No one can clear it. Shot at Gvardiol. With Jadon Sancho picking up on this ball as well. Chance to whip it in. Rashford, what are you doing? Even managed to stay on side with it as Sancho now into Kane. Harold. Harry. Hazard. I keep saying loads of variations of his name as that's through to Bruno. Shoved off the ball by the right back. This defence is very good. Going to be hard to break down, but a little gap for Casemiro. Casemiro looks over the top. A bicycle effort from Disassi. Just the opposite of his name. Disaster, as that's a disaster pass from us. We'll see them have a chance as Dani Olmo, tackled by Rafael Varane. Rather easy for him. Clark with a shot passing to Ciro Immobile. I thought I'd tripped him. Dani Olmo. End to end a little bit now. Nielsen Kulu was the flash man at the near post. I thought he might have got a nick on that ball, but he didn't. Pau Torres, our centre half. It's running the whole length of the field. He'll finally have to pass it into Bruno, but he continues his run. Oh, Gvardiol, why do you have to be a spoil sport? Surely you, as a centre-back in the centre-back community, should have let that go in, or should have let him keep running. This chance meaning it could be 0-0 at half-time, but it still couldn't be. Bruno's going to be selfish. He's going to hit it across net. Ramiro gambled at the near post, but Bruno Fernandes doesn't go there. Get in, going into half-time 1-0 up. The job should be over, but this is the Champions League, man. This is not over. Also, before we go into it, I've realised Scott McTominay is right-footed. Could he do a job at centre-back? And Harry Kane making a pass back into Casemiro. Rashford across into Bruno. That's not a good pass. We've got to be better than that to get the business done. And better than that defensively. McTominay, I've gambled with you because Varane's tired. It's over the top towards Clark. This guy's quite decent. That's lucky. Lucky as in, we're lucky to get away with it. We have to be better. First time I've not fallen to that trick, as here is Raum. I think he spent some time at Huddersfield. I might be wrong on that. James Maddison into Immobile. David De Gea off his line. There's James Maddison cutting inside, and we know what he's capable of. It's 4-3. I told you it's not over till it's over. Thought it was destined for the Geordies. I thought he was at them being top of the league. They don't even need him. Leipzig do. And Harry Kane pulling away from a tackle here. Now I'd rather be in front, even though there's 10 minutes left. Just that chance they can get a counter. A 2-goal lead is a dangerous one, as we're going to see here. They push forward. Ciro Immobile into James Maddison. Get that tackle in. Dumfries does not. Made substitutions. We have two. A free kick. Just a bit away. Grifo is going to leave it to James Maddison. Get in there, David. Would you believe I called this draw lucky? I mean, we didn't even win the Europa League, and I'm already making my mind up on who's the easier teams in the Champions League. No team is easy, as this game is proving. A tackle in the last minute. James Maddison onto Javier Schlager. Niels Nkulu. Last-ditch corner. The goalkeeper's up. 4-3 on aggregate. Luke Shaw, where you heading that? Marcus Rashford with the block. He slides in. The referee's blown his whistle, has he? Yellow card? Don't tell me this is a free kick. No, he's not giving the free kick. Whoa. We've got away with it. It's a weird graphics, I think it was supposed to be, but it wasn't given. I think Maddison would have scored it. Very lucky at the end to win. Huge game for all them lads in our team. Isaac did get a winner against us before. He shouldn't do this time. Something we've got to make sure of as Bruno Fernandes whipping in an early ball. A header from, I think that was Martinez. Lisandro leaps like a salmon, as this is Murphy. If he scores against us, I absolutely riot. He goes into Longstaff. Not control the ball as Scott McTominay. He's managed to get the pass off into Anthony. Anthony go over the top there. That's towards Marcus Rashford. Overhit. They've got a different keeper as well, I noticed. As Tonali. Sandro Tonali into Jadon Sancho. That's into Bruno. Oh, it's gone through the keeper, Musso. Bruno, the captain, leading like a captain. In a huge game, the Portuguese comes out on top. That is so far, as Bruno Fernandes whipping in a ball in. Scott McTominay can't get his head on that. It does fall to Jadon Sancho. Into Sandro Tonali. Very close so far. Malassi with the whack away, though. And Manchester United win again at St. James's Park to take away 3 points. Love it, lads, as the board's unhappy with the amount of youth development we've promoted through. I hear you, I hear you. So we're going to promote some more. I think I'm going to go with a couple, actually. We've got Kian Mason, the Welshman. We also have, let's get John Logan in, the backup goalkeeper. And Michael Hughes or Riley Buchanan. Or even Lance Williams, who's a lot younger and looks a lot better. But still, I think I'm going to go with height and strength, which is Riley Buchanan. Top of the league, and we do need to push some youngsters through. Feel like that's something for the last half of the season. Even though we're on top of the league, it's got to be done. Has to be done. He starts on the bench with Harry Kane, resting a few wingers as Sancho and Gonçalves start. Anthony Elanga is on the bench, and Arsenal is a big team. We're going to play this one to make sure we can keep our position at top of the tree. Been a very lucky bunny with injuries this season as well. I'm hoping I don't jinx anything. That's why I've changed the team up so much before Lazio. Walking to the theatre of dreams with a lot of dreams about doubling the Premier League. Arsenal start off the attack though. Gabby Jesus doesn't get the ball past anyone. Straight into Bruno Fernandes. Counter-attacking opportunity cut out by Declan Rice, the man who we tried to sign. Still finds Asensio. Asensio needs Harry Kane or Rashford, as we'll just back heel that and play it normally. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Rashford. That's a bad switch. Need a better pass as now Marcus Asensio. He's going to wait for Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the support. Wan-Bissaka around the corner. Flash towards Bruno as that's a header down. And Asensio with a shot into Sabitzer from range. It's Zuma still. Ball falls to us. Bruno on a turn. Bruno. Unlucky. Just can't find that little edge. Still, Marcus Asensio. He's going to run around the house. There's not enough game time for the Spaniard. He's got a point to prove. As many do. As the captain has the ball. Captain's going to maybe try another long shot. Ramsdale equal to everything. And he actually gets his distribution right for once. He's been terrible at the start of this game. Luke Shaw heads that straight into our Austrian in the middle. Straight onto Bruno again. He's just running at the Arsenal defence all the time. Marcos Asensio round, I think it's Zinchenko towards Rashford. Being extremely unlucky. Odegaard! He's found a gap at the near post. Martin Odegaard scored their first shot of the entire half. Absolutely hate that for us. I mean, he's a brilliant player. De Bruyne-esque, but David De Gea, does he know what his near post is and how to go to it? Shocker conceding there as the ball straight onto Asensio. That's got to be a red on it. A red? Ref? Let's see that card, please. It's a yellow for Zinchenko. Very reckless yellow. Now Asensio. Oh, that was into Bruno. Still, it finds Miguel Sabitzer, who gets a goal. The new number 7 gets the ball as well. Man must think we can win this game. I mean, still first half. No need to grab the ball. Happy with it, as now it's into Bruno. Shake off Odegaard. He does. Bruno Fernandes finds the ball passed into Marcus Rashford. Rashford with a cut inside. Oh, defender. Zuma in the way, and I'm not going to make a joke about him. I'm above that. I don't want to catch a case. We'll just resume after that, as here is the new Ronaldo, Pedro Goncalves, trying to do an Anthony and getting close. Need to win that header with Bruno. Does. Straight into Sabitzer. Pedro Goncalves waiting for the run of Marcus Rashford. Oh, Paulo Mari back in their defence. How are we not winning the game when Mari's in the defence? Of course, I really do feel for the man, and hope he has recovered from the I think it was a crime was involved in real life. Over in Italy, as Bruno has the ball still. We'll go for the goal. He's in the way. And we need to win this header with Scott McTominay, who does. Rashford into Pedro Goncalves off the crossbar. Very close. Still the header down into him. Pedro, go on. Oh, I tried to turn inside. We're such a quality team, you know. Alvaro Morata. His agent must be Superman. Him and Choupo-Moting's put together would save the world from apocalypse, as they've hit the crossbar now. And Gabriel Jesus has kept the ball. He still kept the ball. De Gea has to save. There's a man injured for them as well, who's just got past the ball. Martin Odegaard, the goal scorer. Round Sabitzer. Ball into Gabriel Jesus and Pablo Fornals they've signed. They've signed some very, dare say it, average-ish Premier League players, as Jesus has spun us. We've put Harry Kane on to try and win this game. And here he is with a run on. He uses Pedro Goncalves. Get in the box, Hazard. We need to be able to cross it into you. There we go. Near post. Tried to turn. Falls to Bruno. Fell to the wrong player for us. Just hang on. They've got a gap. Alvaro Morata. He's hit the back of the post. I thought it was in. And that's the full-time whistle. Still a draw with Arsenal. Will do us. Not satisfying, but will do us. I care more about this Champions League game next than Fulham in midweek as well. And Marcus Rashford actually suspended for this next one, which gives Buchanan another place on the bench. Daniel Malin kind of phased out at the moment. I'm going with the youth, like the board one, and the strongest team alongside that. And we're away in Italy for the first leg. Never an easy challenge, despite what team we're up against. I think they're helped by having Ansu Fati signed on the wing. What a coup. Shockingly enough, though, it's all Lazio. Ansu Fati finds a ball in the middle. Rafael Varane had to be on hand, and a free kick finally for us. Let's whip this ball safely into the box. Bruno, that's one of the worst I think I've seen in my 20 years on earth. Let's hope McTominay's corners are better towards Hazard. That should fall to Pau Torres. It does. Anthony, keep the ball alive. Denzel Dumfries, back into Anthony. Harry Kane's onside on a swivel, Harry Kane. Easy save for the keeper as a short pass. Into Rafael Varane. Oh! Rafael Varane has just scored one of the best goals we've seen in United colours so far. We didn't even get a highlight of that goal, by the way. His first goal for the club since we've been here in game. As Felipe Anderson jumps over, Ansu Fati tries to replicate. You can't do what Rafa can do, I'm afraid. As Pedro Goncalves use Harry Kane, use that ball through the middle into Anthony for 2. It's all looking bright here in Italia. As Anthony finds Pedro Goncalves forward now. Pedro, let's keep going. We've made some substitutions. We're looking very comfortable. Anthony's going to try it. He doesn't score it, but still, 2-0. What a result. United fans who didn't get to go to that will be readying them passports. I don't want to speak too soon, as we're fourth in the league again, which is shocking. We went top, as Fulham will be rotated heavily as well. And switching the team up's caused no problems. Atalvio for them. Sandro Tonali at the double. Don't expect that from that Italian. We'll take it though, straight into Lazio again. Semi-finals, here we come. Head, shoulders, knees, toes, fingers, and something else crossed. Yes, I know it's not possible to cross your head, but it is figuratively. Back to the theatre of dreams where dreams do happen. Tonali off the back of 2 goals, hopefully setting up Kane. We could have had the brightest start ever with that, as Bruno Fernandes towards Hazard. We're taking no prisoners. Pedro retiring. I'm guessing he had something to do with the Ansu Fati transfer. Sandro Tonali experienced against Lazio as well, as that's into Malacia again. Round the corner. Casemiro finds Anthony with the gap through the middle and should have scored. Adoring the way we're playing. Harry Kane is a battering ram at the moment. Really high rated, winning the ball everywhere, almost back to him. We'll keep on going though as Harry Kane finds this ball. He finds Anthony. Anthony back in the middle, onto Bruno Fernandes. Bruno, keep control of this ball. Lay it off at the edge. Tonali. Now that is a Manchester United goal. Tonali with the curl round his man. It was going wide of the post and just crept back in. And Fofana plays a 1-2 now. Or Fontana, that is. Into Sergio Roberto. Another good Barcelona-esque signing. Onto Anthony, as Anthony's going to return that straight around the corner into Hazard. Hazard just to run. Hazard to slow it down. Anthony again. Swivels. Just moves all around. Harry Kane. Oh dear. Don't let them run on as well. Ansu Fati. He's crawled inside. Ansu Fati. Roberto's touched it. And he's offside. Oh my. Who was supposed to be together at Barcelona? Supposed to have the chemistry. Not there. Terrible football as Anthony again. That's a back heel flick into Denzel Dumfries. That's onto Harry Kane. On a turn. Unlucky. Still we have the ball. Casemiro. Casemiro finds Harry Kane. Flick that on. Round the corner. This is good football. Casemiro out. Corner ball. Hazard. Oh, that was close. Goalkeeper flapping at this one. It's been very entertaining for just 1-0 and for a game that's almost wrapped up already. And straight into this second half where we just have to keep on going, lads. We're through. We should be anyway. The passing here is exquisite. Look at this. First time stuff. Just popping it around the field. Harry Kane. Second half, really a training game. Where's David De Gea going, though? I'm sorry. Didn't notice he were doing a Nick Pope. Got bored and wanted to play as a sweeper. Safe to say I ain't happy as that ball's onto Basic. Oh, it could have been 3-2. He should have it at a higher scoreline now as Anthony here with the ball. Anthony's going to slow that down. He tries to whip it in past Casale. Now into Denzel Dumfries again with Bruno. Sandro Tonali with the ball as well here. Into Rashford. That's Bruno around the corner. That should be it wrapped up. He's even hit the post. In a standalone game, I'm not happy with this. We should be winning it. And almost did through Tonali. Players have took the foot off the afterburner, which is never acceptable as a Man United player. You should never do that. But the game is over. And we've drawn 1-1, but through to the semis. Be a difficult game next to whoever we play. But Atletico Madrid's beating Barca. Liverpool are out to City. And Milan. Certain to Everton at home, though, which should get us back going in the league. Hate changing the team up all the time, but that's what we've had to do. Was it's a 4-1 thrashing. Bruno with 2 and Kane with 2. And we're 1-0 down. Keeps us in 4th, which is the only positive going for us in the league. Aston Villa, the next team up, as we've drawn Atletico Madrid in the next round. We've not done too bad with us draws. I might try and get both legs done today, you know, because then that leaves a potentially huge finale next episode. Aston Villa have been a tricky team for us, so we're going to highlight them to get them out of the way. Still, they potentially start off with the big chance, just to pass straight into Pau Torres. And a chance to whip this in for Bruno Fernandes. Oh, almost looking to Harry Kane. A penalty for Villa. They get one every game. Danny Ings still there. Dance on your line. And tell him to calm down. But he sends us the wrong way, and Danny Ings scores again against the Red Devils. Not great when he's an ex-Liverpool player, as Buendia with a free kick. That's off the post. But a ball over the top for Harold Kane. Harry Kane's on the end of this one. Here he is, slowing down. Harry Kane passes it into the bottom corner. That is all square. As Bruno Fernandes with a chance to run. He will use Harry Kane just in front of him. Uses Bruno Fernandes. Bruno waits for the run round the corner. Doesn't get it. Sancho back into Bruno. That's one round the corner. Jadon Sancho. Now on to Denzel Dumfries. Now into Bruno again. Looking for the gaps. Yes! A penalty to us against Villa. I think we're going to copy Danny Ings. I'm going to do it. Maybe a bit of mind games. We do it and we score it. Bruno at the Stretford end. I love Fernandes. That is the game as well. A 2-1. Narrow one. Slid across Villa. Good stuff. On to the semi-finals against Atletico Madrid. Takes league focus all the way out the window in a game that we are going to be doing the highlights again in because we play second legs. This time we're at home to start off with. Their team, Griezmann, João Felix is back. No real big players. Erik Konsa in the defence. I mean, it's testament to Diego Simeone how he's got this team going. I mean, it revived Trippier's career. It might do Matt Doherty's. He's on to Erik Konsa in this save as a ball I think is going through. Yes, it is to Jadon Sancho. He's got a chance to run. Sancho going with it and Hazard in front. Harold Kane. He is the man to strike fear into Atletico Madrid. Get in there. Early advantage in the semi-finals. Can't ask for a better start. Grimaldo. It's not Ronaldo, it's Grimmer. Might be Grimmer for them, because Harry Kane, he's got a gap. I'm going to go near post with Harry Kane. It's 2. It's 2. Atletico in trouble now. Atletico in big trouble. Ball into Harry Kane. It's a good first touch. Harry Kane. Oh, almost a first half hat-trick. They want one back. And oh, Traore. Good save, De Gea to stop potential pressure. And a chance for us, Sandro Tonali. Into Mr. Sancho. It's in the top corner. Jadon Sancho extends it to 3 with an absolute screamer. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant going away to Spain with a 3-0 lead. They only know how to defend. They haven't done it at Old Trafford. And hopefully they don't do it at the Wanda Metropolitano. I think that's it. Put in stages. We have a game in hand over City. And we'll be 1 point behind if we win that. Again, going for the league when we're doing well in the Champions League, as we still win with a rotated squad. Rashford, Fernandes came on, scored straight away, and Sancho into Madrid. It's the Metropolitano. It's not even the Wanda. I've added the Wanda to make it sound more magical. Sancho and Pau Torres are the only players you can really see lack a little bit, but we can make the changes. It's a brilliant squad who should earn the right to play in a Champions League final at the first attempt of asking. Not to blow my own trumpet, but I think we've got a knack on this channel to just get into the Champions League final when we're first in the competition, like for the first time. You may see what I'm on about a little bit more in a video that's to come soon, as Carrasco to pass it straight into João Felix, get us up and running. Casemiro finds Harry Kane. Harry Kane straight into Jadon Sancho. Running round his man is Jadon Sancho. That's brilliant running. He's going to pull that back into a Jadon Anthony. Until I've just watched Match of the Day. It's now Goncalo Ramos. He gets a pass off. We were offered him in a swap deal. Grimaldo doesn't keep it in. A lot of focus on the gameplay aspect today rather than the in-game menus. So if you do enjoy the menus, I apologise for that. We've just had nothing to shout home about. Of course, if we don't win the Champions League, there'll be a couple of transfers next season, I'm pretty sure, as Varane does keep the ball. Also, if you are still watching, you leave a comment down below if you do want a third season in the Man United save. I said I wanted to win everything, but winning the Premier League twice may cover us as Ramos goes for the chip. Let me know them thoughts, as it's a typical Atletico Madrid game. Just, we're trying to get the passing going, but we can't really do that. Into Harry Kane. Jadon Sancho now. On to Casemiro. Pass in the middle. Try to pass again. There's Carrasco with a chip as well. Carrasco gets it in. Right, they've scored a chip. I'm sorry, Davide. You've got to stay on your line a bit more. Too easy for the man who must be about, what, 49-year-old now? We'll try and put some changes together later on as Anthony. Can we get a man in the middle, please? 2-goal scoreline, like I usually do say. Most dangerous scoreline in the game, as we've got a knack for hitting his own players on the line. Casemiro should sweep this up, though. Bruno can't get away from Marcos Llorente. Could be our first loss in a bit of a while. We don't want it to be 3-2, of course. That is dangerous. Grimaldo almost making it. It's dangerous. It's not good. Konsa onto... That's not a Darwin Núñez, and that's an easy save. As Antoine Griezmann into Goncalo Ramos. That's a good ball onto Llorente. It's gonna be one of them nervy endings. Marcos with the goal. He plays anywhere on the field, and it seems like it's a striker. They're running at us again. Grimaldo tackled by Rafael Varane. Varane down the line. Anthony with a return. That is good football. Bruno into Harry Kane. Harry Kane slows it down. Bruno Fernandes. Gap in the middle. Brilliant play. Should be 4-2. And Bruno Fernandes with a last-minute ball into the box. I thought Varane was going to get that goal just to nail it on. They're going to throw everything at it. A bad tackle in there. It could be a red card for the final, you know, for Pau Torres. Referee sprinting over, but it's just a warning. This seat is very soggy now, because I think I just booed myself. As now, Goncalo Ramos almost got there. Dumfries to whack it away. And that is the whistle. Manchester United, a Champions League semi-finalist. So this is today's schedule. One absolutely huge game that can write off this career mode. Of course, I'm talking about Nottingham Forest. Only joking, it's Chelsea. Or I'm only joking again because it's AC Milan. Champions League final. Yes, the other two are big teams, actually. And we play them at home and away, and they are important. The squad has to be stretched. We've got a lot of good ratings. We've got probably the world's best squad at the moment. Despite not winning many... Despite not winning domestic trophies, I think it's that we've missed out on. Yeah, it is. We are going to, of course, probably end the series if we win what we can win today. As you can see on screen, it's the Premier League first. We play Chelsea and we play Forest. Forest are rock bottom of the league. We're going to play both in game, and Chelsea are fourth. We can win the league. We are joint everything with Manchester City. That means we've actually got to score goals against Forest, and of course the Champions League final. We can win the Prem for the second time and the Champions League. So getting a squad right is absolutely pivotal today. We've got, I think it's a 6-day rest in between the Prem games, then a bigger rest for the others. Or the other, we've got a big gap for, so we should be able to play the strongest squad each time. Wan-Bissaka, I'm sorry, mate, you're one of the originals. And Fred that do stay out of this team because the rest of them are on the bench. Rashford's on it. You can see Kane starts up front, Sancho and Anthony. The midfield's amazing. The defense is Malacia over Luke Shaw's probably the biggest shock of them all. Fully strength team to go to Nottingham Forest, who are bottom of this Prem and really struggling. Ooh, and it's a bit of a nighttime-ish game. It's on a Monday night, so it is like noonish, but it's getting towards the summer end of the season. I like the atmosphere. It's a weird thing to mention as, hang on, I've got something. Got to mention my Grimsby Town beating Luton 3-0. We are into this round of 16 of the FA Cup. Okay, Grimsby mention over. We get on with what we need to complete today. Can we complete the Man United kind of treble if you count the Prem last season? Just what we're after, as well as here's Anthony. He's on a bit of a sprint there into Harry Kane. Harold tries to get his shot off. Almost worked, you know. Pau Torres in the middle. He's just gave it straight into Casemiro on a swivel. Here's Anthony. Harry Kane over the top. These have got a poor defense. Let's get it near Carabao as Kane. Pull the trigger, mate, as Rafael Varane's put it straight through the middle onto Bruno Fernandes. That's a ball into Anthony if he can find him. Referee. Only way to make it better is if Bruno Fernandes scores this. Plenty of power. And hits Brennan Johnson. We're terrible with them kind of things as Fernandes back post near Carabao heads that away. Shame we couldn't get to it as Gibbs White. Oh, David De Gea. How was he onside? Taiwo Awoniyi with the chance, you know, as now they're going to whip it in. Gibbs White near post. Rafael Varane. Casemiro can't even deal with it. And I tell you what, for a game we need to score loads of goals in. Forest are taking it to us. We can't let them do. Sandro Tonali has a bit of a gap. What a ball over to Anthony. Anthony's going to cut inside there into Bruno Fernandes. Was a close one, you know, as we've done a short corner. Sancho in the middle off the crossbar. How close can we get without scoring? Just before half-time would be nice. Tonali's offside. A game well and truly taken to us as Casemiro through the middle onto Jadon Sancho. Sancho sticks it into Kane though. Come on, he needs to score this. Harry Kane. I'm honestly thinking about a substitution after that. We'll do a short corner. Bruno Fernandes straight into Sancho. Hit the man on the edge. Anthony falls to Kane again. He makes no mistake the second time. Good job, I'm keeping him on. Harry Kane broke the Tottenham record in real life, but he may actually complete some records here. Set some for trophies with United. Might be getting an Aguero moment if we win and take this into the last game. Casemiro, straight through into Bruno. There's Harry Kane hitting a ball over to Tonali. Tonali's going to give it back into Kane. Run around him. Jadon Sancho now. That is a ball for Tonali to chase. And Sandro Tonali heads it into his path. We need goals. Not that. Tonali has to do better with them shots as Bruno threw that gap into Harold. Harold, look over the top. Why is no one running? I'm fuming they're still even in this game. Never mind us not scoring goals as Bruno Fernandes into Anthony. Anthony now. We are a winning team, but we usually don't batter squads. That is our problem. That might ruin our chances of a title as David De Gea gets down to save the shot. Even though we do have a big break. Harry Kane, Casemiro and Sancho. We're resting them for the Blues. We need them as Pedro Goncalves squeezes the ball through there onto Bruno. Anthony, just wrong side of your man, mate. That's a good disguised ball into Rashford. That's back into Bruno. What a good touch. What a save. Who is this? Christian Donny in goal, or Christiansen? That is a decent ball, though. Pau Torres. He's in. He's over the line. Is it Pau or is it Lisandro? No, it's Pau. What a header. Game wrapped up. It's not the goals like I said we needed, but it is the win. That ball should be plenty over the line, isn't it? Yep. It's clear. Up the United lads as Goncalves is going to continue to run. Pedro Goncalves just whip one in. Try to force something. I'd be happier with 3-0. I don't even know who Manchester City play. I didn't check their games. I'm not thinking about them. Thinking about us. Oh, Bruno, you're going to run through a brick wall there to get that ball. We don't win the header, but we win the game. That is 1 out of 3 done. Pressure's all on them as they travel away to West Ham, who are in 7th. I know this. Inside man. Shouldn't mention an inside man about Man City, really, should I? As we've got Crystal Palace as well away from home. So 2 top 10-ish teams. But the teams that could score goals against, especially when we play Chelsea. Spurs are in this race, but they have the North London derby, so I feel kind of confident about that. And Chelsea are out of the race. Because we play them next, even if they beat us, they can't win it. I love this. I love the run that we're on us. Oh, did I just see it's the same week as the finale? I thought we had a week spare. No, we actually play on the 19th and then the 25th. Less than a week to prepare for the biggest game in football. What's all that about? Manchester City have lost to the Hammers. Their game in hand is done. Beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge and Manchester United win the Premier League. It is as simple as that. We've done it a little bit difficultly, if that's even a word. We've drawn 11 games, but come on, let's be lifting that title. Chelsea will bring the fans, though. They want the Champions League. I think they have to push for that as well. They are not guaranteed anything at all. They've even got the pyrotechnics out, the flags. It's a huge game as well. It's 2 top 6 teams battling it out with loads of rewards at the end of the season. And I mean, something I haven't considered is if we don't win anything and we go into another season with Manchester United, we do have the Champions League wrapped up with a win against Forest. That is a big loss. As Harry Kane finds Anthony, though. We are going to go for this. Harry Kane against one of his ex-London rivals. Sweeping in the ball towards Sancho. Get aggressive. Not too aggressive, because I think I've just seen Jadon Sancho go down just games before the final. Pau Torres to charge forward, though, from the centre of defence. I mean, Sancho is on his feet. He does have the injury symbol, though, which is unfortunate. But that's a brilliant ball still forward into Tonali! Tonali in the finale with the header. We're going to put Pedro Goncalves on, the Ronaldo regen, instead of Rashford. Save Rashford as much as we can. Deep ball in. Bruno Fernandes round the corner again. We're going to keep on pushing. Kane, Bruno. Anthony's in the box, you know. If we can hit him, Denzel Dumfries goes towards the blonde-haired assassin. Casemiro! Oh, Casemiro with the screamer! Oh, what a goal. He's in front of the United fans as well. He dives into them. Oh, man, everyone loves him. Manchester at the moment. Scores the goal. Maybe not at the moment with the recent red card, but they know how much he makes them tick, as he might have won us the league despite my voice break. What a tackle as Harry Kane round the corner into Pedro Goncalves. Kane will keep on running. The Portuguese around the side into Bruno, though. That's a ball over the top. Denzel Dumfries. Dumfries to cut inside. That's into Bruno. Bruno goes down low. Was a chance for another as Kane finds Anthony. Here he is. Anthony, the Brazilian, cuts inside, trying to replicate Fernandes. We really are on top, though. Really are. Fernandes, back post, Pau Torres with his head on it yet again. And Hudson-Odoi now into Kai Havertz again. Havertz Into Kovacic. Havertz onto Chilwell. Blocked from Pau. But Chelsea are drilling at us. Oh, Malacia at the back. Chilwell now. We've given him all the space in London. Now into Kovacic. Across. Malacia has the mark again. Diaby finds Kai Havertz. Chelsea off the back of winning the FA Cup and are really pushing us. Lukaku tackled by Varane. Still we can't clear. Adoy. It's a good job Varane didn't connect. It's across the box again. Malacia. Half-time whistle goes straight away and we are winning the Premier League as it stands. Still, a big push for this bounce. And Lukaku to start them off straight away with Varane. You can't give a free kick for Varane's tackle. May have been as Raheem Sterling on the field. It's not him taking the free kick though, it's Reece James. This could be a costly one if we don't block this with the wall. Lukaku to jump over. Need the wall jumping. It does. But Reece James has scored a blinder of a free kick for the Blues. I mentioned them chasing Champions League football and they've put themselves well and truly in the best position, scoring a free kick from a beautiful position. All the positions are speaking of. We could be second in the league now because of it. We've still got a Champions League final, but I wanted to win both. I really did. Anthony, we need to go back into dreamland. Get playing. And Diaby uses Reece James again. Pau Torres in the middle. Half an hour to go, lads. I'd say put it all in, but I need the fitness for the Champions League final as well. That's into Pedro Goncalves, though. Dinked over into Kane. He can't head it backwards. Chelsea giving us no breathing space at all. Lukaku, we get a touch on that ball. Straight into Bruno. Bruno forward into Harry Kane. Harry Kane round that side into Anthony. Anthony will get that ball into Bruno Fernandes. Bruno will get the bounce back and Fernandes to strike. And Kai Havertz to run. Kai Havertz to nutmeg a man as he gets a pass into Sterling. David De Gea quickly off the line. Trying to spur his team quickly to get a counter-attack going because at the moment we're crashing out. Or not crashing out, but losing the league. We might crash out in the next game if this momentum continues. Kane with a bicycle kick pass into Sandro Tonali. We might have done it. We might have done it late on. The Italian workhorse in the midfield that we signed this season may have won his first title, but our second back-to-back. What a strike. We can try and change some players around with the Champions League in mind, but we keep strong at the back. May have just made a big goof as well. I've took Bruno Fernandes off to save him for the Champions League, but unfortunately that means he won't be lifting the Premier League title. Scott McTominay, who's just come on, will be. Think he was, as Tonali with a bad tackle. That could have been him out for the Champs League. We've got Pau already on a yellow card. No lunging in. Sterling is running all around the place. Sterling with the shot. That is close as it's the end of the game. Header from Diaby. Koulibaly. Koulibaly may have just took the title away from us. Senegalese, everyone was up from this corner. We've just got to watch it back. Mate, oh, it's Harry Kane as well who don't mark. No, it's not. It's Lisandro Martinez who doesn't mark his man. Throw the kitchen sink now, lads. Doesn't matter how tired we are. We want a trophy. We want to win the Prem. Sandro Tonali, help him out, Anthony. Anthony to get running, but Ben Chilwell on the watch. It depends what happens in the North London derby now. A Man United champions. The fans definitely think that was a big win. I think we are. I think we've done it. It doesn't matter on Koulibaly's goal. Still, I'm not happy with the performance. A 2-2 draw. But we ignore it. We ignore that little bit of a heart stopper. Premier League champions once again. 2 seasons out of 2, lads. 2 seasons out of 2. Get the music on. Get in them changing rooms after lifting that trophy. Getting to do it at Stamford Bridge as well. Wow. As it's going to be Scott McTominay. He came through the academy. There it is. There is the Premier League 1 for the successive seasons. And we move on to bigger and better things. We are not done there. The Champions League final awaits. Jadon Sancho out for 4 weeks with that injury, but still, he'll have the Premier League medal. He'll be sat in his hospital bed, just with it lent on his chest, just biting it for the Insta photos. Done it by 3 points, Manchester City there. Oh, Arsenal fans will be loving it. They've stopped Tottenham winning the league by beating them 1-0. We'll check the Premier League stats whilst we, of course, finish the Premier League. You can see Harry Kane with 18 goals. Nowhere near the Golden Boot, though. It actually went to Hyun-Min Song. Isak second, but Son ran away with it. Haaland, Salah, Lukaku. We've got Fernandes entering the list as well with 13. Good honourable mention. Fernandes with the assist as well, 6. Sancho with 6. No one else. Clean sheets goes to David De Gea. That proves why we've got so many draws. So many nil-nils as there's no one on the yellow cards. Anyone on the reds? Yes, Harry Kane getting a red, which is a shame. Also, Martinez a bit further down. We don't look at the player stats until after everything. Players may be unsettled in the academy. That's for the next manager to deal with. If we win this, I think it's season over. Well, of course it's season over. I mean series, as we're going to make one change. Goncalves or Rashford? I said I saved Mr. MBE, and we're going to be playing him. We need another player for the bench. I will go with Elanga. Or do we go with a striker? Do we go with Daniel Mallon or Buchanan? I don't think I'm going to go with any. I think I am going to trust Anthony Elanga. I don't think we'll get Kane and Rashford injured, so any one of those could switch and swap. I mean, Kane come off, Rashford go up front. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They're both in the team. We've got a very strong team out. It's just got a point against Chelsea, won the Premier League and beaten Forest. Into the Champions League final we go. There's that shiny trophy. Oh, did you see that? It already had the ribbons on it. It already had our ribbons. Showing us scoring at Old Trafford as well as this little cinematic thing. Oh, I'll take that. Milan are going to be so hard to beat, but we've got to do it here. And I'm really intrigued to see which team they put out, to see who's doing that well for him. Harry Kane, straight on the ball here. He's going to flash a ball out to Marcus Rashford. How good would it be to take the lead straight away? Sandro Tonali playing against his former club as well. It'll be hard for him to take winning and losing. Probably still want to be the winner though, as that's a cynical tackle on Dembele and Malacia in the book immediately. Not ideal. There's also the chance for them to whip the ball into the box, but it wasn't a good one. Harry Kane shredding his man for pace, and Anthony has a gap here. Anthony, get them afterburners on. It's the Champions League, man, as Kane with a header into Bruno. Oh, he's passed it into the bottom corner. That is a sacrifice he took not playing in the second half at Chelsea, because we've put him in here and he has scored to maybe lifting the Champions League trophy. Bruno's just been able to pass it in. Kane with a perfect header, and what a pass! And Anthony now running forward with the ball. He's got a bit of a gap on here. The Brazilian, it couldn't be two, could it? Squaring it towards Rashford. My eyes lit up a bit too soon. Maybe should have made the pass sooner, as Dumfries with that header down into Anthony. Harry Kane, disguised ball around the corner into Sandro Tonali. Tried to dink his old mate, Maigan. In the goal as Dumfries. He's ex-Inter Milan, so he'll be happy in beating these. Tonali won't. Into Bruno again. Anyone got any salt to go with this pepper in, especially in a Champions League final? I keep trying that short ball towards the near post. It worked very well, as that's into Pau Torres. Now into Dumfries. That's a good pass through into Rashford. We almost created another one for ourselves. Theo Hernandez. Oh, Pau. It'll be a corner. Gifting them their biggest chance, as that's a header at the near post from De Kelatare, who's got a flying header. Don't know how you say his name, of course. Terrible with them, but I'm guessing I'm close enough, as D'Antoni running down this wing. This might be a moment where my eyes are lighting up too much again. It is. Terrible ball. Anthony's actually been shocking in the Champions League final, as that's a good interception though. Rafael Varane. Just a dink over to Hazard. He's been phenomenal. Them 2 assists in the last 2 games. Or it might have won us 2 trophies. Half-time is here in the Champions League final as well. And we sit 1-0 up with the Champions League. Almost there. Fitting, the man who carried us at the start of the first season, Bruno Fernandes, scoring all those goals to actually keep us up there, was the one to score here. That's a chance, you know. A chance and a half for Milan. I think it was offside, however. It fell perfectly to them as De Ketelare with the ball again. Ousmane Dembele just breezes past us. That's into Koiku. He's the man who almost just scored. Koiku into De Kelatare again. As expected, they're growing into it. And Coates, the old man. It could have been 2 captains scoring. What a chance it was as Malacia. Oh, he's not got close enough to Stones. That's into Benassa. Again, David De Gea. Under the cosh. Hard to escape the problem at the moment. Free header off the crossbar. It was Tyrese Lamasia. I can't even say his name properly. Tyrell Malacia, who headed it onto his own crossbar. Why is Luke Shaw sniffing about now? You're not playing after that clearance. 20 minutes to go. What a terrible switch out from Sandro Tonali. Still, Anthony on the ball. Casemiro looking down the wing. It's so difficult. It's gone from domination in that first half to actually really struggling to get a foot on the ball. Stones, however, touched that out of play. Our throw-in. Love that little error from him. An ex-Manchester City man, as now Harry Kane whips one towards Anthony. Theo Hernandez brought it away, and now Tielemans onto De Kelatare again. I haven't made any changes as well in this finale. It's insane. Tried to register some through. I do want some more players getting the chance to play in a Champions League final. Maybe their last chance when a new manager comes in. Come on. We go for a second. Bruno. Sandro Tonali over the top looking for Mr. Kane. Why would you try and header that? It may not matter, but it may still because Milan have got a chance to counter, you know. Rafael Leao. That's Koiku, that's Varane, still the ball falls into the Belgian. Big block, 2 added minutes. Varane down that line into Bruno Fernandes and drills it. Terrible ball from his captain who scored, who may win us this, as Keletare, De Gea is off the line, and David De Gea scoops the ball. Him and De Bruyne playing a huge part in Manchester United's Champions League victory. It's wrapped up so many years of hurt for Man United in this competition. It's not been happening for a while now, but it will. It will. And I think I didn't make the error this time. There is the captain, Bruno Fernandes, still on the field to lift the trophy high into the night sky. What a way to end this Manchester United save that we've done. Only 2 seasons, but 3 trophies as Bruno Fernandes makes the 3rd, the Champions League. 2 Premier Leagues, 1 Champions League. I don't care about the domestic FA Cup. We reached the semi-finals. Carabao, we never really did business in, but still, I don't care about them. I said I wanted to win all 4. I don't. If you guys have enjoyed this save with Manchester United, please do smash a like.